would be natural. You wouldn't have to take upon the whole entire burden of what fucking issues black motherfuckers got if you worried about the issues in your own household. So
Hey,
that's what
Katie.
I'm doing. I'm not standing out here on no soapbox preaching to a bunch of motherfuckers that eventually are gonna probably rob my store or
And
stick up my daughter. Excuse me, you can be quiet because you ain't having nothing intellectual by those outbursts, right? And the last thing I'm gonna just say is this: people can grandstand and have a problem with this president, right? And all these changes that they're so afraid of he making. You're complacent, right? Your complacency is the damage that's being done to black people and the ones that listen to you. Anybody that listens to you specifically with your complacency, the minute that they see change happening, is, oh my God, they're changing the laws from back in the days. Martin Luther King even made a big mistake, and he recognized his mistake. And y'all want to sit up here and try to continue to say it's wrong for white people to want to, please live by yourselves. So that way you can live in an area where we ain't got to be worried about getting shot unarmed. I'm done speaking.
yeah, and the reason why you're having to be worried about being shot and unarmed is we got a bunch of black men like you that have withdrawn from the community and only worry about themselves and their family and not worried about what happens when they step outside of their houses. You
You
are the
Hey,
the
Mr.
problem.
one.
Mr.
When
Make,
the
Mr.
You
last
Make,
are
time
the
you felt that?
Mr.
problem.
Make,
When
don't
the
do
last
that.
time you felt that
Mr.
just
You
because all
Make,
are
these black
hold
men
on.
got
Or Mr.
along?
Make,
the
Mr. Make, Mr.
problem.
Hold on, Sean. Hold on, Sean. Mr. Make, look, I get what you're saying. She may be triggered, but she's still a woman, right? A black woman. Like, just kind of like let her and
Hey,
Thug can
look,
handle
let
it.
her land her plane so
I
I can
got what you're
talk.
saying, but you can't disrespect her like that. Come on, bro. She's not disrespecting you, man.
And
Can we
she's
put a
elderly.
time
We
limit on
gotta
this shit? Like,
also
Yeah, but I
respect the
know.
fact
But
that
come
she's
on,
all
bro.
white
elderly.
She's
people.
not. She hasn't disrespected you once. I'm just saying.
It's sad the way y'all
Reciprocate that to
behave
her.
on this app.
Thug is making a good argument for men. If he's actually speaking a good argument, let them two have it.
But he's making a good argument that leads to the dismantling of community. Look, right now they're projecting in
Tell
the
me,
next
how do
couple of days.
white people
Right
wanting to
now,
live
hold
with
on,
Hold
each
on,
let
Thug.
me
You
other?
gotta let
finish.
her go.
Hold on.
You gotta let her go, bro.
Right now, our the community, the black community in America is approaching negative wealth, not zero, negative wealth. And one of the key reasons why we have this is because of the disillusion of people speaking like Thug, who all he cares about, and he's probably not even married to a black woman. But we have these kind of men now that are starting to raise children and be influential to other young men, and they walk around complaining about stuck stick up kids. But what are you doing about it? How are you trying to build a community and the foundation that is needed for those young black men not to be stick up kids? Because if you think you're going to build a castle and you be the king of this castle in isolation by yourself and you're going to survive, you're poorly mistaken. Whether you're obviously delusional if you think you can live in America or in a community or in this world by yourself. You need other people, and by the extension of needing other people, you should care about the well-being of the people first that look like you. What's wrong with
So why should
y'all?
we be worried about what white people are doing? Shouldn't we be focusing on
We
ourselves?
shouldn't. No, we already went away from white people. He and
No,
I went into a domain conversation
no.
about
I get what you're saying.
communities as a whole.
No, I get what you're saying, but I was saying like, should we like just knowing the state of our community, we shouldn't give three fucks about a white town being built in the middle of nowhere. Correct?
But how does it look? Let me explain why it makes a difference. It's not about caring about white people, it's about the resource allocation. I'm saying that what they're doing now is not new. All they're doing is bringing back old policies that were put in place 250 years ago. It's the same playbook so that they can concentrate the resources in their community.
Yeah, but Sean, but the thing
And
is this,
hold on, if you're not understanding what I'm saying is that
I understand what
when
you're
you
saying.
start building
Everybody understands, but we just
Yeah.
look
Man,
in the
can
world
other
different from
I
people
you.
know
go?
You
I'm
see some shit
answering
that
his
just not.
question. Why do you guys have to try to pile on? What's
I'm
wrong
not
with
piling
Nobody's
on.
No,
I just
you
want.
piling.
want to throw
Hold
all
Nobody's
your
on.
piling.
points in
Everybody
Hold
there.
on.
just disagrees with
Hold on.
you.
Sean,
Nobody's
I
No,
just.
piling
I'm
on.
answering.
We
No,
all
everybody
disagree
on
with that
stage.
shit you saying.
Only the loudest black men on the stage that are insecure disagree with me.
Hold on, Sean. Sean.
Okay, so
Hold on.
Man,
can
you
can
just
can other people
this is
go?
crazy,
Hold on,
man.
Sean. But let me just say this though. Don't you think us? Don't you think us using our resources, meaning manpower, to stop them from building our town, building their town, where we should be using our manpower, our resources to build ours. Why stop them from building theirs where we should be focused on building ours? That's my question.
You know what you're doing? It's a false equivalence conversation is what you're doing. We're not saying that you have to fight on one front, sir. I say go out here and build healthy communities every day. We have lost central populations and major populations now in every city that used to be predominantly African American cities and towns throughout the United States, especially on the East Coast. So this conversation you're having with me is a little bit old. We should have put these things in practice in the 1970s to build up a fortress to stop our communities from being gentrified then. It's too late now. So now
So,
we got to start taking
So it's over.
answering your question. So now we got to start taking a different approach. What I'm trying to explain to you is that the approach that they're taking is not different. It's a recycling of old laws and policy that were already being put in place in the past. So I've tried to elevate the conversation by saying, don't take this for a joke, because what happens is they establish a legal precedent that overturned the previous ones, like the Federal Housing Act. And the next thing you know, you're right back into the 1920s and the 1910s, where all of their communities are built and designed for them, and our communities are derelict because they take our taxpayer dollars and give it to theirs, so we can't even build our own
but when you
communities.
say our communities are derelict now,
No, not all of them.
uh,
Absolutely not. Where do you
so
Yo, this shit
hold
live?
is
on, hold on,
crazy, yo.
because hold on,
They're
Sean, because
not
my
using.
question, hold on, but
I live in a
let me just,
thriving black
I know,
community.
but
I
Sean,
live
but
in a thriving
I
black
know,
community right now.
Sean, we can't speak about ourselves. We're talking about the state of our people. You live in a thriving black community, but would you
And
say
many
major? Hold
people.
on, I know, but hear me. Hold on, Sean. Just let's have a dialogue. Let's have a dialogue.
All
So
right,
what
you're
I'm
right.
saying, is this: would you say 51% of black kids right now live in a thriving? Not us, adult. We're the adults, but what are black children? What kind of communities black children are being raised in right now? 51%.
Look, you and I agree. That's why I was going at it with Thug. And I think the direct reason why 51% are not is because of men like Thug, who
Okay,
says,
but no,
I'm
I don't want
only,
to. Let's
hold
not personalize it. Let's not personalize it though, because I actually want to have a dialogue. It's a good
on. Okay,
conversation.
okay, not Thug. People with the mentality of the previous
Personalized. You and
speaker.
Mickey just had a fucking bitch off.
But that's what I'm trying to say. But this shit
Look,
lasted for
Yeah,
hours with
the
two people.
people, the people. Dude, I ain't even been up here talking that long.
Mr.
That
Make, you got it next, Mr.
Nigga,
Make.
somebody else.
what? You
Be
ain't been
quiet.
talking that long.
Mr.
No,
Huh?
Make.
Who
yeah.
you tell that to?
And what do you have?
Mr.
This nigga said don't personalize it. Him and Mickey just had a bitch off.
Look.
Exactly. Like that's what I'm saying. Rules for thee and not for me is the point of this conversation.
All right.
So the reason why I'm gonna finish and answer your question and I'm done. The reason why
I'm just talking shit.
51%,
You know I love Mickey and Curtis. That's why I'm on my business. All I said about
that you noted
Mickey
is
started it
correct,
too.
if that statistic that you noted is correct, I haven't fact checked it. A key reason is because of men like the previous speaker who's only worried about themselves. They're not worried about the community as a whole. Because if we had strong black men defending and protecting and building our communities, it wouldn't happen.
All right. So I want to say this, and I'll pass it to Mr. Make because he's been waiting for a while. Look, this is the way I look at this situation, right? To the white men that actually say we want to go and build a white town, I think they got the right mentality. I just wish more black men had that mentality. Because if we had that mentality, because what our women naturally do, and this is the Thug, and I agree, this is why I agree with Thug. What our women, what they naturally do, and I understand why y'all do it because we've been fighting for so long, and I think our women are just reactionary because, like you said, you noticed this before, you've seen this movie before, so y'all kind of in position to fight it, right? But I think that white people know that we overreact every time, and it's a playbook. So it's like they got the same playbook, but so do we, right? Both of us are doing the same thing that we did like in the 1920s, 1930s. They do something, we react. They do something, we react. I think it's time for black people to stop reacting and be proactive. Like we should actually be the ones saying we're going to build a town. We should be the ones that say we're going to rebuild our communities. Like they got the right mentality. They may not be doing it legally, but that's the right mentality. The mentality for men to say we're going to build towns, that's what America is about. Build your own fucking town. What's stopping you?
Exactly. Hey, listen. Hey, my thing is this though, right? I think the proactive approach is right. 'Cause you said we are reactive. Like Black Wall Street, white people was reactive. We need to. Why don't we bomb the white only town since it's illegal?
Let's
Black
get
people
it.
can get it back in
Yeah.
blood. That would be a proactive approach,
Well,
right?
we gotta wait for
But
them to build it and then and then rob it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. No,
Okay,
all jokes
so
aside, though,
all I,
you know what it is about Sean? Because I agree with Sean on a lot of things, but we're not talking about legality anymore. He's talking about mentality, right? So I think Sean, you don't want to integrate with black men. I think you want to integrate with white liberals. Y'all don't want to
women.
integrate with men that's going to provide and lead the community. Y'all want to let the white LGBTQ and white straight liberals lead y'all. Mashallah.
Yeah, I
It's
think
Well,
a
she
Lou,
whole, it's
Lou,
a
hold
whole,
on,
it's a,
Lou.
it's,
Hold on.
it's,
I
it's
gotta,
she
hold
didn't
problematic.
on.
deny
It's
it.
just,
She
it's
didn't
just,
deny
hold
it.
on, hold
No,
on. It's
hold on,
just, it's
She
hold
didn't
just
on,
flat out
Lou.
say
Let her
no.
no,
respond.
hold
Let her
on.
I,
Can you be,
respond.
you
Lou,
been,
Yo,
oh,
we
hold
squabbling. We
on,
not,
hold on,
squabbling.
not,
Let
hold
her
on,
not both
because,
of
respond.
y'all.
oh,
Let her respond. We
Thank
squabbling.
you. No, Lou. I am so happy that you made that statement because you wouldn't. I wish you met me in real life. We're on an app, but everything that you said is absolutely
No,
incorrect.
I heard good things about you. I know. I'm just joking.
Absolutely incorrect. And if I could ever meet you in person, I would be able to demonstrate it because I was born and bred in a self-sufficient all black community. Born and bred. I from the time I was 6 years old, I ran a general store. I ran a farm. We own our own blueberry field, our own wastewater treatment facility. My grandfather brought the electricity through the community.
Then why do you
We
care
had
if
our
white
own
people do
school
the same?
system.
oh,
And so,
Pepe, you
damn.
don't hear that
Oh,
black
so you're
queen
she's
not
speak?
gonna
Shut
teach
up,
irrelevant.
Pepe.
me.
Stop
So
asking
Let her
you want to
land.
questions.
Let her
talk? I
Damn,
land.
can
Pepe.
Let
talk.
her
She
land.
got
Mute
the
up.
same
Yeah. So
literacy.
And let her
I
land. You
know
back
what
from
it
other mic getting
takes.
shot.
Exactly. I know what it takes because I've built it and I've seen my ancestors build it. That's the reason why someone such as myself can be so passionate about when you hear statistics of 51% are not living in communities that are thriving. Why it's so upsetting? Because I grew up in a thriving black community.
Hello. Hey, listen. So my thing is this, because I agree with Sean. Sean's an architect, so she's doing her thing. She's a smart, brilliant woman. So I understand what she's saying. She's saying that it's a false comparison because when we do stuff and we create our black towns, it's in response to white people discriminating against us, systemic racism, Jim Crow laws, right? Legally fucking us over. When white people do it, it's usually some systemic things behind it. They're not just minding their business and want to be amongst each other. They usually still practice the same racism that got us creating our own Black American town. So that's what I see. She's basically saying it's a false comparison because when they do it, it comes with malice. It comes with egregiousness. It comes with colonialism. When we do it, we just trying to be self-sufficient without trying to harm other groups.
I disagree, Lou, and I don't think that's what she's saying. She's
Wait,
in
Sean, is
essence
that what you're saying? Yes or no? I think she's busy.
okay. So I just think
Lou
this
is
shit is
correct. Most definitely, Lou and I are always in alignment.
okay.
No, I
So
fuck with Sean. Sean, good people's
I,
man.
I'm
We
not
just be,
I'm
I
not
just
I'm
be,
not saying nothing about
I
who
just
she
be,
is as a
Hey,
person.
I just be on her
I'm
ass
not
sometimes.
speaking about who she is as a person. I don't know her. I'm just talking about what I heard her say. And what I'm hearing her saying is totally off of what reality is for black people in the United States and the next generation that's coming behind us. This whole shit about what Trump is doing, create white people that want their own town. There was a white nationalist, right? A white nationalist had a conversation with one of the reporters from Telemundo. I think his name is Jorge Ramos. And Jorge Ramos was telling this white motherfucker that he thinks that the United States of America should give Spanish speaking people 14 senators so that these 14 senators of Spanish people should be able to vie for their needs and whatever other resource they feel like Spanish people should get. And the white nationalist dude was like, are you fucking crazy? What about my people? What about my people? What about all the hard work and stuff that we put in that we should benefit from? We're supposed to just give you 14 senators to do for yourselves? Like, this is the sick madness that people who feel entitled in this country to think that they can just come here and do all of this shit. And then you got black women like Sean that have the mentality to say, oh my God, white people been that way. They been that way. Ain't nothing changed with Trump. Trump ain't coming in and just erupting the white people to want places for themselves. They see the browning of America, and that shit been a conversation about the browning in this country. And now they're saying, yo, man, we gotta hunker down and keep this shit for ourselves. We want this over here. Thank God. Hopefully, black people can get something for themselves over here on the side where they ain't trying to be around us and take all our shit and extract all the resources from us. We can do good on
Yeah,
our own
that
and we
gonna
can do
happen.
bad on our own. Maybe the country is going in that direction that everybody's going to have their own community and we ain't got to worry about everybody. Y'all can have y'all Spanish Day Parade in the Spanish section that y'all in. Y'all ain't got the motherfucking, y'all can have the, this is
The
where the
Pride
fucking country
Parade.
is.
You got your Pride Parade on your own, right?
That's it. And all of y'all can have all that shit over there. We ain't got to turn the channel and see you on that motherfucker. This is where the country is going. I'm
Nobody
not
gonna
mad at it. If
pause
that's the
on it.
way, hold, let me just land here. If that is the direction in which this country is going, it's going to be better for black people because number one, we adapt to any change. We've proven that we adapt to any change, and then we get the and if we get the steering wheel to adapt to that change, we're gonna be better off. I'm done speaking.
And let me say, can I ask
Nigga
a question?
cooking.
Hold on, let me ask this to a couple of the women in the room, right? Specifically, Sean. Matter of
Mm,
fact, I have it with Sean, right?
no,
Hold on,
nigga.
hold
Hold
on,
on.
hold on, hold on, Curtis. Let me respond to Thug real quick because he responded to me, and then you got it, bro. It's my bad.
All right.
So listen, Thug, my thing is this is where I disagree with you, right? Because in theory it makes sense, right? But if we understand history, right? So like for example, the people that's created this white only towns was inspired by white South Africans, right? So we know what happens is they hoard resources, right? They take the resources, then they create systemic barriers for the non-white groups to not get the resources, especially in terms of how they get it like in totality, right? Like so for example, like they created a 1913 land act in South Africa which gave 13% of the farmland to black South Africans and gave the rest of the 87% to white South Africans, right? So then now once they hoard the resources, control the institutions, then they say, well, let's segregate. So now we hustling at a disadvantage. So now in theory it makes sense. Okay, y'all go y'all way, we go our way. But if they get to hoard the resources in the process and then they leave us with none, our community is fucked up and they flourishing. So it's like
But
that shit don't it makes sense, but it don't make sense because we don't
O-
control the resources. We're
Okay,
like
but
if
we
we
don't.
control
But
the resources and the institutions in these
Yeah.
in said countries and shit, and then you want to segregate, all right, cool. But white people won't do that because they got the upper hand on us economically. You know
No,
what I'm
but
saying?
Lou,
Now
but
they
hold
want
on,
to
we
hold on.
not
segregate.
South
Okay,
Hold on.
Africans,
okay,
Lou.
But hold on,
okay.
hold
They
on,
did
Lou.
that
Hold
shit
on.
to South African
Well,
niggas.
But
We
so
ain't
but
was
the
them.
us
pro,
in America
Bro,
had to deal
why
with
no,
do
Jim
no.
y'all
Crow
keep
America, black
calling
codes,
this
nigga?
white community a
But it's
white
not about
fucking
Lou.
We
community,
had Black
bro?
Wall
It's
Street.
not a
But hold on,
damn
Lou. It's
white
not
let me
about that,
respond
fucking
right?
real quick.
So
community.
white
Let me
people
respond to
just
what Lou
aren't
said real quick.
naturally white people just aren't naturally superior, right? Look. This is what happened. So when white people got when I put that in the upper hand, I put that in quotes, is because they seized the means of production and they seized government. That's how they get power over
Tell me what
people
makes this a
by
town,
gain.
bro.
Oh my gosh! Like, come on, brother.
What makes
Just
this a
Like,
shoot
town?
him,
so
bro.
so
I want to
you gotta
know.
shoot. You gotta
He in the
shoot. You
middle
gotta.
of
Shoot
cooking,
him.
nigga.
Just shoot him.
You may
Just
have to
shoot
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 him.
that
him.
nigga.
Yeah,
He
you may
Shoot
have
ain't
to
nigga.
shoot him.
cooking. None of y'all was
Yeah,
cooking.
you
What
may have
makes
to
Get
this a
that
Shoot him.
nigger
town?
Shoot
down.
him.
Nah, you tripping, bro. that was an accident.
Oh, so look, the thing is this. So it's not like we got to be really careful when we have these conversations because we actually are reinforcing the idea of white supremacy. And it's a subtle thing and it's so crazy because now we look at them as if they're naturally better or they're naturally superior as if that's the natural order of things. That's not the natural order. And I kind of understand what Doug is saying. Like if you ever dealt with people, whether they're successful or not, one on one, you'll see that they don't know. They don't have the natural answers. What they have is networks, connections, banks, governments, and they utilize these things and they put their friends in these positions and they help each other out. I think that we are so disconnected from that we literally and this is why I kind of like I get really frustrated and I go really hard on this app and say really egregious things because I try to shock the consciousness of black people, right? Our whole thing is we wait for Jesus. Our solution to everything is wait for Jesus or justice is going to actually end up on our side. That's not the way the natural world works. Jesus don't come from the heaven and give you food if you're hungry. You know what I mean? Like you have to go out there and compete. And with black people, and this is why I think that our black women, I wish they can kind of see this within themselves a little bit. Like even though they have the facts right, but they speak it with the fear. They speak the facts with a lot of fear. Like, oh, we gotta be careful because they're gonna do this and this is gonna happen. And I'm gonna keep it real. The people who dropped the ball isn't me, isn't Thug, isn't Lou. It's the older generations. They fucked y'all in the 70s. They
Hello.
fucked us in the 30s. And in the 80s and the 90s, y'all ran along with it. Like, y'all let this shit come into our communities, the crack and everything else. So it's easy to look at Thug and be like, oh, he's the reason. No, he's not. It's the generations before him that fucked us up. Y'all set the precedent that made white people feel like they're going to continue the same shit they did 30 years ago. The game has changed. I don't know too many niggas out there that's going to put up with the shit that our grandparents dealt with. I just don't see it. And I think that y'all still speak the language as if that we're going to allow them to do the shit that they did to our grandparents. It ain't going down. And I think that if y'all all kind of understand that, right, you will get on your job. You don't have to speak fear into children right now. The only thing you got to do is go and compete. So if a black person got a business, and Luke speaks about business a lot, if a black person is in a position, the only thing we're missing is working together. That's the only thing. But it's so foreign to us, and it seems like as soon as you get a group of us together, we all devolve into arguing, screaming, fighting, yelling. And I participate in it. I can't lie. I participate in it. But outside of this app, it can't be like that. And
Look,
if it's gonna be more of that, they're gonna fuck us. So they're not fucking us because they're better. They're fucking us because we're not organized. And that's
So
the reality
Kurt,
of
so
it.
Kurt, you
it's a
saying
lot of people say
tell
that.
her run the fade back, nigga. We ready this time.
Bro,
Let's start
why
this
ain't
shit over.
nobody
We
want
ready
to
to run the
answer my
fade
question?
again. That's what you
I'm
saying,
Nobody
ready.
right?
want to
So
answer
the
my
Yeah,
I
fact
am.
question.
yeah.
that
I
I
want to
I'm
All
am.
know
right,
ready. I'm
now we
ready.
on that.
who
We
talking about
ready. Let's run that
violence.
fade
I'm
the
back.
not
fact
talking
that you're
about
talking
Bro,
about
violence. I'm
building
not
in
talking about
community,
cause y'all
fear.
so
I'm not
smart.
but
talking about
you're
any of
Y'all
that.
intelligent
you're
people, and
literally
y'all having this
targeting your
conversation for
elders
hours.
is why nobody can pay attention to you. How are
Oh
you going
my
to talk
god.
about
Like when we
building
Who
and
talk,
gonna
supporting
answer Trap
people
question, lady?
when
It's
you're
gonna be you.
blaming your condition on the elders? When as
We're
someone
not
put in the
blaming.
chat, they were
AI, it's
literally
gonna be you.
fighting for their existence. Like,
Oh,
I
here
don't
we go. See,
understand y'all.
Y'all gonna have
but
to
When we
let
hold
say
on,
y'all
hold
gonna
on,
have
hold
to
on, hold
let
on, hold on,
Mr.
hold on,
Make
Bravo.
May
speak
I
But
even
at some
finish
hold
point.
on, but
speaking?
Bravo.
May I
But
That's why
even
I'm
even
trying to say,
finish
like, who
speaking?
gonna answer my
even that
question?
May
fighting
I
for our
even
existence.
finish
This
Oh,
speaking?
shit
it's
And
such
that's
insane.
a.
y'all's
yeah, like to
problem.
challenge
You
you.
don't even allow other people to have a
But
contribution.
listen to the
So the
language.
fact that you said that we focus on Jesus, you really need to stop that we,
But
because
you said
all of us,
fighting for our
may
existence,
I
Mickey.
finish?
What
Were
does
you
Y'all
that
not
stop
mean?
aware?
flirting and answer
So
my
Oh,
this is
question,
the problem.
please.
This is why I can't take y'all seriously.
Can y'all
Like,
stop flirting?
you
Who gonna
have
answer my
zero
question?
patience.
This is
You have
not no
zero
ego
patience,
stroking
and
contest. Y'all don't gotta do this all the time.
you are
Men and
willing
women, y'all
to
could
Then move that nigga
you
down.
are literally willing to, decry entire generations that existed before you, which is a major problem. But then you're going to say we're not organized. What I can tell you is that black people in the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s were made way more organized than you. Did you know, for example, that there was a period of time, right? That there were black people that had higher rates of marriage than even white people back in the day. So when you're saying that they did not organize, they did not stick
I
together,
never said that.
if they may I even finish,
Did
my
you listen
God.
to so you can respond properly though? You didn't hear me,
Why do
obviously.
I have to respond properly? Why do you try to police
Because you
everything
literally
about
said me.
black
No, I'm
people,
just trying to. I'm
but
just trying to
nothing
tell
about
you what
white
I
people?
said.
I heard
But if
what
they
you
were so
said.
organized, how did we get
I'm
here?
even
Hey,
referencing what
Exactly.
people said in the
like I said,
chat. Like, can you
So,
know
in
what?
case if
I'm
you
just
want,
gonna go back on mute
no, but if
because
you
you
want to
don't you
respond to
don't
the
want to
chat,
have dialogue. You don't want to
well, I
engage.
was
You
having
you
it with
want to have a
Sean.
soliloquy.
I was having it with Sean. If you're
Oh,
responding to the
okay.
chat, just go back to the chat. Like
This
I
is
was,
a public stage and it's a conversation, but I'm
but you're
not going
talking
to
to the
allow
chat though.
you to speak down on entire
Ancestors.
generations
Yeah.
that you have no idea what they went
Call that
through
nigga out.
because you're comparing it to you today. And then you're going to
No.
talk about
They
we need to
failed,
stick
Mickey.
together. But how did they fail
Wait, how the fuck
exactly?
did that older
no,
generation
you didn't
fuck
carry the
up?
So
baton. It's the
no. So the
No,
thing is
bring
this.
conversation.
that
The
down,
problem is this.
Curtis, because I'm trying to
If
figure out, because
You
I hold
haven't
on, hold
if
on,
carried
we're
the
hold on.
so,
baton. It's
all
the
right. So
Yeah,
this is what I'm saying.
let
hold
Curtis
on,
So
hold
clarify
on,
how the
hold
older
on.
generation feel, because I'm
yeah,
trying to
let me
you was
Hold on,
speaking
and,
into
hold
that
on,
and
part
hold
of
notice
on.
I
it.
never, and I'm gonna tell you this. I didn't say fail. I said it was the generation
Yeah,
that
I'd
got
say
fucked.
fail.
I said they fucked y'all. That's how we got here. Y'all got
And
fucked,
I
right?
said that it's a
And
race. And if
but
you
hold
drop
on,
the baton,
Well,
hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
real quick. All right. You can do one at a time, all right,
Let-
because, all right, because I
uh,
want to hear Curtis, I want to hear Miki, I want to hear Sean, but just do one at a time from here on out, please, man.
so let me ask you this: is not redlining fucking you?
Lou,
Yes.
so may I
Is not
finish
mass
making my
incarceration
comment?
fucking you? Yes. Is
So
not putting drugs in your
Let's not do
community
to the
fucking you?
ancestors. Let's do to
Yes.
vice
who
versa.
So
did
what
that to
I
us?
know, but but listen, that's what I said. Y'all not hearing me. I said it was the older generation that got fucked. I literally said that. I said they the ones that fucked y'all. And I said if you think that we are going to put up with what they dealt with, we're not. That's what I'm saying. Y'all not listening because y'all so emotional and y'all so into like
No, but
whatever like
how are you?
this. I
Okay,
literally said it was
But
the
they didn't
older
tell me
generations that
nothing. They
got
try to make it
fucked.
blood.
I said if y'all think
I would
we are
like to
going to put
respond
up
to it when
with,
you finish. That's all.
go ahead, you got it, you got it. Y'all,
Yeah, I
y'all
just
on
want
your
to
own
say
plan.
that how are you separating yourself so much? When I gave let's you and I have a conversation about you keep talking about things in isolation. You're not looking at it from a holistic standpoint, as a continuum. And I think that's because it's easier to do. But you got to look at some of these things as a continuum for what has happened for the past 500 years because the blueprint now is being utilized all over again. That they're setting the stage for a similar blueprint, but it's based off what has already been in play. So when you talk about communities and how one ends another, what is one of the greatest asset wealth wise in most communities right now in America?
Homes.
Thank you. So why would you not start to feel cautious? We're not talking about fear because to me fear is an illusion. You should be cautious, but fear is an illusion. So if the number one asset in America to generate wealth for the common folks is home ownership, and we have people now that are literally trying to go back and build exclusionary communities all over again, what do you think could be a precedent that would be set that's going to have a reverberating impact in our community?
But
I mean, connect the
but
dots.
but white people building a community doesn't stop black people from building a
Listen,
community.
you keep bringing in false equivalence.
So
No
what's the?
one
I'm trying to
negated.
hold on.
Hold
I'm
on.
I'm
You
trying to
gotta
figure out.
address.
I
But
know
you
I know,
gotta
but Sean,
follow
let
what
me
I'm
tell you where
saying
Sean.
though.
Let me tell you where I'm kind of you're losing me. Let me
You're
just tell you where
listen
you're losing me.
because you're not following me.
Well, let me
You
tell you
read
where
the
I'm losing.
book,
Let me explain to you where you're losing me. Can I do that? So maybe
but
we
you
can kind of
gotta
sync
first
up.
hold on. I gotta first of all let you. You gotta
All
follow
right,
the
okay,
story,
I
dude.
want to hear from
Follow
my boy
me.
JB too after this convo. This is good back and
okay.
Yeah,
forth.
like
Go ahead,
follow.
Sean.
So if home ownership is one of the biggest ways that you build wealth, and now you got people that are trying to now build communities again and suck up and pull all the wealth in one direction, then how do you consistently start to blame anyone for anything if you're not willing to understand what is happening right in front of you now? You huffed and puffed and said, hey, we are new generation right now. We ain't taking that shit. But they're doing it right in your face right now.
What are
You
they
better
Mm.
taking?
do.
Hold on, by
You better
them building their own community, what are they taking from my community? We
listen.
look, but
I,
hold on, and
the,
we should be community builders. That is the whole point.
have
Be
you
a
read books
community
like The
builder.
Color? Have you read books like The Color of Law?
Color of
I would
Law. Yes, by
highly
Kenyatta. Yes, I read that book.
okay.
Yes.
So I
So
mean,
what I'm trying
so
to say,
what are
hold
you
on, no, no, hold
talking
on, hold on.
about?
What I'm trying to say is this. How is community building bad? Because white people are doing it? This is the thing
No,
I'm
we're
talking
not
about.
saying community
Anytime white
building is
people do
bad.
something, no, anytime white people do something, black people says it's gonna hurt us. How? How is them building a community for them and their kids bad? We should be doing the same thing.
It's not as if we haven't. That's
So
what we're
what's the
saying.
problem?
Did we not just explain to you what just happened that you still are not understanding? The number one way to build wealth in a capitalist system in America for the common person is through home ownership.
So we're mad at 60 guys that's building homes. We mad at 60 white men building homes. Guess what? We need to get 120 black men building homes.
Dude, the average black person can't afford to buy a home right now.
Okay, so guess what we need to do? Guess what we
Dude,
need to do?
the
It's taking,
average,
listen,
dude,
listen.
the,
Taking from them, hold on. Taking from them, does that make us be able to afford a home?
the average,
No.
not even, hold
So
on, not
stopping
even
them
that.
from
Hold on,
building
can
isn't
I
helping us buy
finish?
a home.
Dude, are you going to keep talking over everybody?
It's only me and
The
you.
hold on, and I'm speaking of black people. I'm not speaking about white people right this moment. The
We are.
every one of us cannot even afford to buy a home, and it's one of the number one ways to build wealth in the community. I gave you a clear stat that says that within the next few years, our wealth is at zero or negative. One of the greatest way that you build wealth in a capitalist system is through what? In addition to home ownership, compound interest. Meaning that the wealth that your grandparents made, they pass it on to your children. and their grandparents made, they pass it on to their children. And there's a multiplier effect.
Yes, I understand
You got a
compounding interest.
community, hold on. If you got a community like ours, where every time you're trying to build wealth, your communities get burned down, they get bombed, and you got to start
Oh,
over again every single time.
it's the fear
It's
thing. This is
very
the fear thing
difficult
again.
to
Here it is.
hold
Insert
on,
some fear.
dude. We're not talking about fear. We're talking about facts. Stop trying to stop trying to stop trying to
Be
downgrade what
brave.
I'm saying and listen to what I'm saying and
I
stop
hear
trying to
you.
be right.
They're going to
The
bomb our
point I'm
homes. They're
trying
going to
to
burn
make,
down our homes. That's what I
the
heard you
point,
say.
no, I'm not
I don't
talking
think
about
that's what
burning
she
down. I'm
said.
talking about this is facts. Over
I know what
300,
happened in the past. We
we're
know what
not
happened in
talking,
the past.
listen, if you be quiet and listen for a minute, you would follow along. And then I'll be quiet. The point I'm trying to make is you can't build wealth if the wealth keep being extracted from your community. And when you do build communities, they're bombed or flooded. So you need to stop acting as if you're impenetrable. What I'm trying to say is that you were bringing the machismo. We ain't like our grandparents. We gonna,
What's the
fuck this shit
solution?
up.
What is the
But if
solution,
you're not,
though?
hold on. If you're not like your grandparents, here's a classic example of the beginning of what your grandparents had to go through. What are you gonna do about it?
Okay, but what's the solution, though?
That's what I'm asking you.
The
What are
solution is
you
you're
gonna do
cooked.
about
Well,
it?
I'm going to tell you the solution. Become community builders. We should have the mindset of saying, "Oh, we can build our own towns, we
We
can build our
have
own
built
community." See,
communities
I was
from the
speaking.
ground
Wait a
up
minute. I was
over and
speaking.
over and
Wait a
over
minute. I was
again.
speaking. I was speaking. I was speaking. Thank you. So, the mindset is to build communities. The mindset is to run for office. The mindset is to work together. That's the only thing we have. Nobody is coming to save us. If you're expecting white people to all of a sudden care about you, well, you seems like you are setting people back. I think that we're over the point of trying to appeal to white people's consciousness and say care about us. If that's the path you want to take for the next 50 years, to try to convince white people to love you, because maybe you don't, I'm not saying you specifically, it's because maybe you're missing something within yourself that you need them to love you. I don't need white people to love me. I don't need white people to validate me, right? I'm off that train. That was my grandparents. They wanted to pray for white people and hope they come to some sort of understanding and consensus and want something called equality that you can't even feed your kids with. Got it. I'm over that. I think everybody should be building something, a business, a home, a career, some stability, a family. That's what you should be building. Right now, we're so focused on what white people are doing. And like you just said, them building a community is extracting wealth from our communities. Well, the last time I checked, I didn't see too much wealth in our communities. So they're getting blood from a fucking rock. And if anything, when I see in our community is this, I see immigrant businesses sucking blood from our communities. It's not white people with businesses in our communities. I see Korean businesses in our communities. I see Indian businesses in our community, Chinese businesses. I don't see white people owning stores in our communities. I see a bunch of foreigners setting up shop in our fucking community, stealing wealth. But
You
us, we're worried about what some rednecks are doing in the middle of fucking buttfuck Egypt. We're overlooking all the wealth that the immigrants are coming in to take on from our communities,
You
and we're
literally
focused on
dated an
and we're
immigrant. Please
focused and
stop
we're
with the faux
focused
outrage.
on we're focused on the fucking rednecks in the middle of the stick somewhere.
No,
We're
you are.
backwards. We are backwards
Unfortunately,
people. We are
no,
backwards people.
unfortunately,
And I
you are
think that
obsessed
let
with
me
white people.
wait.
And
I'm
I'm
not.
Can I
speaking
get in
from a
this?
black
I'm obsessed with
perspective.
white people. I just told you the people that are stealing money from our community.
No, no, You,
I just
you
said
don't.
white people aren't in our communities. See, y'all got a
You
listening
are not
problem.
focusing on
White
That's not
people,
communities. So
true.
what I'm trying to
white
Who owns the
highlight.
people,
mortgages? Are there
white
black banks?
people,
To say that
white
white people
people
are not in our
are
communities
not
is really
They
extracting
stupid.
are.
Well, Jewish
money
Are
people
we
own the
are
mortgages.
we building the
Oh
houses,
my
Curtis?
gosh.
Are
See,
there
I mean,
black
this
listen,
is
construction
what you.
companies? Are there
You're
it's going
black
to be
banks
really
making
that do the
hard.
financing? Are
It's
there
going to be
black
You
really
was
you're
spitting,
making
hard
Kurt.
the
Kurt, you was
to
spitting,
move.
bro.
It's really going to be
Even
hard
the
to move forward
HBCUs
no.
are
with
He's
literally
scary
white
speaking
people.
funded.
to.
Honestly,
For
the
you to
These
most
say
people
that
are
white
just
people are not
scary.
in our communities is
No,
literally
he's
insane.
They're
speaking from
really
You
a.
hard
don't have
because
a
I'm going to tell
black
you this.
bank.
We're
You don't
spending
own
a
a
lot
black
more money
bank.
with
You're not doing any
foreigners than we
financing.
do
You
with
are
each
one of
other.
them
And
that
they're
was
going to
spending
make
money with
excuse with it.
foreigners.
They're
So
going to make
stop with the
excuses
faux
for it.
outrage. You don't have a
We're
problem with
making
foreigners.
excuses because we won't work together because
No,
as
we're
soon
not
as
making
the
excuses.
solution, when
We
somebody
are
offers them a
having
solution,
a
they say, no,
conversation.
you're wrong. It is obvious that most businesses in our
You
communities
are
are
not.
foreign owned, but they
This
won't say they don't want to say the truth. For some reason, they can't bring themselves to say it.
you. No, you're not listening because you are constantly trying to debate
I
me
asked you for a
everyone.
solution, ma'am, and you didn't
No,
have one, and I gave you mine.
hold
I
on.
gave you
You
my
didn't give
solution. What's your
hold on.
solution? Now
The
watch this.
solution.
What's your
Can I
solution now?
finish? Can I
I
I
shared
finish?
think
my
it's time to
solution.
put a gun
What's your
emoji in the
solution?
chat and a brain emoji.
What's your solution? Go
If
ahead. One mic
if
on
you
you.
be quiet and let other people speak, dude, look, the solution that you brought about is not a
No, talk
it's
about
not.
your solution.
Can
Don't
I
talk about
finish?
mine. I
Can
want to
I
hear your
finish what
solution.
I gotta say?
Talk about your
Look,
solution.
you don't tell me how to respond.
So why you won't tell me your
I
solution?
want to finish what I gotta freaking say without
You're
you
only going to
talking
talk about my
over me.
solution. I want to hear about yours.
You don't have to talk to me about what I need to say. I'm going to talk exactly about what needs to be said. So, everybody in this room, there are multiple people besides you and I that are in this room. Your concept of a solution is not novel. We've been building
No.
communities from the beginning.
So
And
what's your solution then?
Hey, can you let her
finish?
finish? There's new people on
Girl,
stage so we can actually have a viable conversation. Like,
exactly.
come on, bro. Welcome to the stage, Reverend. Mr. Meg, please behave. Steve, Kiki, Gunsmith. Can
Hey,
Hey,
somebody
can I go
land so we
next?
can get the new
yeah,
speakers?
like the
Can we
bottom
put a
line
gun
is
emoji in the
that
chat for Curtis?
we
Bro, yo,
we've
but
had
can Truth
we
go after
have
them?
communities, we build churches, we build institutions. If that was the solution, we would already be there. It's not, as long as you have a system that is operated under institutionalized racism. Because when you make the gains, the laws change, dude. And we see it over and
So
over
let's go
again.
back to
No,
Africa
stop.
then. Fuck
Can
it.
I
Let's go back to
finish?
Africa. There's no solution basically. Go back to
No,
Africa.
be quiet.
All
Can
right.
you let her finish?
You won't
Damn.
let
It ain't no
nobody
solution.
finish, dude. You need look. You think that you're more intelligent than
I don't
anybody
think
else,
anything.
but
I
you're
asked you for a
not.
solution.
Everything. Hold on. Every solution that you know that is already in place.
Okay, so what's
And
yours? Tell
hold
us
on. And
something
we're
new
reaching
then.
zero wealth. We're reaching zero wealth.
Sean, you're
So
gonna have
that
to
means
stop speaking for him to stop speaking because he does this to derail conversations. Like
No,
he's
I'm
exactly.
not gonna
trying to
stop.
actually
Let me
move
finish
the
what I'm trying
conversation
to
Well, she
say.
forward.
said every solution is already in place,
Yeah,
so
so it's
we
no
don't got nothing to
solution
worry
then.
So
about.
We
my
We
need
point
to
shouldn't
move
have
the
is,
anything to worry
conversation
about then.
forward. Like
Well,
your
we're
name is
talking
not
about
Blue.
solutions. We were
no,
Well,
talking
my
about
Can I?
will
point
you
is,
solutions.
let the
I
conversation
said
happen
the
naturally?
solutions that he
She's only
mentioned
talking
are
about what I
already
already
Stop trying to
said.
be the
in place.
white supremacist every time, Curtis. Damn.
I
Can
am
you
more
let things
supreme than you
happen
are, but I'm
organically?
not white.
The solutions that you mentioned are already in place. So I'm saying we got to
Got it.
elevate this conversation.
Got it. Got it.
You think
All
you're
right.
just here to respond. So you want to talk about real conversations about solutions, is those conversations have to be built on using the same infrastructure that's being used against us. We have to be able to own the means of production, meaning we need to have our
I
own
literally
banks,
said
our
that.
own way. No, you did not.
What?
You didn't say
No, he did.
anything
He did.
about
He did.
owning.
I literally said means of
Both of
production.
y'all 60 seconds
What?
so we can get
I'm
to new
trying
people
to
on
finish.
Oh
If
stage.
you
my
start
gosh.
interrupting me, we need to be able to own the means of production in a capitalist system. It is not, and we need to figure out ways to protect ourselves and our wealth once it is accumulated so that it can be passed on to the next generation. Because the labor that you put in today should not be wasted. It should be a continuum and it not be consistently extracted and given to other people. So when you're talking about a solution of only building, having businesses and buying homes and building communities, my point is that who is owning the wastewater treatment facilities? Who is owning the lights that come into your communities? Who is owning the backhoe that's used to build your community? Who is owning the water body that you need to drink the water from to have potable water? All of those things make us dependent on other communities. And that's why we keep failing.
All right.
Can I come in real quick?
Well,
Yeah,
hold
go
on.
ahead. And then
She
I want
just
to
literally
welcome
agreed with me.
Wait, hold
I want
on,
to
She
hold on, real
welcome
literally
quick,
just
real
agreed with
quick,
everything I
speakers.
real
said.
quick, real quick, real quick. We should test. Let's test TikTok real quick for the first time because I want to promote this shit for tomorrow on TikTok. We can go
Yeah,
live.
let's do it. Let's test
I just
TikTok.
practice
You
it.
need to review the rules for TikTok, Blue. Well, you know
Oh
what?
yeah,
It's
oh yeah,
under
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Curtis's.
Let me let
No,
y'all niggas
never
know.
mind. Never mind. It's under Curtis. Let's go. Let's go.
No, hold on,
No,
real
I'm not
quick.
bringing Measy on
Yo,
Mickey on my TikTok. No, you're
Hey,
gonna give
real
me
quick.
quit.
I don't want to be
Hey,
on your TikTok,
hey,
crackhead.
real
Yes, you
quick, real
do.
quick, real
Give
quick,
me
real
that
quick,
address.
real quick. So, y'all can't like on these other apps like Clubhouse is cool, but when we go on like Twitter and like TikTok, like we got to be more like debated or building, not the like egregious shit. Now y'all can do some shit to be entertainment to get people, but TikTok, everybody can make money. Like if people like what you're saying, they don't got to pay me. They can pay you directly by clicking on your profile. So it's more ways that everybody can make money instead of one motherfucker. But give me a sec, cause I'm at the Costco.
So I just
So
want
can
to.
All right.
other people go in
Can
this conversation?
Can I
Yeah,
hop
go
can,
in?
ahead, Truth.
I thought you
Appreciate you.
said me.
Yeah,
Yeah, let Mate go.
Oh
He was
wait, I'm
actually
sorry.
waiting.
Who was speaking?
Go ahead, Mr.
Yeah,
Mate.
you were saying
No, I
Gunsmoke.
didn't say make. You
that's
got
fine.
brought up, but Truth is was already on
No, but I
stage.
was saying Mr. Mate was waiting for like
Go
an
ahead.
hour.
You
Let's just
don't
let him
run
go.
shit in here. Go ahead, Truth, and then Make
Yeah,
can
he's been
go.
waiting for a long time.
Appreciate. I'll make it quick because the all I wanted to say was I feel like at some point the conversation got so heated that it ceased being productive. But the truth is, as like third party, both of you made compelling points. Like it wasn't one side versus the other as far as truth or false. It's more so that, you know what I'm saying? Like Sean is just basically saying, look, it's not as simple as trying our best because when we do try our best, they thwart us and we have to treat this like war. I don't think she's saying that we shouldn't build. She's saying that just keep in mind while we build, they'll try to destroy us, and maybe we should try to destroy them. We shouldn't just let them
Right.
build in peace. And obviously, wait, do I call you AI? I've
Yeah, you
never
can call
called
me AI. You can.
I've never
It's
called you,
whatever. It's all
but
good. It's whatever you want. It's cool.
but yeah. So AI was saying like, look, we don't need to have a defeatist mentality. We can build, and I agree 1,000%. I've been banging that drum since before them building their own town. We do need to start fresh. But to her point, it's not that simple. We've tried that; they've thwarted us, so we need to keep that in mind when we discuss it. The strategies that they'll use to try to thwart us. So that's what I got out of it.
And I'm
All right.
not
To Make
condoning
it.
violence. I just want to say I'm not condoning violence. That's not what I'm doing.
Go
So
ahead,
here's.
Mr. Make It.
Oh, wait a minute. Who?
Okay, so what I'm trying to say is I've sat in here for an hour and a half now, and I'm kind of confused on why is this really like an argument.
Who moved him? Come on, y'all. Don't do that. Don't do that.
You know who moved him.
He waited too long. Come on, man. Don't do that.
I didn't move anybody. The
I
fact
didn't say
that
you
y'all are
did.
being
I didn't say
goofy,
you did.
I
I
didn't
didn't
say you
say
moved
that you
him.
said that I did.
I didn't.
God
I didn't say
damn. Oh
you,
my God.
Nikki.
Okay. You don't have to respond to everything I say. Go ahead, Mr. Make It, and land your point.
Yeah, so all I'm trying to say is words do have definitions in a town. The things that classifies a town as a town, I didn't hear a lot of you guys hit except for a few people. And if we go by the regulations of what can be allowed in a town, racial bias and discrimination and all that other shit, like that shit is not legal by any sorts. Like, so again, and that's not even what's going on with this situation, I believe. This is just like what white people that bought a lot of land, you feel me, and live together, like, well, live near each other. So this is ignorance at most high, you feel me, like at its finest, arguing about shit that literally makes zero sense logically. A town, you're comparing a town to like private landowners, and you're saying that the government like funded that shit, like it didn't come out their 401ks or their pocket. Like, man, what are you talking about? The people that sat up here for an hour debating about this stupid ass shit made no sense. This shit came out their pockets. Now, if we want like more land and shit, cause no, niggas is greedy as fuck. That's all I'm hearing.
Yo. So I wanted to fact check something. Uh, Earlier, somebody said that immigrants own more stuff in the black community. That's not true. Anybody can go look it up. You know, you got a lot of different sources: the Census Bureau, the SBA. You got University of Chicago. It's a number of organizations. You can look it up. Actually, is the bottom line is
Hold on, real quick. So we finna just act
whoa.
like he was talking, and then y'all remove the nigga out the room, and then y'all transition so smoothly without even addressing that. And we just gonna act like that didn't happen.
Oh, I was over on
We,
TikTok. I didn't even know he. I thought he was done. Did somebody remove him out the room?
I definitely don't have a bean to do that.
I'm trying to do because I'm trying to
Well,
promote
back
this.
channel him and
I
ask
want
him
to do
to look
Twitter.
at his
We
profile,
should do
Lou.
Twitter tonight. Should we do Twitter because I want to do
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 TikTok,
promotion
bro.
to
You
this.
should do X. If your main if you're having
Yeah,
the
because we're trying to
conversation on
promote
X,
this
then
shit
it needs to
tomorrow.
be on X.
No, we're
Those
doing it on
platforms don't F with each other,
X
Lou.
didn't chatter. X didn't chatter. You
Yeah,
said
but a
what?
lot of those platforms don't mess with each other.
Well,
There
yeah,
are
we
going to
ain't
be
gonna.
more
Are
people
we
to
gonna just?
respond that are going to be on X.
Yeah, you right. Because X is more.
Yeah, black and white. So this is an X conversation, if there ever was one.
I
Yeah,
know
that's
you got a
definitely.
lot of
Anything you want to do?
X's.
Yeah, but this is how we
Gunsmith.
gonna do it. Though we gonna debate
But
the
Lou, can you
legality side of
send?
it, and then
I'm
the
sorry. Can
mentality
you
side of
send
it.
that guy? But somebody who knows Mr. Whatever his name was, make it work or make it great again. Can you ask him who was the last person that looked at his profile? Because there's
He don't
somebody
got
else
the
that's been
clubhouse. He
somebody
don't got
else
the
that's been oh shit. Damn.
clubhouse.
Because
You got to
somebody
pay
else
for
has
it.
been back channeling me that they're blocked. Like I have a new profile. I don't have not near
I'm
motherfucker blocked.
lying. You always lying though. That's what I'm saying. I caught you lying last time. You said you had nobody blocked, and then you had somebody blocked when I told you
Yeah,
show me.
but now I'm literally telling
So
you
now
that I
you're not
don't
lying.
because I have a new
So now you're a good
profile.
liar.
You know what, Lou? If I don't have anybody blocked, I'm gonna screenshot it and send it
Well,
to you text message.
who got people blocked on stage?
I don't have anybody blocked
I said
Yeah, the
who,
question
not
is
you.
this: Why would they? But why would they message her saying that somebody got blocked?
because people always message me saying somebody has
So who
somebody
is the
blocked.
person that's blocked out? Who are they?
MOG is blocked out.
MLD.
MOG.
Oh,
So little homies. What's up, man?
but look, Gunsmith. The statement that I made was I didn't say that immigrants own more businesses. I said we spend more money with immigrant businesses than we do with each other.
That's a fact.
I said they're extracting more wealth from our communities than anything because we can't
Where
go a
they at?
two-block radius without spending money with the immigrant business. That
But
was what
that
So
my
the
I,
point
claim.
I'm
I'll
making,
give you,
AI, is
I'll
they
give you
not
an example.
extracting more from our community.
You don't think we're
If you go to every Martin Luther King Street in the United States, L.A., Vegas, Oakland, Frisco, Atlanta. Well, I don't know about Atlanta because different bitches think out there different. Chicago, Detroit.
Atlanta
You
too.
gonna see the majority of the businesses owned by non-black people, Arabs,
hey,
Asians,
Lou,
non-blacks. Even in New York, a lot of the black-owned businesses be Caribbean. You know what
and
I'm saying?
Lou, let me ask you this question, right?
I wanted to
So
say
look,
something,
I
Lou.
think that statement is obvious, right?
Lou,
So hold on,
AI,
Lou, that's an obvious thing, right? And my
can I
question is
speak,
this:
Curtis? You've been speaking nonstop.
can I
I
just ask
didn't
this
even
one
get to
question really
finish.
quick?
I got interrupted.
I wanted to know why can't black people be honest about that? That is really obvious, but they will go against that. Why? What's their
But
motive? What's going on?
Well,
AI, you responded to
let
me
Okay.
and I
Daphne
didn't
go.
even
Let Daphne.
finish.
Hey, let Daphne go. Daphne, do
I
your
wanted
thing.
to say, even though majority of these people own businesses in the black community, they're still not millionaires. Some of them are just working class. I mean, they end up being middle class, maybe potentially upper middle class. They're not financially like crazily benefiting from being in the black community.
Wait,
We still rank second to white people as far as um being some of the richest people in this country.
you think we second to white people?
Absolutely.
Oh, you talking about total numbers? Yeah, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I'm
Like
talking about total
overall?
numbers as
Yeah,
in
yeah, I
far
agree.
as like I'm talking about as far as in like millionaires in this country. Black people just aren't choosing to take their millions and become like business owners in small in black neighborhoods, but being in black neighborhoods and have businesses doesn't create major wealth. It just doesn't. Y'all think it is because people are going in there patronizing, but people have businesses, they have businesses expenses. If they get robbed, they got insurance, they have to have insurance, they have to pay taxes. It's a lot going on. These people, some of them are just really just middle class and surviving, to
Hold on,
be
how
honest
how are
with
you
you.
measuring wealth though? Tell me how you measuring that so I can understand what you're saying. Like, are you
I'm
saying
measuring,
overall, like just like how much money this group of people make,
You just said
or
millionaires,
oh
though,
my
AI.
god?
Millionaires.
I did
Man, come
AI.
So
on.
you
I'm
so
just
you're
Like,
saying that
saying
these,
stop
I'm,
hold on,
dominating the
but you can't hold on,
okay, it's a
but you
lot of
conversation.
can't.
arguing in this room.
I
Y'all
was
kind of
just
really
Exactly.
not, you
Stop
can't even
dominating the
receive
conversation.
AI because you're not
Still,
even listen. You're
We
not
have not
listening to
that's
listened.
why I asked
okay,
clarity. I
Sean, I
asked
got
for
it. Hold on,
clarity.
Sean, I got it. You're actually listening to respond. You're not listening to comprehend what I'm saying. These people who have businesses in black communities aren't creating an extensive amount of wealth. They're just not. They're not millionaires. The Asian shop over here and this and that and that and that. They a lot of them too. What you don't know about Asian people, they have just as many kids as Hispanic people. Some of them sitting on 6, 7 kids as well. You see what I'm saying? And then when they sitting on all them kids like that, they have to take care of those kids, right? They gotta feed them, they gotta clothe them, they got to send them to college and all this other type of shit, right? So they're not millionaires. So you keep. I feel like the way I feel like the conversation has been going, you're acting like these people are just becoming hella wealthy off the black community, and they're not. They're just basically middle class. Sometimes the black person that work at GM for 15 for 35 years is doing better than that little Chinese restaurant that's down the street. The food ain't that goddamn expensive. If you go in there, the dishes be $20, $30. I mean, sorry, not even that much, because I've been to them. They be like $10, $15, right? And they give you a lot of food. That's why niggas keep going back there, right? Low quality meat and shit like that. It ain't like these meals are like going to like a 4 or 5 star restaurant. It's not. That's not the prices, because they wouldn't even be able to survive in that community. These people, we're not making them millionaires.
Can I
Hey, real
please
quick.
finish because that would
Hey, real quick.
explain
Wait, wait,
everything what we're saying
real
now.
quick. Let me just do total numbers first. So Daphne was right. According to government census and Forbes and Financial Samurai, there's 22 to 23 million millionaires in the United States. So that makes up like 69% of the adult American population. So of that, 79% of the millionaires are white people, non-Hispanic. Then the second group with the most millionaires total by numbers is Black Americans with 9% of millionaires, and then Asian Americans make up 8% of the millionaires, even though they only make up 6% of the population. So we are the second.
And don't forget, they're
We
millionaires. A
are the
lot of them
most.
come from their country and they're bringing that wealth here, right? They're not acquiring that here in this country. They're just not. Not the ones that you see, the everyday business owners. It's a lot of, when you saw that movie Crazy Rich Asians, it's a lot of motherfuckers got wealth over in their country, or they have some type of supply and demand over there that causes them to be wealthy. But even that, if you notice, I don't know if you guys notice, but Asian people have a large addiction to gambling. That's gonna take away some of their wealth as well. I don't know if y'all know that.
Yeah, baccarat.
Yeah, but I'm being dead ass serious, because I
Yeah.
worked in, because I used to work at MGM Grand Detroit. I worked at the Cosmopolitan in Vegas. I worked at the Venetian, and then I worked at the Wynn. A lot of they wealth, I don't know what it is, because you know how they say Native Americans have alcohol addictions. I would say Asian people heavily, not all of them, but heavily have an
Oh,
addiction
gambling.
to gambling.
It's
And
part of
that's
their
going to
culture,
take
though.
away your wealth as well. Yeah, it is a part of their culture. And that's not nothing negative or anything. That's just a true observation and statistic if you're around them.
Oh yeah, I
But
learned that. I
Asian
learned that
Can I
today.
please?
Asian people literally have outpaced white people in terms of wealth and assets. So I don't think
Yeah,
that
they're
that's
beyond.
And you
They're the
think
number
that's
one
acquiring,
drug on Twitter.
lady? You think that's acquiring from being in America, or do you think they bring some of that wealth from their country? Because I believe they bring a lot of that wealth directly from their country. Because when I used to live in Cliffside, New Jersey, which I lived in this really really expensive condo building, right? We had Little Kim lived there, a bunch of the Giants. They built that building, right? And even when I would park my car, you park your car inside this thing. I get out of my car, park it into the like a garage thing. I get out my car, exit the garage, type in a code. It spins my car backwards and self parks it. That shit, them motherfuckers came over here with money when they built that building. They came with that wealth. They didn't acquire that wealth here in the United States of America. So
Hey, can I please?
I
Can I
think that
please finish my
I just
submission,
wanted to
man?
mention that
No,
India.
I'll just say this. Some immigrants do come here with money, but people that are starting small businesses in black communities where they have to go because it's the least expensive, that's not the ones that we're talking about. Like the wealth, Asian people, largely due to education and pretty much taking over tech, have basically increased their wealth over the median white American. So
But
whether
that's
they
a
brought
small
it,
segment, though.
it's not a
That's a
small
small.
segment, Sean,
Wait,
Miss
wait.
Sean.
Let
It's
me.
not a small segment. When I say that they have outpaced white people, the largest demographic. Do you know what percentage of Asian
I
people
don't
exist
disagree
here
with
in
you,
this
Nikki.
country?
Nikki,
Silicon Valley is run by Asian people, specifically Indian Americans. When you
that's what
want
I
to
was
talk
gonna say.
about
Is
tech,
Indian Americans, Indian
doctors, this is also why a lot of
Indian.
people have issues with immigrants. Do you not remember when
But
Elon
lady,
Musk
can you agree
and
that those people aren't starting small businesses though?
no,
That's my
they are
point.
right. No, but I'm saying, but Jensen Huang, for example, he literally started working at a Denny's. Was it a Denny's? Yes, a Denny's as a busboy, and now he is a CEO of one of the wealthiest companies that's ever been created in the history of the world. So we just have to be careful. Anecdotal stories are great, but I'm talking about look at the numbers. Asian people are acquiring large amounts of wealth because they do it the old-fashioned way. They get married, they get a college education with a technical degree or a profession, such as a doctor, an attorney,
Yes,
a engineer, a data,
exactly.
whatever. And they buy homes, and they also send their children to college and do the same thing. They are eclipsing white
But
assets. But
no,
I'm just saying for that part, and you can confirm this. This was confirmed during the last 2020 census.
yeah, Indian Americans are the number one earners in America right now. They have surpassed white, black, any other group of ethnic group in America. Indian Americans, number one. They're
They
called
haven't surpassed Ashkenazi Jews.
Indian Americans as the other 1%.
So figure out what they're doing and do exactly what they do, and you can make money too.
You
Don't
should.
reinvent the wheel.
They're making
Do
more.
what do exactly what they're doing.
It's not that
Don't
simple.
tweak it.
They're
Do
making
what
more
they
money than
do.
you are too, though.
It's
It
that
really is.
simple.
Who said
Hold on.
AI said it's
It's
not that simple? It is
it's
because the
No,
literally
difference the
You're
difference
I didn't
is
say
there.
that. I didn't
Hold
say
no.
on.
that.
Don't
that
make
was Truth that said that.
excuses.
Oh, I thought you just said that's not that simple. But
I,
let me say this, Alan. You actually have a point because black people, you guys are pushing your kids towards young people, young kids towards sports. Not sports in the sense of like this one white guy said to learn discipline, to learn team skills, to learn all these other things. You're pushing them towards sports in order for them to have a chance to go to the league. Whereas when if they don't make it then they don't make it. It's some people teaching their kids, putting them in coding classes and app type to learn how to code and do internet type tech shit at 7. You can start training kids to do that as that early instead of always putting them in some little Pop Warner league and stuff like that. You could do both. You see what I'm saying? Having them on the weekends learn coding and stuff like that, something that has something to do with the future and where the real money is coming from nowadays, which is tech.
well,
But
I don't think
Alan,
there's
Nick,
a
I
Alan,
problem. I
man,
don't think there's an
shit.
issue with doing exactly what immigrants who
Alan,
are
hold on.
upwardly.
Alan is
Hold on,
speaking
can I
of things
finish?
from a European standpoint.
Sean,
It's
can
Let
I
me
finish what I
Asian.
explain
was? Can
what's
I finish
It's
what
happening.
I was
Asian.
saying,
Hold on.
It's
Sean?
Let me
not
explain what's
European.
happening with Indian Americans. So many of the Indian Americans are coming over here through H-1B visas. So what is happening is that they are bypassing traditional systems. Corporations are hiring them so
Exactly.
that they don't have to pay real wages to you and I. Let's bring this all out now. They are hiring them and bringing them into this country so they can pay them lower
Thank
wages.
you.
After they get through the H-1B visas, there's H-1, HB, all that. After they get through that process, they are sponsoring their citizenship. So they already got a leg up when they're coming into this country
Thank you.
because they are supported by corporations. Those same corporations, what they should be doing instead of hiring Indian Americans and bringing them in on H-1B visas, they should be hiring us, and that include white people.
Sean, do you
They
know the
should be
process
hiring
for
Yes.
us.
H1?
I
Yes.
Do
want
you
to
know
tell
the
y'all
What
this
H1B
about
too.
process?
what
What?
Did
about
you
the
Go.
know that
Chinese people
they're
that
Because I
leaving
was the
some
one
of
who
these
said it's
people in
not
their
that simple.
countries too and still using their skills because when years
That's
ago,
outsourcing.
yeah,
Outsourcing.
outsourcing, they do it, but these people are still in their country, but they working for like these big tech companies. Because years ago I hosted this was internal only. I hosted Facebook's talent show for their employees. And it was nothing but people that were from all over the world. Like they knew how to play the violin, they could sing really good. And I hosted their internal comedy show. We had a competition and everything. And you know, and it was kind of difficult because these names were crazy as fuck to kind of pronounce. But my point is some not all these people are coming over here too. Sometimes they're utilizing their skills and they're still standing there respectfully in their countries.
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
I
just
don't want
real
to be
fast.
completely out of
Hold on,
context.
I just
You're
got
trying to.
real fast, Gunsmith. Could I just
Oh
say this real fast?
man, come on,
No,
man.
Yeah,
I've been
it's
trying to
on
speak for the
Gunsmith. It's on.
longest.
Go ahead, Gunsmith. It's
I'm
you
the one
got
who
it.
said it's not that simple earlier,
It's
like five
on
minutes ago.
Gunsmith.
Okay, 5 minutes
I
ago I was
Wait,
trying
can
to
I
talk
ask a
back.
question, lady? And so AI and Truth, are they the same goddamn voice?
Yeah,
No,
exactly. I was talking 5 minutes
AI
ago.
is
She thought I was
Curtis.
AI.
That's
Oh, okay.
Curtis.
Okay,
No,
Truth sound
I'm
like
not
Curtis.
looking at
Go.
the state. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Curtis. Go
yeah.
ahead, Gunsmith.
The reason she thought that is because I was trying to talk
Gunsmith.
5 minutes ago.
Okay, Truth. There's 50 million,
and,
11
and
people
I
on
got and I got
stage.
cut off like 8 minutes ago,
Y'all
10
gotta
minutes ago.
stop.
Y'all
Go
waste a
ahead,
lot of time. Just
Gunsmith.
keep
So
recapping and y'all
look,
got
Yeah, they
this
cut
is the
really
off.
thing.
do. Go ahead, Gunsmith.
So here's the thing, okay? It, you still got it wrong. You still said that they extract the most wealth, and that's not true. It's right here. White Americans own more of the businesses and underlying commercial property in predominantly black communities than immigrants do. Immigrant entrepreneurs, while visible in some sectors, typically rent or operate under property owned by white individuals or corporate entities. So basically, they're just a visible buffer class that's put in our community so that we can go and be ready to choke them. And the Wizard of Oz behind the curtains is still the white man, and it's like it's all smoke screen. It's done to get us to never be able to know who the real problem is.
So let me
Yeah, I
clarify
mean,
what I said. I'll say it again, and I'll say even slower this time. Black people spend. Black people. I'm gonna say it again. Black people spend, spend, spend more money, more money, more money with immigrant businesses, immigrant businesses
Dude, chill
than
out.
we do our own, than we do our own, than we do our own.
So
There is nothing against
what good is
black
that if
people.
it's
so,
Okay,
going to
clear
white
now, because
people
that's what I
anyway?
said. I
Put
said
the
it three
context in the
times,
chat.
so
so,
you got it.
so,
Wait,
Go
but
back
there
on
are,
mute.
but they, wait. There are more. There are more immigrant business than there is black people businesses. I mean, because there's more non-black people. I mean, there's more non-black Americans that come over here. So of course they're gonna have more businesses, so we can patronize it. It's more of them.
That actually
No,
But
dovetails into.
but Lou, I said that all of those businesses is paying rent to white people. So it's still going directly to them.
Yeah,
That was the whole
Mhm.
point.
yeah, that kind of
I give
dovetails with
up.
what I wanted
I
to
give
say
up.
anyway, which is
but AI is correct though. Because look at, like, all right, for example, right? You don't see non let's like, you don't see white people owning, or non Arab people owning Arab people's music and shit, right? Like our music is owned by. Hold on, real quick. I can answer this. I'll be right back.
you just
well, in order for you to be able to do the things that black people need to do, you have to be vertically integrated. So you have to have
yeah, that's
like be
facts.
all the way up the chain of command. It can't just be, oh, I own this restaurant front. Do you own the forks? Do you own the knives? Do you own the company that produces the oven?
The
Do you own
napkins.
the utilities? Right?
That's what I
This
said
is this is
earlier.
this is what we call vertical integration. And guess what? There are systemic impediments to getting in those types of positions which really matter, right? So while we do the things that the Asians do, send our kids to school, advocate for policy, DEI, that gets special recruitment to our HBCUs, right? And do all the things that are going to get us in those positions, we at the same damn time need to be pushing back on systemic impediments that still exist today to acquiring real wealth. That's all. That's the difference between us and them.
And that's why McDonald's said, don't look at us as a restaurant, look at us as a real estate company. Because what good is all of these businesses and they paying not only the rent but also insurance. Look at who's behind the insurance company.
Facts.
You show me a whole bunch of foreigner immigrant insurance companies that are owned by these immigrants that's in these businesses in our communities, and I'm gonna show you some BS. So I mean, it's just crazy. Like I get it. We want to have that enemy that we see, and we want to punch at them. I get it. All right, they in our neighborhoods. They might say some fuck shit every now and then or whatever, but we need to start really looking strategically at what's behind this because we looking like fools out here. You look like a fool punching a damn puppet, and then the puppet master sitting there laughing at you, and you just sitting there punching the puppet and shit. They look
So,
goofy.
so before we get too far from it, two statements were made that really perfectly kind of lean into what I was going to say. Um, it's not that simple to say like, oh, immigrants are coming over here, Indians, Asians, etc. They're well, Indians are Asians, coming over here and they're surpassing white people. If you go to India, I think less than 14% of Indians have a bachelor's degree, so that's in their native country. But if you look at the immigrants, over 80% of them do. And this connects to what Sean mentioned, which is the H-1B visa program, which essentially India has some world-renowned academic institutions, which creates a pipeline of cheap labor of a higher class than we're used to. Most people think cheap labor, they think of construction, blue collar, but it's not limited to that, right? Bill Gates was the first person to like normalize and standardize outsourcing to India. So what you have is you have people who, like Sean touched on, are given expedited immigration processing at leveraged against them taking a job where they're probably being underpaid, and then they're coming in and collectivizing and communally gathering amongst each other and coalescing in communities where they're not really they're more concentrated and ostracized than even blacks are. So like for example, black Americans are throughout the diaspora, whether it's in the south where we're more concentrated or in the west coast where we're way less. So like you can find some counties that are like 80% black, 100% black in the south, but the further north and west you go, you're gonna start seeing like 5% black, 7% black, right? So now there will still be some counties, like Bixby County's one in Cali that's like 90% black, in Long Beach. They're few and far between. And that limits the ability for community organization, which is part of what Sean was worried about, which he referenced that a white only town would allow for equity exponentially increasing in the hands of people who might then come and try to gentrify us. They might build their wealth just to come fuck with our wealth. So anyway, that's an aside. But yeah, so it's not that simple to say we just gotta. I think Alan is the one who said just do what they're doing. It's like what? Just be from a foreign country, be pipelined into an education system, and be
Thank you.
immigrated into the country with the H-1B visa. What the fuck? You can't.
You,
That's what I mean when I
you,
say it's not that simple and people just be talking.
thank you. Thank you so much for someone else understanding truly what's happening. And then one of the other aspects of what's happening with Indian Americans, when they're brought in on H-1B visas, their wives are not allowed to work. So guess what happens? You have more families that are unified, more men and women that remain married because the women cannot afford to leave their husband. Even if they would like to leave their husbands that are here in the United States, they cannot because they're not allowed to actually work. So you got to dig deep and understand the nuance before you start trying to provoke African Americans or whatever you would like to call us and try to get us to say, ooh, do what the Indians are doing. That's why I say to Alan, why don't white people do what the Indians are doing?
Yeah.
Can I give some
Yeah.
data really quick? Is that okay? Is everybody comfortable with that? Thank you. So look, I said earlier about us not spending our money with each other. So I just did a little bit of research and I got some information, right? So based on the percentage, right, of the amount of wealth that black people get each year and what do we spend it on? So let's say the pie is 100%. 30 to 35% of that goes to housing, 10 to 15% goes to food, 10 to 15% goes to transportation, 10 to 30% goes to income income taxes spent. That varies, right? and 5 to 10% goes to healthcare, 10 to 20% goes to debt payments, and 0 to 10% goes to savings and investment, right? So black people as a group, the average saves or invests about 3 to 5% each year of our wealth that we make. Now, of the money we spent on the things like housing and food and that, like I said earlier, housing and food. So what percentage, if we're spending it on housing and food and transportation, what percentage of that are we spending with black people, right? So on housing, which means if you're owning or renting a house from a black person, only 10% of the money that we get from house or spend on housing is spent with black people. 90% is with somebody else outside of the community. Food. Are we buying black food or from black stores or going to black restaurants? Only 2% we spend with black restaurants. 98% outside of our community. Transportation. Obviously, there's no black car owners, no black car dealerships, things like that. 1%, really few. 99% of transportation goes to people outside of our community. Taxes, obviously, is outside of our community. Insurance and healthcare, 1%. We buy insurance from black people, 99% outside of our community. Obviously, debt outside of our community. Savings, are we investing with black banks or black investment funds? 1%. 99% is going to other communities. So once again, like I said, I don't know if maybe some of y'all don't know how wealth is built and how communities are built, but what communities do is spend money with each other. So y'all can say white supremacy, blue supremacy, whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. But the reality is this: we don't spend money with each other. You can say
So
why?
hold on,
You can
AI.
try to, make whatever it is, but this is just the data. That's it.
AI. We understand the data, right? And nobody's surprised that the information that you've presented is fact, or you know, we understand that if it was off, it'd be off by a little bit. What is that telling you? What is the call of action behind what you've laid
Okay.
out?
That's a good
What is the call
question.
to action?
That's a good question. The call to action is this: white supremacy. We all know it's a myth. They're not supreme. They're not supreme. They're well organized and they actually work together. So the call to action will be for us to organize, first identify the problem, and we got to all come to a consensus that we all identify the problem. If we all can agree on the problem, then we attack it by working together. That's it.
No, you
But
act like
AI,
that
hold on, hold
wasn't
on, hold
done
on, hold on, hold
already.
on, hold on.
They
Let me
said we
check.
did that,
Let me
and
It
it was
finish.
started
AI
with
pointed.
sabotaged.
us.
AI. But
But
when a
wait,
new
one of the
when a new
first
hold
things.
on, hold on, let me address
Go ahead.
AI.
I'm sorry.
AI, we should all work together. I agree. We should all work together. But when a new white immigrant comes in from, I don't know, South Africa, they don't look at each other as different. They're not trying to pin problems that they have, differences that they have, prejudices that they have against one another, right? They're trying to cooperate and leverage each other, right? I mean, this work together, I understand it, but some of the things that require black people working together, people like you in particular, have stood against them, have been for the impediments to a collectivization of black wealth in this country. So I think that the call to action that you say, you'd have to first start with yourself first if you really want us to get to that point. I'm done speaking.
So
So,
may
and
I make a comment just
that's
on what Curtis said? I think
can
I've
I,
I've
I just wanted to respond to him, lady, really quick. It won't be long. But go ahead. Go ahead. Fuck it. Just fuck what I said. Go ahead. All right, MJ,
pretty
I hear you.
much,
I got you.
yes.
Hey,
So
yo,
for this is specifically for what AI or Curtis was saying. You literally don't hear other groups of people saying this, right? I'm a white person. The money in my business, the money in my neighborhood goes to other communities, right? Please tell me what demographic of people in this country literally only spend money within themselves. That old infographic that is pretty much used to make Black people feel bad, saying, a dollar only stays in the black community, da 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 da. Well, let me tell you something. If you were investing that dollar in your 401k because we don't invest savings, what would we be doing? Is the Fortune 500 black? Does it need to be black in order for you to gain wealth? No, it does not. Right?
Bing.
Um, if I'm participating, because how many of us have an Apple phone? Put a one in the chat if you are on an Apple device. All right. Put a two in the chat if you actually own Apple stock. Okay. Put a three in the chat if you are a white gay male, which is what the CEO of Apple is. And put a four in the chat if all of this is really stupid. So, what I am saying is that I don't think about the products that I'm using in terms of if they are white and black because, hello, 90% of this shit comes from China anyway. I am not Chinese. But you know what? I try to utilize companies that I own their stock so I can get a little bit of that equity, right? If I have 1,000 shares of Amazon and I use Amazon every day, that makes me feel better about pretty much utilizing a company that I benefit from. Is it black people? Of course not. I don't know how many black people Amazon employs, right? I don't know what percentage of their drivers are black or what C-suite level are black, but you know what I can do? I can basically use some of that I have benefited from by investing in Amazon and utilizing their products, and I can send people a $10 cash app if they answer a trivia question in IGB because the majority of people that come in this space look like me. What I can do is maybe gift 10 shares of Amazon because I don't know, maybe I bought it 15 years ago and the cost basis is really high. So if I sold it, I would owe Uncle Sam some money, but I can gift it to a black charity that I know that buys Christmas gifts, probably from Amazon, right? And hands it out to black kids that are from poor communities. So that's how you build and you utilize wealth. Focusing on who owns what, I'm not really sure. That's for historians to do because, quite frankly, in the guise of capitalism, nobody gives a shit. You're not going, just like Obama said, you didn't build that. For you to try to focus on 100% black people, this is where we need to distinguish between private and personal. If you want to support black business, you are going to create a black business within your own family, which means you are going to marry black in as much as the space around you, you are going to utilize, right, small businesses that are black. We have these conversations and we don't distinguish between corporations and small businesses. If you want to go to a farmer that happens to be black because you want to eat healthy food, then you do so. But for some people, that means you're going to have to drive 100 miles. And maybe you just can't do that. So you're going to go to the white farmer and you're going to buy that produce. But guess what? Your family is going to be healthier. Maybe you can choose to have a black physician. I do, right? I specifically and intentionally and deliberately chose a black pediatrician, a black OB-GYN, right? And a person of color for my personal physicians. Why? It's just a comfort level for me. My mother is completely different. My mother says whoever's the best rated doctor in the city of Houston, that's who I'm going to go to. But that's my mother. My decision was for me and my boys to see someone that looked like us because I feel comfortable having a conversation with that person as a person of color. So, what are we talking about? Because for us to sit here and say, you have an Apple phone and white people built it, or you know what people on Clubhouse love to say, y'all on a white man's app. Really? I thought we were on a private equity app, right? But if you want to be the black in that business, then be the black in that business with your dollar. Go make your money with somebody else and then bring your black dollar, because it's still a black dollar, right? It's yours. Bring it to your black family. Bring it to your black niece. Send her to an HBCU. Send her to Harvard. And then what she will do with her black dollars is use them in white America and bring them back to her black ass family. That's how that works. I'm done. Thank you for listening to my
It's not enough that we all have have a healthy investment portfolio and that we're making money and spending it correctly with other black people, because I'm sure the family of Carmelo, young Carmelo Anthony, did the same thing. I mean, he seems to be from an affluent family, and look where his situation is. He ended up. I'm sure his parents thought they were doing right by sending him to the best of schools in their community or in their city, and look what he had to deal with, being the only or one of a few black children in this mostly white school. It's not enough that you've got a 401k and that individually we are, doing well, because what people don't understand is that we already have a lot of black people doing that. The reason why we don't have a majority of them is because there is a system of power that is working against us. And I'm sorry, I keep trying to tell black people on here that it's not enough to have wealth without power. It's not enough. It's how you make that wealth work for you. Because unfortunately, we live in a world where we racism is a team sport. We are not judged by what we own individually, right? We're judged by what team you are on. So, like, that's why it doesn't matter that quote unquote black immigrants do better and what they get the same treatment that we get when they come here, regardless of how well they do, right? Because they are judged by the team that they are supposedly a part of. And in America, that team is called black, regardless. So I wanted, somebody who could speak to the fact, like, I hate when people get on here and start, you need to go to school and spend your money here and do, like, we don't know how to do that stuff. Black people know how to build. Problem is they couldn't, like somebody said earlier, they could not defend what they built. This is about power. Thank you.
I don't think
So,
it's
Can I
about
say
power.
so very
Can I
Oh,
say
quick.
I'm
something
sorry,
real
I'll
quick?
Nene.
be snappy. I'll be snappy. I'll be snappy. So there was a point in time, yeah, where black people couldn't build, and even the Chinese. I think there's a case, Yikwo v something, that if you look, like, the Chinese had issues, in the 1800s, 1900s, being, racially discriminated against, they were being, I guess, some mafia type of shit where they had to, like, pay to play, so to speak. But they've been able to, like those Asians, they've been able to, create whatever societies that they need to, et cetera, et cetera. And I just put in a link. This one is, it's in Indian Creek, Florida. Just go to demographics. You know what I'm saying? And if you go to the demographics of that chart, like, there's, like, it has white people there, Asians, Hispanics, but there's no black people. There's no Native Americans, and, like, this is actually speaking to the title of the room. Like a white only town, so to speak. And Lou played the track earlier where, they're designating themselves as a PMO, which is a private type of situation. You know what I'm saying? It's a private organization. So at the end of the day, if we're gonna, like, talk about, how hard it is for black people, to me at this point in time, that's an excuse, right? Back in the day, yes. Prior to, during the 50s, the 60s, maybe even a little bit of the 70s, right? Maybe. But right now in 2025, there is no excuse for black people, especially, like-minded black business people, to get together and set some shit up and make it work. You know what I'm saying? You can't always, because right now the worst enemy for black businesses is other black people. Whether it's black, like, I think Lou, last week you had this thing, where they were talking about boycotting Africans. You know what I'm saying? Boycott African
which is
businesses,
crazy.
which is fucking ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Because Africans are also more likely to support black owned American businesses than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, like, this notion that
I
is
ain't gonna lie. I think
so,
white people support black owned businesses more than Africans. But let's
yeah, I
continue.
mean, the ones, yeah, they somewhat do, like, to some extent, those virtue signaling motherfuckers, those, the ones that are trying to look like they're all, and you remember, what was it? Muhammad Ali said, if there's 10,000 rattlesnakes coming to my door, just because there's 10 of them that might be good, Am I going to still keep my door open for those 10 to get in while there's 10 of them, rushing in there? That's how I see that shit. So yes, cool, thank you. Support my shit, you know what I'm saying, and all that good stuff. Yeah, to some extent I might need it, relating to capital revenue and profits for my business. But at the end of the day, if we're talking about black owned businesses in
Breaking news,
America.
breaking news, breaking news. Donald Trump just called for the prosecution of Kamala Harris and those who receive endorsement money. So he quoted this is literally six
So,
minutes.
Mr. Deflection. So
Wait, let
the
me read
Yo,
this. Let me
no,
read
Awesome.
no, that
this.
was
Well, let me read
yeah,
this
that was
because this is live. This is happening. He just dropped this 6 seconds ago. I'm looking at a large amount of money owed by the Democrats after this is from his True Social account. After the presidential election and the fact that they admit to paying probably illegal $11 million to singer Beyonce for her endorsement. Quote, yes, she never sang not one note and left the stage to a booing and angry audience. Right? This is what he's saying. $3 million for expenses to Oprah, $600,000 to a very low rated TV anchor, Al Sharpton, a total lightweight, and others to name for doings. Absolutely nothing. These ridiculous fees were incorrectly stated in a book and recorded. You are not allowed to pay for an endorsement. It is totally illegal to do so. Can you imagine what would happen if politicians start paying people to endorse them? All hell would break loose. Kamala and all of those that receive endorsement money broke the law. They should be all prosecuted. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Mashallah. That's what he said. He said
yo, that's
mashallah
right.
at the end.
That's right.
I
But
was
then
actually at that rally in Houston and nobody booed when Beyonce came on stage, just FYI. But anywho, to what was actually being said. So the
yeah, let
problem
me finish.
is,
I didn't finish. I'll finish it very quickly, and I'll be very snappy, lady. I appreciate that. So, like my point, and I'll summarize it here. I don't need to, be redundant. The worst enemy for black owned businesses is black people, because
Mm.
black people do not support each
That's what
other
Curtis,
the
that's
way
what
they're
AI been
supposed to.
saying.
Bro, that's black people do not support each other
Maybe
the
it
way
sounds
they're
better when an
supposed to.
Maya,
accent
what
is
up?
saying it to him.
No, no, no. And look, I'm an American. I'm as much American as
Curtis,
AI.
aren't
You
you
know,
a black business owner and you're saying that black people don't support your business?
That's what
Well,
I'm trying to
No,
figure out
his
to y'all
clientele,
really.
why
his
Never
y'all keep
mind.
why
clientele,
y'all keep
Never mind.
individualizing it? I'm talking about the
his
collective.
What
clientele
let
is
It's
collective
black.
is
Well,
easy.
that,
there?
well,
It's
that's
easy for me to say I'm doing good. Fuck the rest of y'all. But
Wait.
this is a
What
collective
collective?
that's
conversation,
what I
right?
What is the
said. They don't
collective
know
of
how to do
white
that.
people
Yeah,
that
Can I?
but
make business together? Can someone tell me a collective of white people or a collective of Asian
The past
people?
400 years,
VC funding.
So Reverend, do they have an LLC? Do
the
they have a
slave trade,
trust? Wait, what are you naming
they
again?
got entire institutions. They got what did you say? The
So
Fortune
they
500
so
before?
can you name one? I'm asking you, can you name one of these collective of
This
white
TikTok
people?
shit complicated.
Can you
it
name
is
one?
complicated, Lou. It is.
What is a
One,
collective of white
an
people?
owner?
I can answer that
No,
question.
no,
I can
no.
answer that question.
Let me articulate. Y'all
Fine.
are
The banking
alleging
industry.
that
The
the
banking industry.
entire banking industry benefits white people. Really? It does?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Hold
it
on,
does.
Mickey.
So
Absolutely.
there are no poor white people in this country.
Mickey.
No.
You
No, no, no.
Can I?
You
May
asked
I
Wait.
you asked
finish?
if it benefits.
Y'all throw around a lot of stuff talking about wealth and assets and
Nikki racist.
income and commerce in this
Mickey,
country.
Mickey,
I know
1%.
data and I know
I'm about
stats,
to I'm about to
but
tell you
y'all
one
are
Wait.
just
data.
Can I?
so there only has to be a
1% of the
collective when it comes to
population
black
owns
people.
53% of the stock market, Mickey.
So 1%,
1% of the
1%,
population, the
is
But
top
that
is
all
that
1%,
white
all
people?
white
yes,
people?
pretty much. The
No, it
top
is not.
1%, the top 1% owns 53% of the stock market,
You didn't
Miki.
understand the
You know
question that I
that.
was
That is
asking,
a small group of people owning
sir.
majority of the wealth in the country. Six
So is
billionaires own more money than the bottom 50% combined, Miki.
sir,
Yes, that's a
is
small group, and
is
none of
that
them are
Can I?
one?
black.
Is
Can I
that
say something really
1% of
quick?
white people indicative of all the rest of the 99%?
But
Yes or
No,
you're
no.
the
no?
one that
Hold on, hold on. So AI,
You,
forget
you,
hold
it.
on,
you,
hold
you,
on.
you, get
Mickey,
it
you know
out.
what you're
So
doing,
AI, hold on,
Sir,
hold
no,
on.
I
Can
So
know
I?
what I'm
AI,
doing.
No.
I'm challenging y'all's
lady,
conjectures, which
and
is
you're
why
wrong.
90% of y'all stay broke. Let me
Can
so
I
tell
very,
you
say
very
something?
quick.
something. There have
Mickey, can I say
always
something real
been
quick?
the haves and the haves not in this world. Give me a point in time. I'll even give you a millennia. We don't even have to go to centuries. Please, can someone in the chat tell me a time when there was never a 1% or a ruling class that had amassed the
Never.
majority of the wealth? Can
There was
Never.
anyone
This
point
never
that
never
been the
out
case.
to me?
there was never a
100%.
Anyone?
time.
100%.
There was
I
never
will
a
cash app
time.
you
100%.
$100 today. Please
Nah,
tell
Hey,
me a
Lou,
time
There
Lou,
was
Lou,
when
check
there
never,
your
was
back
there
channel.
was,
never a
Lou, check your
1%.
back channel.
Can
May
I
I
say
there
point
has
something
to
out
be
really
a
that
time.
quick?
Mansa
sure,
Musa at one point was the
I can
wealthiest
tell you.
man in the history of the world, and he
Yes,
was black. So who can
yes,
tell
but
me?
it was not a time during black supremacy, global black supremacy.
There has
Mickey,
Can I
always
say
been
something?
what is
global
she
black
talking
supremacy,
about?
Reverend. There has
Well,
always been global black
She
supremacy.
said
This is
Mansa
the
Musa.
problem.
Who measured Mansa Musa's wealth? Who measured it?
Oh, because you'd rather cape on white
No, I'm
people's
asking
wealth,
you a
but you don't even
question.
know
Just tell
wealthy
me the
white
question.
black
Who
people in your own
who
history.
measured that man's wealth? Who measured it? Go ahead. One mic
What
on
are you
you.
talking about? Who measured that man's wealth? It was widely known. He had thousands of caravans that he traveled that just kept
And
gold,
who
you
measured
dumb,
his
ignorant
wealth? Who
ass
measured his
black
wealth?
man. Black people did.
Okay, so let me ask you this. So you're saying Mansa Musa's wealth is comparable to BlackRock today?
He
Two
had
different
more
things.
money than
Modern
BlackRock. Did
modern
I?
times is
Mansa
a
Musa.
total different than ancient
Oh
times,
my
okay?
God.
We're talking about modern day wealth. It's a whole
The
nother type of
problem
wealth.
is that you don't know your history, Curtis, which is why you
Here we
tend to
go.
focus on white people and what they have. What I
What are you
literally
talking about?
challenge you to say is I only hear people like you when you're trying to condemn the black community. By the way, you are literally a black business owner, a black man who chose not even to date black, to date immigrants, yet now you're
Hello?
anti-immigrant. You are also a black man who claims to be
His
for the
girls
black
was not an
community.
immigrant.
Can you
She's
shut the fuck up
retarded.
and let
She's
me
She
speak?
was an
retarded.
American
Lou, you're
citizen.
always
She's
trying to
retarded.
save these black men, which
She
is
keep
why
like that's
people
what I'm
think
saying.
that
Like
your
you gotta let
ass
her
is
be
a op,
retarded.
right? So what I'm calling you out on, dear Curtis, now you're as a black man who is a business owner calling out black people for not supporting your business, and I'm calling bullshit.
Did I
What you
say
do
that?
is you get up here and spew your
My
hatred and your
business is thriving.
misinformation.
What are you talking about?
Then if you can fucking do it, other people can. Please stop trying to get up here like a white supremacist and telling black people what they can
You
and
are
what they
all over
don't
the
do.
place, woman. Did you get a
No, I'm
drink yet?
literally not. But what I do know is that for generations, me and
You
my
need a
people have
shot. Take a
lived it
shot so you
as
can take
we
the edge
talked
off.
it.
Wait, is
No,
that my boy?
I'm calling you out for your
I
bullshit. You're
mean,
always the loudest
I
and the
No,
hold
most
you're
up,
fucking
calling
wrong.
people out
Because
because
you
you're
don't have no
retarded.
kind of
hold on,
goddamn black collective.
hold on, real
You
quick,
don't have a black
You're just
collective.
retarded, Mickey. You're
hey,
all
real
over
No,
the
quick.
and you're
place.
just stupid.
You need to take
And
your
it's
drink.
retarded.
Go
It
get a
does not
drink.
have a
All
Go
RETARTED
right,
get
for
it. Go
look,
get
literate
some. Go
dumbass
get a drink.
motherfucker.
Go get a
If you're
shot.
gonna pronounce the word, can you at least include the goddamn word properly? It's
Because
retarded,
you're
not
an
retarded.
you're an
Stupid
alcoholic and you
ass.
need to go get your drink.
You
Go get a
can't even
drink.
fucking pronounce retarded right, you
all right,
dumbass.
real
Okay,
quick.
but I can point
Hey,
it
Can
out
I,
all right,
because it's you.
Lou? Lou, can
real
I
quick,
say
No,
real
something
you're
real
quick.
quick?
always one.
All right, real quick. Hey, do me a favor. I'm interviewing the guy who started and he's funding the white-owned Arkansas community. I got in touch with him. He's been on CNN. He's been on no, he's been on CNN. He's been on TMZ. He's been on all on social media. Everybody talking about it. I got in touch with him. Don't ask me how. Um, just know I created a Black American version of the Mossad, and I got intelligence in all communities. All right. So click the link in the chat. I just posted it. Retweet it. And then under the tweet, you're gonna get when I'm going live with him tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central Time. So we're gonna do it on Twitter. We're gonna start on Clubhouse, then we're gonna transition. Pause. So yeah. Um.
Can I say
So,
something real quick, Lou? Real quick.
oh wait, just for late. I'm
Wait.
so sorry for
Hold on.
whoever's
And it's another
speaking.
breaking news. Hold on. It's another breaking news. So all y'all that's telling ChatGPT your whole life story. ChatGPT CEO Sam Altman says people shared information with the people that share information with ChatGPT but don't know that chats can be used as court evidence in legal cases. So all y'all telling
Wow.
Chat
Yeah, your
GPT,
search engine always
all
has
y'all
been
niggas that go
eligible,
on chat,
Lou.
all y'all niggas that go on Chat GPT and look for an accident for escort services in your city and how to pay for pussy, you will get a Diddy case. Thank you.
So
I
what
just
is it?
wonder.
Duck go or whatever. But go ahead, plenty of good fish. But I want to call out Miss The lady who said, I wish I knew that answer. I need $100. I'm going to send you $100, sis. Because unlike these Negroes that are on here that talk about what they got and what they do, I believe in putting my white dollars to work, sis. So I'm going to send you that $100 because you actually answered the question. There is no answer. There has never been a time in history that there has never been a 1% or a ruling class. There have always been the haves, the have nots, and the I don't have shits. Okay. So you go ahead and send me your Cash App, sis. Right. And I appreciate, oh, don't let me delete that. Don't you be giving these Negroes your information, Miss Lynn. I said send it to me in the back channel, sis. You know how these crackheads are. Okay. But I'm gonna acknowledge that you actually told the truth and said that you did not know the answer because there actually is not an answer. But you're gonna get $100, sis. Okay.
Can I
Courtesy of a black woman versus these crackhead
Yeah, we get it.
Negroes
You buy
can
that
I
friendly.
ask
talk
a
All right,
shit.
question
listen.
about
That's
that?
nice
Can I
of
Thank
ask a
you.
you.
Wait,
question about
hold
that?
on,
That's
hold on,
nice
Oh,
of
well,
you,
y'all
y'all.
want to
Hold on,
Mickey.
wait,
praise white
wait.
people. You can't praise me.
That's very nice.
Okay.
I'm just trying
Kiss
to
That's
ask
my
a
ass.
question about that
that's
Wait,
very
question.
no,
nice.
hold on, hold
Just let me
on.
say that's very nice of you, Miki. I appreciate you for that.
Thank you, Maya. Another black
I'm just
queen.
Wait, you
You're
send it to?
welcome.
Wait,
I'm
wait,
just
wait.
trying
Did
to.
you send the money to Maya?
No, I'm sending it to.
No.
Be quiet, Lou.
I just got back. I don't know what's going
Hey
on.
yo, if you're looking for a
I just
if
want
you're
to
looking
ask
for a budget
Hey,
friendly
look, because
wedding,
you're not gonna out trick
a
me when it
budget
comes.
friendly wedding in
No, I'm just
London,
playing. Hey,
y'all y'all can
Hey,
go to
Ivy.
my PTR. A
Hey,
budget
Ivy, you
friendly
there?
wedding in
Out
London.
trick is crazy.
just as
Ivy,
a
you
point
there?
of
I just want to
clarification,
say some.
just so I can
Hold on,
understand.
sir, hold on.
Okay.
I asked to speak.
No,
Hold
it's
on.
on Ivy. Hold on.
No,
It's on Ivy.
Yeah.
No,
Thank you,
this
Queen.
Yeah.
this lady
no.
plenty. I've interrupted her a lot of times,
No,
Lou. It's
he
on her.
no Somali
No, no,
Americanized.
Y'all
no.
do
Just
not like to defer to
I'm not.
women for shit.
I'm not gonna assert my privilege on that one. Let her go.
all right, cool. I was just testing you, brother. Plenty. Do your thing, Queen.
Thank you. I was trying to say, before y'all went off, Howard University, about 10 years ago, did a study and did like a lot of heavy research. What AI said is actually a total lie. The circulation of the black dollar, that was something that was made up in a book. And I'll post a link in the chat. Um, it it's just a myth. Like, yes, we know that black people do not own a large majority of industries, but tying that into the black dollar doesn't stay in the black community, it's it's a bad faith argument. You're taking two different things and putting them together, and one of them is a lie. So it makes the whole statement a lie. The federal government has no way of tracking if black dollar stays in the black community, but we absolutely know that it does because a lot of us are entrepreneurs. I come from a city that was at one point 90% black, which is Detroit. I currently live in another city that is heavily populated black, which is Atlanta, Georgia. It's a little bit more white people now, but I also owned a contractor company. My mama also owned a salon. Like my sister owned a catering company. My family is riddled with black entrepreneurs. And you know who support us the most? Black people. Like this is not from a statistic. And of course, these are my personal experiences, but I do know other entrepreneurs that they survive by black people. Black businesses survive off of black people. Like this is something you could just go outside and touch grass and see, right? But the argument that the black dollar only circulates within 6 hours out of the black community, it's totally made up. It's totally made
So
up.
so
And
so
a lot of
Quincy,
people researched it to find out that the person that put it in the actual book, I forgot the name of the book, but it's in the article, they were trying to pinpoint it to another story, but he never produced the study. And then when they went and talked to the people that he used to his thesis, his professor where he wrote his thesis for that class, they also say he made it up. So it's not a
You
true
know,
so
statement.
Wow.
Quincy,
There's
very
no
quick
way to
question.
track it.
Just
And
a
the
very
that's
name of
quick
the
correct.
question.
website that Howard created for you to read it
My
is
bad,
called
Ivy.
truthbetold.net. So you go to truthbetold.net, which is ran by Howard University, and they will give you all the information regarding that myth. They don't have a way because it used to be that the Jewish dollar stays in the community 30 days versus the 6 hours. They don't have a way to track by religion. Like this is just something you could just research. Like it's just
100%,
made up.
100%. So
So
100%. So
Okay,
so
I
so
go
let
on
me just
mute.
ask you the quick question.
that's a
Um,
fact, but
go
listen.
ahead, Avi. Go ahead, Avi. If you were about to say
Yeah.
something.
So yeah, I was gonna. I don't want to derail it, but yes, I completely agree with what Plenty of Good just said on how that's not something anyone that's been basically a freaking lie and also a clubhouse lie for a hot minute. It's been going around all the time, and I've had to cut it down a bunch of times. But on what Miki said earlier, I just wanted to get clarification on it. Miki, could you real quickly just repeat the actual question that you're challenging people with?
Right. So, and shout out to Miss Lynn. And Miss Lynn, I did not know you were from NOLA. When Lou has his rooms promoting Black businesses, sis, I want you to come up here. Looks like you got a business in NOLA. Shout out to my Louisiana people. See, that was nothing but God, Sha, because you know I'm a Louisiana baby, Sha. So enjoy that $100, Miss Lynn.
All right.
Um, why you always interrupting me and not these nigglets, Lou? Damn.
Yeah, no, go ahead though. I
That's why
still
your
want to hear
Not
the
ass
the
in the
question.
Neglets.
matrix.
That
Okay,
Yo,
so
Lou said
the
Miglets.
point,
That's
the what I
wild.
was trying to say, Abby, and shout out to that educated Black man, by the way. Um, the point that I was making earlier, Abby, the point that I was making is that historically, you are never going to find a point in time like how Curtis said that the 1% owns, you know, like 53% of the stock market is owned by the 1%. I would expect for the ruling class or for the wealthiest class, which those haven't always coincided, by the way, throughout history. Sometimes the wealthiest class is not always the ruling class, right? The ruling class, the ruling class, or I guess more so like republics or democracy, have literally been seen almost as the working class. A lot of times, wealthy people have looked down on the civic minded individuals, right? So the point that I was basically making is that there has never been a time when wealth has been not so, you know, when we tracked it, right? Like the 1% has not controlled the majority of assets in the world. That is my point. We can go to
Yeah,
Your point
feudalism.
that your point actually, Miki, was that that there's no time in history that there has not been a 1%.
That is correct.
I was adding
That
the
is what
That's
I was
racism
saying.
aspect
insane.
to
And
it.
that is a fact.
But
That
I
is
was,
a fact.
I
So
Wait.
understand that. That's
Abby,
true.
that is what I was saying. So when I hear
But I was,
people say things like that, I'm like, that is immaterial throughout time because we always point to the billionaires as the metric or the standard of what we need to attain. They are always literally the exception to the exception to the exception. They might as well not exist. They aggregate their wealth. They make their wealth through enterprise. We utilize that enterprise, right? Like it's billionaires might as well not exist. They don't trickle down their money. They buy assets, they hold on to them, which is why the Rockefellers still have over 70 active members utilizing their trust that great Papa Rockefeller set up centuries ago. So that was my point, Abby.
May I ask a
here's the
question
Okay,
really
difference
quick,
though.
just
gotcha.
for
Okay,
Average
can we
white
let
moderation?
people,
him
Hey
respond
Curtis.
since Abby asked the question?
Hey
G-
Curtis, you there?
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
Hey,
So
I'm gonna
so
send you this
Lou,
link.
can you let
hey
Abby
Joe.
answer?
What'd you
You
say,
Can,
Lou?
got
can I
Curtis's phone number. Can you let Abby speak?
damn.
Shut
Damn.
the hell up.
What'd you say, Lou?
Shut
Um
up, crackhead.
so what okay,
That's
so
why you gonna
yeah,
have all
as
them
far
passport
as
holes on your
Yo,
TikTok
lady,
page because
mute the
Curtis.
fuck up. Thank you.
damn,
Go ahead.
relax. So
Yo,
so
check
real
your text
quickly.
message, bro. Cause I'm about to send you this link. See if this live work.
All right.
All
Shit
right,
weird.
so just real quickly, yeah. So I mean, if the question really just or the point really just boils down to if the 1% or if there was a 1% at any pretty much at every single point in time in history which aggregated wealth, obviously that's true. I don't think we've ever had an egalitarian society prior to like literally having freaking crops, right? You'd have to go that far back before you have something that might be egalitarian in any sense. And at that point, you don't even have wealth. Wealth ain't even a thing before that. So obviously, that's the case. And if anybody's trying to make a point of like we got to move like the billionaires, they don't understand scarcity. That's not how scarcity works, right? Like that's you cannot move like the richest people. Like if you move like the richest people, nobody gonna be rich, and they gonna let you do it. So that's not gonna happen. And so at the end of the day, you have to like think about what historical context has shown us as far as who has that wealth and whether they can maintain that wealth or whether you can tap into that wealth or whether they should even have that wealth, to be honest, because everybody got rules and there's also always exceptions to the rules and there's usually ways to get to that point, and people who have that kind of aggregated wealth have found the exceptions or have made up the exceptions.
And
Say
very
that
quick
part
to that
again.
point.
They've
So
made
so yeah,
up the
and
exceptions. Shout out to that black man right there, Abby.
Can I
And
ask
to
a
that point,
clarifying question really quickly, if you don't mind?
go ahead,
Back
Jay.
to what I
Nobody
just
believe in God no more,
Oh
huh?
shit, that's you make
back
up.
to
What the
what
fuck?
back to what I heard somebody. I think maybe plenty of good. Hi, sister. I think that you said that the government can't quantify how long the black dollar is staying in the black community,
That is what
but
she said. Yep.
can't we use reductive reasoning with the understanding that we are constantly complaining about how we own nothing, and so even with that, it
That is
would
a
be
fact.
hard, right? So it would be hard for us to, even if we wanted to keep the money for that long in the black community, if we don't own anything,
Well,
No, no.
or
So look.
hold
So
unless,
on,
wait, wait,
wait,
wait.
hold
hold
on,
on.
So
hold
hold on.
on, hold
Yo,
on,
hold
hold
on.
on,
Can y'all let her respond?
Let
unless,
me, y'all.
hold on one moment, sis,
Before she responds.
unless, right, we then have to acknowledge that we are in fact the number one consumerist. Is that a word? Right? We
Number one
definitely
consumer,
are very
consumers.
big. Yeah, we fall victim to consumerism. I mean, everybody does in America, but can't we just
Not
use
like the black woman.
can't we just use reductive reasoning to know that it
So
logically can't stay in the
Hold.
community
make
that
up,
long?
make up. So
Wait,
check this.
wait a
Hold
minute,
on, plenty,
Lord.
plenty.
Lord, she didn't
Hold on,
ask
plenty.
you.
You
Hold
can
on,
continue. It's a
Lord. I'm not
compounding
gonna fight
question.
with
You can
you.
also
She
answer. You
literally
can also
asked me a
answer the question.
question.
Yes.
It's
Listen.
okay. You could
Look,
go
look.
after
That's it.
me.
It's a
I don't.
compounding question. It's a compounding question.
Can you
Okay.
let her?
So
She did put a name on it, Lord. Come on, y'all.
This is crazy. Uh, and when I first started my statement, I think that's makeup. I think I recognized the voice. I did say that he was merging two statements together. Yes, we do not own industries, but to actually say that it is a it is a true statement that because we don't own industries, our money leaves out in 6 hours. That whole statement together is not true. So it makes, because the first part is absolutely false, there is no empirical data that can absolutely confirm that it takes 6 hours or even hours for our dollar to leave the community. The whole statement is false. So yes, I can acknowledge that we do not own the electric company, right? But it does not mean that the house that I'm renting or the house that I actually own my house, but say my sister, she's renting her house. Her landlord is black. It's a black woman, right? So you cannot say that as a whole Black people do not support Black businesses because we don't own industry. So the deductive reasoning cannot necessarily happen because the first part of the statement is absolutely false. They do
Thank you
not
okay.
for
track by
So
race
very clear.
and they do not
So very
track by
clear.
religion. So you cannot guarantee that
So
once I get my paycheck, I'm automatically sending it out of the community in six. Because I
but
mean, you
okay.
could just go
Big,
back
big.
that we
Hold on.
have
Make a please.
evidence. The deductive reasoning is because if this was a different room, we will preach on Wall Street. We will preach on Detroit. We will preach on Rosewood. These are communities that were set up by Black people that had Black businesses, that had Black resources, and they were completely funded by the income of Black
Yeah.
people. So
So
we could take that out of history and praise it, but then in a different room, turn it and make it seem like we do not support Black businesses. So that's why I said it's a bad faith
all right.
argument.
And so look and look and our my compounding question was, gonna add, like, for you, plenty, you can answer it. Lady, you can answer it. Makeup, you can answer it as well, right? So when we're talking about gentrification, right? Because now when we're talking about industry, owning an industry, et cetera, right? When we're complaining about how run down and beat down majority of Black communities are, right? Because that's one way you'd be able to track, how the black dollar, where the black dollar is going, right? Is who owns the businesses in majority of these Black communities, right? And where whose pockets is it going to? Who are the private equity owners or the VC firms that are, allowing for this restaurant to pop up here and this one to pop up there? So when we even talk about gentrification, let's throw in gentrification because I'm actually pro gentrification. You know what I'm saying? If a particular region is a shit place to live in, it needs to be fixed up. It needs to be fixed up one way or another, right? So when we talk about gentrification, when we factor that in, right? Who is gentrifying black spaces, black communities? When black communities are run down, trashed out, and need to be fucking fixed and need to be taken care of, who is coming in there and doing it?
Hold on a second. So,
That's not how
I think you
gentrification works,
are. I
by the way.
think you are raising an interesting question as far as gentrification goes. Um, Before even addressing that, because I will address that. To be clear here, Big Body, your question for reductive reasoning, I think, is a reasonable question, but if and only if you are trying to get to answering a question that's a lot more vague, like can black people hold on to wealth or not, then you can use reductive reasoning for that. But if you're making charged specific quantifiable statements, then you're not going to be able to do so. And people do that all the time. They say, hey, the black dollar don't last in the community longer than a few hours or a day or this or that. That you cannot find that in any logical way through reductive reasoning. That you have to have real studies, you have to have real numbers for that.
So yeah, and
So
that's
that's fair for you
Avi,
to a
so Avi,
point.
Let him
Like
land.
oh
so
my
that's
god.
fair. So I get you. You know what I mean? Like I get where you're getting with the reductive reasoning, but that's a secondary point that's more vague and bigger. Now, as far as what you just said, Lord, in your question of who is gentrifying places, I mean, we know who's gentrifying places on one end, right? We know that gentrification happens usually by those that are considered wealth owners, and in the United States, that's by and large white folks usually. At the same time, though, you also have white flight. So you have white people coming in, you got white people coming out, right? So it's a little bit more complicated than just people coming in and quote unquote cleaning things up, as you said, right? Because it's not really cleaning up, it's about restructuring a city in order to congregate and aggregate wealth in one area versus another. And therefore, thereby splitting that city up, maybe expanding it, but it's now split in a way that it wasn't before. So it's a little bit
Okay,
more complicated
so
in that sense, too.
So Avi, let's look at this. Plenty. You brought up Atlanta earlier. Are you in Atlanta? If you don't mind me, plenty of good. And my bad, truth.
No, you
you go
good. You
right
good.
on. So plenty. Are you in Atlanta or what region are you from?
Yeah, I live
So so
just
so
outside
so in the
Atlanta.
last 5 years. So in the last 5 years, can you describe the changes in Atlanta? Because I've been in that region for a period of time myself, and I've seen a drastic fucking change in a bunch of shit that's been happening in Atlanta, and it's not being driven by black people, even though Atlanta has the most black millionaires in the United States of America, second to Houston, or and when you want to bring up Texas, parts of Texas, but majority of black millionaires in America are all, they're here in this little enclave of Atlanta. Can you describe, how gentrification is impacting that region?
Can I ask a question? What
No, wait,
billionaires do
wait,
you
wait.
know?
That was for plenty, Ion. But go ahead, ask your question.
Yeah, what billionaires do y'all know like participate in infrastructure change that they don't do out of their corporations? Like that doesn't
Exactly,
exist.
exactly,
Like there,
exactly.
there
That's
it's
very
actually
valid. That's very
it's
valid.
actually
But we
illegal
could
to do
build to
that.
that. We could build up to that, bro. Like we're trying to build up to that. That's why I was asking the question to plenty of how Atlanta is changing. Number one, Atlanta has the most busiest airport on planet fucking Earth. You know what I'm saying? It's a hub for all this commerce. A bunch of businesses are bringing their headquarters here. So when we're talking about these the fact that there's the most black millionaires in Atlanta, but they're not doing a damn thing about the
But
gentrification.
that's not true. It's not
Okay, so
like
tell me,
what
so what?
now I
Name
said it
one part in
earlier.
Atlanta that is being
What
gentrified by black people.
No, I don't. I'm not gonna say gentrified. I don't know because
There's
majority of
nothing.
Atlanta
Hey,
was
hey, hey, there's
once.
nothing wrong with
Well,
gentrification.
can I?
There's nothing wrong with
Can I just?
gentrification.
It's
You gotta
not.
let I answer, man.
It's not gentrification if you were here. That's what I'm saying. And I said it earlier with my first statement. Yes, Atlanta after during the pandemic is starting to look a little bit more wider, but they are landowners, housing developments. It was just a development in South Fulton. I think they built about 20 homes and they're on there. Well, I know the first phase had 20 homes. I think they're on phase 3 now. And I haven't kept track, but there are still housing developments and landowners that are black. Are majority of them black? I haven't looked at the numbers, but there are. I can't say they billionaires, but there are people that have a substantial stake in the community uh, building in Atlanta. They're,
So check this,
the
right?
mayor is
So
still black, the city council is still
no,
black.
that doesn't
So a
matter.
lot
That
of the
doesn't matter.
infrastructure, right, is managed by black people. I would
Okay,
have to look
so
at
look.
the
So
development
yeah,
and see what the percentage is. Probably somewhere split, or the
so
black people have a small percentage, but there's still
I look.
black people building and living in Atlanta.
Look, I'm gonna go on mute for a minute, and the thing that I was just presenting, right? Because forget about the mayors and whoever is being put in as these black. I think there was one of these mayors that was caught embezzling, getting all these Escalades and whatever, paying bodyguards, and I don't remember which city it was from, but she was black. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, to some extent,
No, it
that
was a
where
man, and it
Ho-
was South
no, hold on.
Fulton
It
City.
wasn't in. I'm not saying it was in Atlanta, right?
Oh
But at
no,
the end of
but
the
there
day,
was one in Atlanta. It was South Fulton. It was a
yeah,
man,
yeah,
but he wasn't
Fulton County.
buying
Wow.
stuff.
Yeah,
He
yeah, yeah, yeah.
made a
But look,
trip or something.
100%. But look, if we're looking at the definition of gentrify, right? Gentrify, and hold on, I'm about to pull it up. Gentrify means like the verb, right? To gentrify, renovate inner city housing to middle class standards, meaning you're raising the standards of living. So my question, right? Like, and that's what I'm saying. I'm pro gentrification to the extent that
Wait a minute.
why?
What definition
Hold
is that?
on, hold on.
Gentrification also means displacing the original
Man,
residents so
yo,
that they
that's a
can
result.
afford where they live.
Listen. That is a result. That is a byproduct
That
of
is not a
gentrifying.
result.
When
That's literally why
listen,
it's called
when you
gentrification and
gentrify,
not development.
listen to what the
All right.
definition is.
I
Okay,
just want you to
I'll
hush so
read
we
it.
can pass the mic.
I'll
Never
read it.
mind. I
I'll read
retract.
it,
No, no,
and
no.
I'll
You
put.
don't have to read it. Go
Listen,
ahead. Land. It's okay.
yo,
Go ahead,
is
land so we can
ignorance
pass the
bliss?
mic. Go ahead.
Yes, because
Yeah,
I'd
and
like to
I'll try
talk
to
about the
respond
Wait,
after.
title.
is
I'd like
ignorance
to
bliss?
talk about the title of the room.
Yeah, we are talking about the title to some extent, right? White only town
I'd
in
like to
Arkansas,
respond after.
right? Wait, hold on. Where can black people? What state can black people build their own fucking town and say this is only for black people? If there's no power for you to
We can all go
gentrify,
to
if you can't
Africa.
gentrify, listen. If you can't gentrify
Africa is
your
not a
own
state in the
city,
union.
listen. Hold on,
Let's
bro.
go to
If you can't
Africa.
gentrify your own town, if you can't gentrify your own community, however small it is, if you're not responsible for the gentrification, which by definition, and I'll put it in the chat right now from etymology, because I don't just use dictionary definitions, right? If we're gonna look at the fact that gentrify means to renovate and I quote, renovate inner city housing to middle class standards. And
All right,
this
let
was
me
from
respond to that.
1972. Hold on, you can respond to it. And I'm just saying
Okay,
very
you have
quickly, right?
30 seconds.
Oh
There
my
are other
God.
people on the
Okay,
stage.
I'll go on mute.
Damn.
I'll go on mute. I'll go on mute. I'll go on mute.
Okay, so just
Don't
real quickly. So
respond.
first
Hey,
of
let's
all, real quick,
respond.
I'm gonna make this super quick. All right,
Well,
just
I
two
just
things.
want to say really quick, Lord is the type of immigrant that a lot of black people have a problem with
I'm
because
not an
what you're
immigrant.
not going to
I was
do
born in
is
America.
read a
Call me an anchor
definition.
baby.
I
Call
don't
me an
care.
anchor baby. I'm an
Okay,
immigrant.
tether.
You can
What
call
I'm
me
Okay,
not
okay.
going to
Anchor,
do,
Tether, Anchor
what
baby.
you're
I'm
not
an
going to,
American. My birth certificate is
we
American.
don't
Okay,
give a shit. What you're not going to do is come up into
I
black
didn't do.
spaces.
Oh shit, you got a call. I bet.
okay. So just real quickly. I'm gonna make this like 30 seconds. Number one, Lord, this is just a fact. You don't define things from etymology. You define things by the dictionary. So I don't know why the hell you did that other shit, but that's just not how you define things.
I
That's number
didn't
one.
use
Number two,
etymology,
more
bro. I
importantly,
didn't
and
use
you don't have to
etymology
listen to
the way
me on
you're
this,
trying to
by the
use the
way.
word,
Hold
bro.
on, you
You
told
gotta
me
use
to
the
listen to you, so
actual
just hear
word.
me out.
My
Hang
fault,
on a
bro.
second. Hang on a second. So, and secondly, this is again 10 seconds left. Um, it, it, I don't live in Atlanta, so I can't speak about Atlanta. So instead, I just put an article down there so everybody can just read it themselves and realize what has been going on in Atlanta. It is not as simple as gentrification in the sense of white people just moving in and making things quote unquote better. White people have also been moving out, specifically from the suburbs. That's been happening the whole time. And
My
black people have
child.
been moving in as well. So it's a lot more complicated. You have Asian populations also moving in. You've got a whole lot of mixing going on
Have you been
in
to
Atlanta.
DC,
It's a
bro? Have
little
you
bit
been
more
to DC?
complicated than
Wait,
just
have you
black
been to DC,
people
bro?
moving, not moving
Yo,
anywhere,
I'm
and
zero.
white
Have you
people
been to
moving
DC?
in. I'm just making it very clear. Like, you don't have to take my word for it, my
No,
brother.
we're
Just
talking.
just
No,
read the
nothing.
article so that
We're
gives you
talking.
exact
We're
numbers
talking.
and
I'm
all that.
just
All right.
asking you a question. I'm just asking you
May
a
I
question.
please talk about the
That's all I
report really
wanted to say.
quickly? I'd like to say
Go ahead.
this.
Go
I
ahead.
don't
Go
know
ahead,
what
Maker. Go
the
ahead, Maker.
total
Change your
opinion.
name to Maker, please.
I don't know what the total opinion has been around the white only town, but I don't really see the issue. Now you know where to not take your black ass. Um, I also think like create your own. I mean, we're
God
really
damn.
trying to do the
Me
same.
and I agree with that. What the fuck?
Yeah, I
If
mean,
you
really.
don't fucking let people landlord, god
Child,
damn, nigga,
please.
Hey,
shit.
I was just ad libbing. My
Shut
bad.
the fuck
We
up.
don't
We
do the
cannot
GD
hear two
Adlib.
people at the same time. You getting on my nerves. Damn.
I also
You
think that
get
like
on your own, but okay.
this is what a
Ooh.
lot of this is what a lot of black people, especially people who are into nation building, are looking to do, and I don't really see an issue with it. I think that everybody should be able to do whatever it is that they want to do under the guise of self-preservation, and may the people with the best strategy do it well and do what's best for them. So I'm not really sure what the opinion has been of the space and if people think this is problematic or not, but I personally don't really see an issue with it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, there's no
If you're
reason why
about
black people
survival,
can't do this in Maryland.
yeah, if you're about survival of the fittest concept, then everything you just said is right. Yeah, and
Yeah.
also
But survival of the
black
fittest will
people,
get us what?
hold on, and also black people do this in Maryland, a lot actually,
Black
and they
people
just
do it everywhere.
I mean,
and
the entire state, congregate there and
one
create a
moment,
center of
one
power.
moment. I don't want all you niggas here in Maryland. Please, no, thank you. But what I'm saying is that when I go to certain areas and I see black affluent people, they are doing it very well, and it's you know done stealthily, and it's done well, it's done right, and I just think that a lot of people should start taking on this mindset if that is what it is that you want to adopt. Me personally, I like to live around like I like to live around a little bit of this, a little bit of that, right? That's just what I personally prefer. I've lived around majority black people before only, and I've lived around majority only white people, and I prefer a little bit of this, a little bit of that. That's just my tea. But if you are somebody who prefers a white only town, an Indian only town, a black only town, do your big one. What the fuck is wrong with that? It's very. I thought that this is what we preferred.
It's
Right, out
illegal. That's the
loud, out
problem.
loud. You don't got to second guess. You know what it is.
It's illegal.
I don't see what the issue is with this personally.
Yeah, we
The
did
issue is these
this
people will be
properly
taking federal
infinitely.
tax dollars, right?
Yeah,
They'll be taking
that's
federal tax dollars to do their building. And that
that's
tax dollars
the
come from
issue.
all people in America, including those that are prohibited from living there. And
The
that
issue
could be a
is the
problem
restrictive.
with the
The
criminal
issue
justice.
is the issue is the racial covenants that are being developed. It's illegal to do it. If they would have just talked to their friends and everybody decided to do it, but there isn't an actual requirement that is in writing that excludes another group based on their race, it wouldn't be a problem. But that's what they did.
Well, let me ask you a
And
question, Sean.
yes,
Let me ask you a question, Sean. If you know as a black person that this is a requirement to live in this said neighborhood, what would make you as a black person want to go where it's that type of requirement? What is a desire to live there?
for me, it's we went through this extensively. For me, it's about resource allocation. This is not a new concept.
This has already been litigated because white only towns were institutionalized for years. Levittown, Pennsylvania is one of the first that were literally created under racial covenants and exclusionary zoning that prohibited anyone from living there but white people. This is not new. What we're saying is that legally this is not appropriate to do, and it's not the way that you're supposed to do it. And then number two is we have to be mindful of them reversing existing acts and policies whereby they can build communities, take our resources to build those communities, while at the same time our communities remain derelict.
Okay,
So
but
what
what about
I'm saying
Amish
is
communities?
the Amish are not excluding anybody by race. You can go stay. You can go stay in an Amish community right now if you want
But
to.
why would we but I don't
If you, that's the point I'm trying to make, is it's not about preference, it's about the law. What they are doing is not legal. That's the reason
Man,
why
let
it's so
them do whatever
popular.
the fuck they want to do. This is what y'all got to get out of y'all's.
Well, then let's
And I'm gonna give it to you after this.
let
I
people
am
do
my bad. I'm
anything
gonna
they
give it to you
want to
after
do. Then
this. This is my whole thing.
do we need laws then?
I
If,
don't
if
know why. Well, I think this is my thing, Sean, because I hear you right. My thing. This has always been my thing the whole time. I don't know why we as niggas think that even if they allocate the funds to them or not, that they're gonna allocate them to us. They're
well,
not gonna do it. Whether they take it from an illegal immigrant's mouth, it ain't gonna come to us. Whether they take it away from it don't matter who they take it from. They're not going to give it to us because if they were, they would have already been done it. So my whole thing is let them white people build their community and very loudly so your black ass and my black ass and everybody else's black ass knows where the fuck not to
Hey,
go.
so did
But
y'all get the
but
breaking
the
news? Did y'all
outrage.
outrage.
get the breaking news on the
Wait, can
town?
I? Okay, but hold on.
There's
There's
a
no
black town being built
outrage.
right next to it.
Yeah, well, there's no outrage with people, black people trying to infiltrate.
Can I?
It's about 160 acres that they're on, and what they want to do is move it from Arkansas to Springfield, Missouri, and Missouri do not want them.
Okay. So I
That's
went.
that.
They want to
That's
build it in locations though,
yeah.
and
That's
those are
that's the
uh,
outrage. Is
It's
that
on Ion,
Missouri?
guys.
they're trying to expand. Well,
They're
no,
not
It's
talking.
not
on
about.
Ion.
No, it's not yet. We were talking.
Ma'am, I love you, Sean, but damn, you've been talking a lot. Can we let new people speak? It's on
Absolutely.
Ion. That's
I've been
okay.
quiet
It's
for the past
okay.
20 minutes. I was trying to finish the conversation with those two ladies. That's what I would like to do.
No, it's on Ion. Go ahead,
No,
Ion.
the other lady that was speaking, it's on her.
Send y'all a back channel. God damn it.
I
Y'all
love
want to
a
argue about
I
white
love a good
people?
cat fight.
I am
We're
like
not
a black
arguing.
white supremacist. I do not give a fuck. I said it's on Ion.
You
Shit.
are not. You're not the only moderator. I'm a moderator as well. There was another.
How about that?
Ooh,
Go
Shit!
ahead,
Uh-oh.
Ion.
God damn!
Shit. Don't play that clubhouse shit with me. What the
I,
fuck?
and I
Go
did.
ahead, Ion.
I definitely wanted to say that Brooke did pass the mic to me afterwards, and I did wait like for a really long time because I was even not supposed to speak before Brooke. And I get it, I get it, but I can't believe that my anti-black ass is in a position to be like, why do y'all give a fuck about what white people are doing? Like black people, y'all are front and center every time a cracker is doing something. It's so weird. How do y'all have time as black people to know every move? At the end of the day, we're saying, oh, if they allocate resources, they already do. The majority of people who are in Congress positions, who are in just representative federal positions are all white. So what do you mean if they? They already do. There's already white towns that already exist, right? I feel like if we would put that same energy into kind of making sure that we're good, right? We wouldn't have these issues. We're too far spread out when it comes down to stopping people to doing things. You will never see anybody organize, anybody like any other group organize against and start warfare that you can't even finish.
You know damn well what happened when you go against some motherfucker people, and if they're gonna make a decision, they're gonna make it regardless. I think it's really about fighting for resources for your own people and your own community, and that's on that. And I really hate that we are the only group of people that are compared to the standard of white people. Like that's weird as fuck. Nobody else get compared to their standards. Latin people don't get compared. Asian people don't. Indigenous people don't get compared to that. It's only black people. Like, what is this weird thing with white and black? That's very weird to me. Like that we keep, and white people are not our peers.
Psychologically programming.
White people are not.
Psychological programming.
I agree. Like white people are not our peers. So like to our peer right now would be a Latin person or somebody else who's in a group. Let them Asian and white people be compared to each other because that's white people's real issue. And I find it weird that we also are in this position where we say this shit out loud, where we're like, oh, let's organize, and try to stop, this from happening. Why would you publicly say that? Like if you wanted that to happen, why would you put yourself in a position where you're once again organizing online publicly for everybody to see and being angry at something that you're not going to be able to control? Let them people have their their own space. Let them do what I don't give a fuck. I'm just there's so many things that are impacting everybody in America. If they want their only little white town, let the motherfuckers have it. There's plenty of white towns where you have them fucking like half retard kids and all that other stuff. And they're just living fine. They're away. Like if people want to be a racist, allow them to be that far away in their own fucking town so they could just obliterate each other and beat each other and kill each other off. That's okay. Just let them fucking just die off and just go into their own space. Like I'm so tired of policing white people. We don't own them. I
And
want
oh my
Hey,
bad.
can
Go
I
ahead,
ask a
Mike.
question?
it up here. I want us to start having conversations really about how we're going to build things and how we are going to be able to. And when I say how we, just child, we already getting shit done because at this point, you're gonna have to find your own group of people and make things right. Because every time we have this conversation about what we're going to do, we'll have a 3-day conversation about white people. I'm not fucking white. I don't know. I'm not white, so I can't have and dissect them and all this other weird shit. We have too much things going on. It's very, like I said before, it's really annoying. It's really weird. You're not going to be able to stop them, period, because at the end of the day, they already made decision. You know why? Because they have that capital. Because instead of being on Clubhouse trying to infiltrate how they're going to stop other people, they are actually making moves.
Oh, you cooking?
Hey, can I ask a question?
Just did.
Yeah, yeah, for sure I did. Can I ask a second question? I guess I should say. But
There you go.
if y'all look right,
What brought you back?
19 black
Modded
19 black
One
families.
So
second,
whatever,
sweetie. One
girl.
second, sweetie. Who keep dropping people? We can't keep doing that, y'all. Come on.
Yeah, so real quick, I'm gonna be short. If y'all do the research,
So are we gonna change the
19.
topic so we can stop talking about white people, or are we gonna continue to talk about this?
No,
The
I'm
Lou
at
is
black
gonna. So Lou, I'll
I'm
just
gonna
do a
ask this question
recap
and get up
real
off
quick,
of.
real quick. Lou is gonna interview on X the guy that is starting this White Town. So I'm gonna put the link back in the chat if I can. But he's gonna have an interview, which I agree with Ion. Right? They want not publication. Public is it? Wait, I can't even think of the word I'm trying to use.
Publicity.
Thank you,
And
publicity for
black
this.
person
Right?
gonna give it to them.
Which is why they're going public. Because I agree, if we're gonna do this, first of all, if they set a precedent, if they do it, then we can do it. Y'all know, and Ion, you probably being in
Shit, we already
Louisiana,
have it.
We already
this
doing it.
is this is what they're
It's
doing in
called the
St.
projects.
George. These white people are so pressed, like they're doing this around Baton Rouge. They basically allowed them to create an entirely new township. It's already been proven by them excluding their dollars or trying to that it actually harms them financially, which is why racism is so prevalent. They don't even care that they could make more money integrating and interacting with black people. They want to exclude everything. So I agree. Let them do it. Let them remove themselves. That's less people gentrifying black neighborhoods. Let them stay amongst each other. Let the racists congregate with the racists. I wish that everybody in America was as blatant as these people. We don't like you. We don't want to be around you. Hey, you like it. I love it, sis, bruh. Like Big Beautiful Body said, then fine. Then I know not to take my black ass over there. That is fine
Yeah,
with me.
But
y'all
me,
know
Yes,
black folk
but
doing this in
we
Georgia
hold
as we speak, right?
hold on, hold on.
Like, can't let.
You
Yeah,
made a
yeah.
great
Let me
point.
get this off real
Not
quick.
quite, not quite. They are
No, no.
allowing white folks in.
Let me share the link. So 19 black families came together and bought over 100 acres down there in
Oh
Georgia
yeah, I saw
with
that.
the intent to do the same thing that this white quote unquote white town is supposed
No,
to be
they're
doing.
not. They're
So like
allowing white
why do
people
we
in.
what can I land real quick? I ain't
Let him
interrupting nobody.
land.
Come on now, golly. Listen, we can do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't be mad at another group of people trying to separate and delineate themselves when we can do the exact same thing as they're doing. You see what I'm saying? And I'm gonna make this one point and I'm gonna land. So traveling kills a lot of the misconceptions that most people have. I don't know how many of you ever rode through a small impoverished white town, but they doing bad in some of these all white cities, as we say, right? When you look at a lot of the major cities on the East Coast, especially and in the South, Baltimore, DC, Atlanta, they have a majority, if not a very large black population. Now show me the white Atlanta, and I land there.
I
Yeah, why do you think
The
these
white
people
Atlanta.
are trying to kill immigration, trying to ban abortions because old white is literally dying out. That's why they're trying to kill themselves, trying to gatekeep what they have left of their whiteness, and
Yep,
it's just not working.
Yeah, but
I agree with that.
this new town is millennials and Gen Z. They're very, very young. Well, um,
Can I say something?
the only thing I have is who is largely in the government, like all the branches
White
is
folk.
white people, right? So, what is stopping history to repeat itself? I don't care. I haven't actually seen any black people
No.
outraged about this town. Like, they just was on news network. So, really, kind of the white people, other white people, liberal people are upset about it. I haven't really seen black people be upset about it. But I'm just asking a question. What is
It's a game.
stopping if we as citizens just allow them to do this, which I'm fine with, what is stopping history from repeating itself? Because when we decided to do this, they had their shit, but they still wanted our shit. And they did so by burning, uh putting freeways, putting universities, putting railroads, putting dams
Exactly.
in the middle of our shit. I'm just asking a question. What is stopping? What do we have in place to stop this from happening?
Where is our
Can I
defense?
can I
Where
say
is the
something?
defense? Where how do we protect ourselves when we build our community? It's not about whether or not they build their own. It's about what strategies are we putting in place to protect what we build.
Right, that's my question. What do we have to protect to stop history from repeating itself?
The
Can
Well,
can I say
well,
something? Can I say something real quick? Cause like it's aching me. It's aching my mind. As much as y'all hate Trump and y'all are not for what's going on, I am bothered by how uneducated some of y'all smart people are. And it really bothers me because I hate smart dumb people. It's like you just only book smart. But then if you was only book smart, that would mean that y'all actually read. But y'all not actually reading.
That's strong
And
words from
talking
somebody
Okay,
about?
so
taking a
what's your
What's
point?
I'm
your
So
trying to
what's
point,
your
finish. I'm
sir?
point,
trying to
love?
finish.
you
I'm trying
Are
to
taking a
we
finish
gonna
because
picture
I'm gonna
in
answer
get
the
somewhere. I'm gonna
a
get
question?
somewhere.
In a
I'm going to
Marriott
get
hotel
somewhere. Let
room.
me finish. Let me
What's
finish.
going on? What's going
All
on?
right.
That's a
So at the
Marriott
end of the
hotel
day,
room.
Not the
What's going
at the
on?
Marriott.
end of the
That's
Not
the
the
day,
Holiday Inn, boo.
Marriott.
at the end of the
Can
day,
you
and
answer the
when you
question,
read,
sir?
when you read about the fucking treaties. The only reason why these motherfuckers are here is because they were given permission from us to be here and be on the land to the act in commerce and business. Now, if you know anything about what the fuck dumbass Trump is doing with the birthright citizenship,
Oh my
that's
God.
going to hurt them in the long run because simply because now we get to go into documentation it back into the treaties and the laws at hand. All right. So the laws at hand saying that they not even really supposed to be here, their time is up, and we don't even understand our own goddamn struggle and the slogans of 400 years of slavery because their occupation time has been up. That's why Trump can come in and start putting in laws and different shit because the original government is dead. The time is up. So if he becomes a dictator, it ain't because he just changed the laws. It's because the actual time they have to be here is up. Their occupation is done. So when you allow them to go and get more land, more and more land, you're not acting on what the treaty says.
So
Their
you and the
time is the fuck
Marriott gonna
up.
stop them? Is that what you're saying?
So you're not
All
gonna
I'm
answer
saying
my
is
question.
if the documents are in FBI files and the FBI has already reported half the shit that y'all look at black men when we say this shit that we are who we are and this and that and they don't belong here, the FBI has already released the files, but we refuse to read it.
We do know there's over 300 treaties they've broken with the Native
Yes,
Americans.
yes.
You know
So
that they
with that
break
being
treaties.
Oh,
said,
this is based on
the
y'all
only
being
thing that's
Native
stopping us
Americans? Is that what y'all
the
talking
only
about?
thing that's stopping us from taking this goddamn land back is because we cannot unite and come under one nation because African American ain't a real motherfucking nation.
Sir,
Ain't a real
sir, wait,
people.
hold on. Sir, I'm not talking about Native
Amazing.
Americans. If y'all are Native Americans, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about black people.
Yeah, Africans, bro.
Enslaved.
Go go.
My people came
No,
from
black is
Africa
not
and was
synonymous with
enslaved.
African.
It absolutely
I,
What
is.
is
We
what
need to
is
stop
I'm
this stupid
talking
shit.
African?
One
about
Well,
mic,
chattel
black
please.
people.
One mic.
slavery, black. I'm talking about chattel slavery, black Americans. I'm not talking my question is not about Native Americans. So if
It's
that's
no such
your
thing as
answer,
chattel slavery.
okay, thank you, but I appreciate it.
These
I'm
niggas are
talking about
dumb.
the slave people. Okay. I know my ancestors. I talk to my elders. Okay. So I'm talking about the shit that happened to the black enslaved people once they came out of slavery. What is keeping that from being repeated after they started their own black communities? I don't want to
Us
talk about Native
treaties
That's
Americans.
a great
understanding
question.
the laws to block them.
The
You
Royal,
do
laws,
thank
not
you.
allow them just to go and do that. It's like you're
Thank you,
scared to
Royal.
actually
That's
the
not
law. That's
operate.
what I said. The law is the question is around the legal aspect of this, not about personal preference, because that is the only safeguard. The Federal Housing Act,
Well,
the
if that's
Civil
your only
Rights Act.
safeguard, the Trump administration is literally dismantling a lot of those things that we knew to be true. But
Exactly.
that is the point. So then it's not a safeguard if it can be removed.
and it
That
didn't
you
help
you are looking to
before.
the federal government to save you when the federal government is literally the ones that did redlining. Like that makes absolutely no sense. The government is not going to come and save you. And these people know I don't see anybody telling them that they can't do what it is that they are doing because it's already been done. So looking to
If
the
they
same
do that, then
government
that means anybody can
that
come and
has been the
start up
arm
their own
of
country in our country.
legalized oppression in this country to save you is literally the definition of insanity. How many centuries does the federal government need to show you that they are going to go wherever the money is? Like I don't understand that. Yeah, you would do better putting your faith in Harry Potter and Dumbledore than it would the federal government.
That
Seriously.
part.
See, that's the point I'm making about these big cities on the East Coast, though. It's because if you look at where the money is on the East Coast and the South, it's a majority black population in these cities. You see what I'm saying? Like, take Baltimore, for example. From the fucking mayor all the way down, when you talk about local politics in Baltimore, it's strictly black people. So it really ain't nothing stopping us from buying our own land, all coming together, a group of people, not all of us, but a group of people coming together, buying our own land and just making it shake the way we want to make it shake.
But
Like it's
like,
nothing stopping us from doing that right now,
but
but it's
Yeah,
I
being
but
done.
Jay, what
y'all have
happens
to
when
stop.
it's
Y'all have to
sabotaged?
stop
That's what
saying
someone
that.
asked before.
No,
How do we
no.
get
You
rid of
said
that
what
It
happens
damn
when
don't
it's
thing?
sound
sabotaged?
good.
Isn't
Well,
investing sabotage?
I can answer that.
Hold on. I want to say this. Stop saying that people are not doing it. Say you're not, because there are
No, I
people
said
out there who
no. I
are
said there are
actually.
people doing it right now in
Hold
Georgia.
on. There are
Go
people
ahead.
that are actually already doing that. Like, it'd
That's a
be
fact.
like, so get your resources together and go in and just make input. This we've been having conversations about what other people are doing, about what we should be doing for a really long time. And I'm so glad that I moved to a black place because it kind of changed my mindset of believing a lot of these statistics and studies that have been put out when it comes down to marriage of black people, that black people do not get along, that black people do not support each other, that black people listen. I see the fucking work. Okay, there's this place that is black owned. Well, it's woman owned. Woman owned, but she's black, and her line just for what does she just opened up. Her line is around the corner every day, white people, black people, green people, just supporting and doing what they need to do to be able to make sure that that
that
business is
business is
thriving.
thriving.
Like we have
Jerry, go on mute.
Nah, that ain't me.
like we
But
have
I'll
to
go on mute though.
I get tired of this whole factor that people are not doing things. Like if you want to buy a house, stop waiting for other people to do it. Worry about you go do it. You don't have, I mean, of course there's redlining and all this other stuff, but you don't have nothing different that you can do when it comes down to other things. We have black real estate people that are now um purposely focusing on helping people to get a house. I'm going to be honest. If you have good, I realize that if you have good income, the bank will the realtors will motherfucking make sure that you get your credit right. They will make sure
Mm-hmm.
that they hook you up. They will make sure because they actually want the sale. I think that there needs to be more conversation about, expansion and about actually really doing and who setting. I mean, we have black people in here who are lawyers, who are doctors, who can really make some shit shake. Why are we up here still talking about what we should be doing? Like, and it's something so obvious. It's like, we should buy a house. It's like, we know that, okay? But there are actually steps. So let's talk about the education, the financial literacy. We have Nikki in here, right? We have business, and we have people from all over who can do certain things. But for some reason, black people globally, we always get stuck on the what we should be doing and not actually doing it. And it's been like this for so motherfucking long. And then we have to go down. Then we have to get into, and it's no shade. Then we have to get over the white people hump, and then we have to talk. And then when we finally get to the place where we actually having conversations, now somebody's an Indian, now somebody's an African, now somebody's a tether, and then it just all breaks apart. And now we having 55 conversations about who was the first people. Who gives a fuck about that at this point? Who cares? At the end of the day, who can get the job done? And I'm not trying to erase lineage because I think it's important. But at the end of the day, when it comes down to building, I don't give a fuck where you come from. I give a fuck if you can get the job done. When these white people decided to incorporate more whites, they specifically chose whites from certain states to help them to build up whiteness. They brought them fucking Irish. They brought in them French people. They brought all those people in to make sure nobody argued. You're from Spain. Arg, you're from Ireland. Arg, you're from the part by the tree. Like, nobody said that shit. They said, listen, we want something to get done. You look like you could do the motherfucking job. Is you building or not? And then what they did was they shipped the ones who didn't fuck with them and just moved aside. Like, it's not that hard. Like,
It's
Facts.
Nah,
interesting how
I
y'all
agree
were
with him
preaching
loud and clear.
divesting. That's interesting.
yeah, and
Jerry,
I
you're
still
echoing, Jerry.
hold on. Who said that? Was that Jerry?
Yeah, I said that. I did.
Jerry, where's your black wife?
Where is my black wife?
Yeah, where is she?
She's in the works. We're working towards it.
Period.
Why?
Period. You don't have it. So guess
Why?
what?
We're in the works towards it.
Your path.
Hey, can I respond to what A
So
Young
again,
Man said?
like I said, it's just interesting because you all were preaching
Here we
divesting.
are again. Here we are again. Now we gotta separate because now somebody's dating an Asian man. You see, this is why I can't. This is why I specifically, and let me say this. I only build with people who it don't matter what you look like, with people who are just off the basic shit. Okay, I am going, at the end of the day, I still stand on everything the fuck I said, period. If you wanna instead of arguing with me, you're a grown, healthy black man, right? Right? I guess rich, and you got a nice suit on, and you still haven't married you a black queen. You're a perfect example of
Which has
why
nothing to
I
do
have to move
with what
forward.
we're talking
Okay,
about.
Hey,
and,
can
and
I
now we're
respond to
talking
you before
about
we get off
building,
track?
and now you want to talk about who's fucking who. That's another problem that we have. What happens in people's bedrooms is none of my motherfucking business. That don't mean I can't
I didn't say nothing about your bedroom.
period. So let's move forward.
Who said something about your bedroom? I didn't say shit
Let's
about
move
that.
forward.
I
Hey, can I
well
respond to you before we get
respectful
off track real quick?
respectfully, I
I'm gonna
kind of
keep it
asked the
short.
question. I asked the question to generate conversation about the solution because knowing where we came from is the best way to understand and how not to repeat it. I didn't say to get caught up in a history lesson. I asked questions so we could talk about, do we have stuff in place? What are the things we have in place? And if they're not in place, what should we be having in place? That's why I asked the question. It was not to get caught up in
Ultimately,
I got your
nothing
my
else.
my
question because
converse,
I'm
my,
like,
my
are
my
we?
response was not to you.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
got
can I
your question
respond to what you
because my
said, bro?
my only my only point is, and I'm gonna be done. Up to her question is this: people are saying laws are not safeguard. Are we trying to move into a territory where anything goes? That it's the wild, wild damn west? That it's a free for all? Is that what we're trying to go to? A
I
lawless country?
mean, quite
Is,
frankly, that's not your choice. You can't
I
stop it if
mean,
it
when
happens or
hasn't that
doesn't
I'm about
happen.
to
happened?
say,
that was
you
my
see,
chose
we
my
Thank you,
see
ask.
laws
Ion.
being changed
Literally,
in real
when hasn't
time.
it been?
Are we going in that? I'm saying, is that what we are ready for? Are we ready to
We're
take up
seeing laws
arms?
being changed in real time, Sean. I mean, I don't
I
understand how.
agree.
Yeah, so that I think that's all we're saying. I don't think that we want to be lawless, but we're just saying that relying on government to control everything
I'm
clearly
not
hasn't
relying.
worked out. We see
No,
it hasn't worked out.
I'm
Do
not
y'all
saying
know?
relying
Do
on
y'all?
government.
But do y'all
So
know
can I
there is
say something?
19? There is 19 states signed on for the Constitution.
Can
What's the
I say
thing? What
something?
is the thing
Can
called?
you let the existing people finish speaking?
I was trying to finish. That's the only
Oh no, I'm
convention.
not
The
talking about you, Plenty.
Constitution.
Yeah, yeah. I
There's
just wanted to finish.
19. Hold on. There's 19 states already signed on to participate in the Constitution Convention, and that is the rewriting of the Constitution. They only need 34. There's already 19 states signed on.
I
So whether we know what the future lies or what the laws are going to be, they're trying to do something that is
of course.
unprecedented. That is completely different with the what the fuck y'all used to. Most of these white nationalists and these 7M people, um, do not. The only thing that they care about the Constitution is two. That's it.
So
The
my
Second
question
Amendment.
was
That's
still
all they
the
care
question.
about. They don't care
Yeah.
about the First Amendment, the 14th, the 20th. They don't care about nothing. They want to rewrite the Constitution, and they're trying to get
Hold
other
on.
states to buy in to do that.
Let me make sure my question is stated impeccably. The country that we live in is a constitutional republic. That means it's a country that's built on quote laws, whether or not they change them or not. That is the origin of this country. So when we're saying that the laws are not a safeguard, that means we're moving into a realm of anarchy. And my only question was this: is if we are jumping on that bandwagon and we're advocating in support of that anarchy, are we prepared to protect ourselves and our community by any means necessary? Because that's
Okay,
the
No, you don't own
can
any
I
tanks. You don't
can
own
I
any
please
exactly.
speak?
aircraft.
Are we
No.
ready for that?
No, not at all. You
Yeah,
don't own any
America
tanks. You don't
didn't own
own
those things either.
aircraft. You don't
Oh,
own aircraft to repel that. You don't own tanks.
America had to
No.
get that from the French. They didn't have it either.
But they got it now. They got
Well,
it
why
now.
don't
Right.
Why
we
So
don't
we
just
would
you
have to
why
do the
don't you
same
ask
thing.
Nat Turner, Jerry? Why don't you ask
so
Nat
can I?
Turner if he had a tank or if he had whatever? The fact
Because
of
he
the
lived in
matter
a
is
different
that
era.
so here's what I'm saying. The fact of the matter is that black people in this country have always had to have been prepared to defend and sustain ourselves, right? From the slave mothers who were made to take care of white children against their will, that they would put a needle in the middle of the baby's head so that they would die mysteriously, to the people that used to poison their masters, to the slave uprisings that used to happen, to the African women who would pretty much do whatever they did to survive, even though their bodies were used for breeding by their very same oppressors. So please spare me. When have we not lived and existed in refutation of this country? And I'm going to need people to educate themselves. The founding fathers were not for you. Let me repeat this because history is a bitch for a lot of you to really understand. The founding fathers were landed gentry, Episcopalian white men. They did not care about poor people, right? They hated Alexander Hamilton because he was an immigrant. He literally got shot by another founding father. He was murdered. Okay? They did not care about you. They did not care about women. They sure as hell didn't care about black people. They did not care about minorities. So please, please, the origins of this country or is bathed in guilt, hypocrisy, murder, and everything else. If they pretty much erased and eradicated people that had been here for millennia, the Trail of Tears, like do you want to see how the natives of this country are treated in this land? And you want to talk to me about protection in a republic? A fucking republic for who and when is
Oh,
what I want to know.
Can I say
Okay?
this? Can
It's
I
not the
please
Please.
speak?
1700s anymore,
Can
right?
I?
Just like the
The
lady
way that
said, they're
some of
trying to
y'all talk
change.
it is.
Right.
Well,
Talking
Can
not
I?
about
well, not me.
this
You
and
can
that.
talk like that.
No,
No,
to what
no.
Ion was saying, I'm just going to say this and get it out. Some of you literally sound like it's the 1700s. You literally do. They're going to come and get what you got. Y'all have been on Clubhouse for 5 years talking about the white man this, the white man that. Now I got to get conservative on y'all sometimes. What the fuck have you done? What have you changed? What black charity have you contributed to? You don't have to own shit in order to bring that black dollar back to your black family, right? So some of y'all are calling this shit out. I can't tell that you don't live in the 1700s. The fact of the matter is that you equate yourself to the ancestors, and thank God the ancestors were who they were, because I know damn well if the ancestors had half of the capabilities that y'all do, black people would run the fucking world. But for some of you, it is always going to be to compare yourselves to white people because you're comfortable in that space. So you know what? Let me go through the stage and see who would be on my black people list. Alpha would be on my black people area. Ion, Strong, Daphne gonna tell us some jokes. Plenty. Jerry, you don't make the cut. Dawn, I don't know. Kiana would be on. Teflon, Truth, I don't know. Because you know why? I am tired of you Negroes. It is 2025. People can get on the internet and show a picture of their foot and get a cash app. God damn. Can we move forward, please, for the love of God? Shit.
My
Y'all looking
question
to white
is,
people to save y'all every goddamn day. Save yourselves.
I don't care
Shit.
about no white people. I make my statement. Are you ready to battle,
Yes, I
lady?
am ready.
Okay, that was my question. If you ready, let's do it because that is what's coming next. As
I'm
long as you're
not.
ready,
Stop putting that over. Hold on. When did we ever stop fighting though? Like I'm confused.
I
Like
never
when did
Right.
do
like
regular
we
fighting.
like and why are you pushing a battle that has not even we have fought. Like
That's
my
what's
parents have fought.
coming.
Your parents have fought. Everybody parents have fought. This is one thing I hate like that black people do. We create war that has nothing to do with anything. Like who said that you have to fight? We don't have to fight the same way that we used to back in the day. What we should be doing is fighting more strategically and not having to shoot people. Like, why is that always the first cause that we got to get some tanks? We have to get no. First of all, we have to get people to operate it. We have to build connections. We have to do a lot of other stuff than to just fight. Who said who's trying to fight?
Well, because they're shooting us down in the street. These race soldiers in blue uniforms are fighting us,
Being shot in the
right?
street.
No, no, that was no. When you're saying that the laws are no longer protection, then what is the alternative,
Who
Ion?
said that the
That
law
was
is not protection?
that's what lady said.
But
No,
when
what
I,
I
have
I
told
brought
but
that
Sean,
question up.
what I told her,
when have the laws really actually been protection for black folks? I'm trying to understand that. Because when
Me,
you're acting as if we don't have that black men don't have the highest exoneration rate of all races of people that have been incarcerated. So this is clearly the law has been we've seen it in real time more than one occasion where it has failed black people multiple times over and over again. So why are you holding on to this idea that the law is protection for us when it's never been that to begin with?
thank you, Alpha. Ion, just to give some background. She was saying that this white only town is illegal. And I was basically saying it's only illegal if somebody takes them to court and sues them or the law steps in. What I said was that law is not going to be protection against this white town. Like seriously.
Hey, but
That's what I
Miki,
said.
and what my point is
Y'all
that
done ran
if
Ion
the
off.
law, if legal, if taking someone to court, if legislation, if the judicial system is not a defense mechanism, then tell me what remains.
Can I say
All
something?
out open conflict is the only thing that remains.
can I say something though? Because y'all keep talking about all out conflict. Do y'all read y'all laws, man? Did y'all see any of the new laws that Trump put in place? I just want to understand. Y'all talking about conflict, right? Didn't the president made a statement that the Civil Rights Department is basically going to be used for people that have white racist bias?
Out of the
and
mouths of
Christian bias.
babes. Look at that.
So if Trump's saying if you go against white people and you have racist bias against white people, that you are going to be called a domestic terrorist or basically going against their civil rights. That's what your president said.
Right. Remember when he said if the schools made white student look at God. I can agree with Gotti for once in his life. When y'all remember, Trump was literally on X having a conversation with Elon when he said that if these schools make white students feel uncomfortable or attempt to make them feel guilty for being white, then he was going to give reparations to the white students. He sure did.
Yeah, he
Thank you,
said that.
Don.
And his new law, which is called that he signed in April 29th, strengthening and unleashing, is basically military policing. So when that brother got punched in the face in Jacksonville, Florida, that's basically the beginning of strengthening and unleashing it. So I hear everybody want to be revolutionaries and want to go grab their arms and go to war, but your president already said, man, um, if you do that, they will have to do what they have to do, and you will be basically held accountable on a federal level if you going after white people, because he said that is white racial bias. So it's no more black racial biasness from the civil rights division. It's now white racial bias. So if you are biased against Christians, white Christians, or white people, they are going to go after you. So, I mean, listen,
I'm
man,
yeah,
America's a
I'm not even
business.
talking about it that way. There are three forms of war. There are three forms of conflict resolution in war: resistance, sabotage, open conflict. If you're saying resistance is not working, if you are saying that sabotage is not working, then what is the methodology that's left? That's my question that is still to the audience, is that I'm not talking about this from the standpoint of what Trump is doing or anyone else. I'm saying that if legislation isn't working, if taking him to the Supreme Court isn't working, if local federal judges can't stop him, if going out and protesting in the street isn't working, what
A
is
war.
going to work?
But why are
Well,
we talking about war? But I just
uh,
don't understand. Why are we talking about war? Because no one want to take that white only town for them. We
I
don't want to send it. Hold on. We don't. We want them to be able to be in peace, right? If it's going to be civil unrest, it's most likely going to be white people against white people, just like the last civil unrest. Like y'all can sign up for the Civil War Part 2 if y'all want to, just like the other black people, but it's not our fight. How are we going to maintain our own individual groups? It don't have to, like, we don't have to have war to do that. We don't
I'm
have
not
to have
advocating for
civil.
war.
I'm just saying because it's going to go down a
or what you
conversation
mean
when
you
we're
don't have to
talking
have
about
war
that.
though?
Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not
That-
advocating for war. I'm on your side. I'm saying that
If
we
we
shouldn't give
start
hope.
our own
We
black town, how
we
are we
shouldn't
going to
give up on the
They
maintain that?
not gonna
legislative
allow you to
side.
start our own black town. Why would they?
We're not. My point is, we shouldn't be giving up on the legislative and the judicial aspects as safeguards, whether or not they don't work completely for us or not. That's my whole point. Don't give up on those things.
So y'all
Keep
want to put
fighting.
all y'all eggs into this government basket. That's what y'all want to do. There's
No,
nothing
no,
else
no,
y'all
no.
could
I'm
do.
telling you that there are no other alternatives unless
So
you go
that's
to
what y'all
war.
think.
I'm
There's
telling you.
nothing else that we can do to create our own shit. We
No,
got
I'm
to do
saying
that.
there's nothing to hold this group behind. It's 500 years behind us almost now of this. There's nothing to hold them back in other fashions if you're not willing to use some kind of social contract methodology.
Well, it is one fact you can do, Sean, and you can't say you can't. Um, and I don't understand why y'all don't push for it. You can sue this so-called government, but y'all choose not to sue them. That's one fact. And you can cripple the economy, but y'all choose not to cripple the economy. Y'all choose not to stop spending your money. Then y'all just have a boycott, a Target. and people still went and support Target. They still shopping in Target. They still shopping at these stores that say "fuck you niggas, we don't
Target is
like you."
making more money than ever since they tried that bullshit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
I'm not advocating for war.
Whenever,
I
whenever
said
niggas,
use
whenever niggas say
the
stick together.
judicial and the court systems.
But hold on,
so
listen. I done been to. Hold on, check this out. I done been to a whole cookout, barbecue, met people, hug, slap hands, had a plate. And Sean, you still talking? Like you ain't give nobody a break yet. I mean, respectfully, like I'm just saying, like I done did a whole bunch of shit, and you still
I
trying to
stepped
convince people.
aside. I
You
stepped
still trying
away.
to convince
Yeah,
people.
I don't. I know it's not you that's speaking.
I'm saying you trying to convince people this whole time.
Dude, I'm not trying to convince anybody. Will you be quiet? And if you want to converse and join into the conversation, do it. But I don't need you to tell me how long I've been present or not. You don't know whether I stepped away, came back, or anything.
You didn't. You still talking.
Quiet.
You didn't.
Yeah, no, I'm still talking because
I've been
your
in this room the
I
whole time. I've been in this room the whole
was
time.
in the room the whole time.
Okay.
Anyway, it's a Times Square shark here. I am a white person, so maybe if you want me to comment, I can. If not, I don't know.
Hey,
It's up to you.
Times Square Shark. Yeah,
oh
remember you
shit.
came into that room and you called us niggers, and I doxed that white bitch
Oh,
that you was with that killed the
everyone says
dogs.
that, and it's
That white
just
woman you was with killed dogs, and I doxed the fuck out of her. You came into our room calling us niggers, and now look at you back over here kissing our ass. Go hang out with the white trash that you were fucking hanging out with before. Get the fuck out of our presence
What is
before
he
I dox
doing?
you next, you fucking piece of shit.
Listen to you. Listen to you.
Stop caping for that white man,
And
Sean.
I don't even like Curtis, but I'm with him on this shit. Get the fuck out of here, cracker.
Was
Curtis,
it
Yeah,
are
too?
Curtis
you
with that nigga
Are
shit.
you
That
Was it
boy,
too
threatening
yeah,
to?
us?
fuck that.
Are
A
you
white man
threatening
calling
to?
us niggers?
Are you threatening to dox people, Curtis? What
Already
is
did it.
going
It
Wow.
wasn't a
on?
threat. I already did it. I wasn't a threat. I fucking doxed him, and I don't give a fuck. And if y'all don't like it, fuck you.
Wait a minute. Who is he doxing? Because you're gonna get Lou's IGB kicked off of the app. What is wrong with you?
Let's
Who
move on. It's done.
who is he threatening to dox, y'all? Because I was talking to
Anyway,
my
y'all can.
kids.
He was threatening to dox the white man who like to come in black
Y'all
spaces
need to
and
just
speak.
mind.
What?
First of all, y'all
Hello,
could
I'm
just mind
speaking,
y'all
brother. I'm
business.
not. I haven't cut you off. She asked a question. I'm answering the
My
question.
bad.
And said he be calling people hard ERs and stuff like
Why the
that.
fuck did you drop
So
me?
that's why she said that. That's why he did that.
The fuck
Okay,
she
thank
dropped me
you,
for?
Daphne. I didn't drop you. Yeah, let me go because y'all know that that's how people get kicked off of the app and they will like close the house down. So why are
Can
you
we
doing
just
that,
move
They're
on
Curtis?
not
instead of
kicking
harping
Are
on
you
people.
it? Let's
serious?
move on instead of harping
Nobody
on
has
it.
been
Yeah,
clipped
but
on
it's
this
Move
not
app
the
on.
shit
in
that's
fucking
gonna be
Let's
weeks.
deleted.
move on.
Nobody's getting clipped anymore. They don't do that shit no more.
You are you
Nobody
joking?
was
Yes,
doxxed
they
in this
do.
room. I
What are
doxxed
you
him
talking
in
about?
my room. I doxxed him in my room. Nobody was doxxed in this room. Let's move on.
can you not come back with this mess?
Let's
Go
just
back where
let's
you
just move
were.
on because I think at this point she don't even want you to say the D word. So let's just move on.
So back to war.
No, back to alternatives outside of
I
war.
was just playing.
Yeah, yeah. Like we don't want to go to war. My point is what are the alternatives if we're not going to fight from a legislative or judicial standpoint? What's the alternatives?
No one said that we didn't have to do that, but the fact of the matter is that national legislation tends to move very slow depending on what it is. You'd be far better concerned with your local legislation, right? I never hear people talking about the school district, right? How about we run for that? Because the impact that's actually happening on young black men and young black women is far more damaging than a lot of the things that are happening with the federal government. What about the state government? So no one's saying to abandon it, but what I'm saying is unless you are willing to go and pay for an attorney or get an attorney and actually put ass to belt to ass, then this is really a futile conversation. You need to be aware of legislation, but how many people can talk about what's going on with the Fed and the interest rates, which is going to impact more of your day to day? You're not going to get Donald Trump to stop issuing tariffs. You are not going to change Republican mentality and mindset. You're not. So I don't understand why we constantly have to have conversations other than from an informative perspective about things that you cannot change.
Hey,
What are the
but
things that you can change and you have jurisdiction of? We never want to talk about that because that's too much like right. Then somebody might actually be forced to implement something versus just, getting on Clubhouse and talking about things that you literally will and have never had and never will have authority over.
yeah, but can I
And
say
I
this?
hate agreeing with this mean ass motherfucker, but she's right. That's
But
the fact. Like you ain't if you ain't ready to really push the fucking buck forward and take risk, because you're gonna take a risk putting yourself out there. They're gonna come for you. They're gonna do all kind of shit to get you canceled, fired, whatever. Fuck your whole life up. You ain't ready to do that shit. You just ready to just talk on this fucking
Who,
app,
who the
and
fuck you
that's it.
talking to, nigga?
yeah,
Who the fuck was that?
Nigga, who you
if I
talking to, nigga?
Talking to you, you fucking white PTR having motherfucker.
Hey, real quick, I need a Jewish person to, for tomorrow because we got a white nationalist alleged that I'm interviewing,
Lou,
a
please.
black guy, and then we need a Jewish guy, and we need a gay person. So if we got an LGBTQ person on stage, we got a
I'm
Jewish
right
person,
here.
a black person.
Oh, reach out to Ion too. He'll be really good.
No,
No, no,
hell
no. We
no.
don't. No, we
I
don't
am
need
fake
him.
Jew.
No, no, we don't need him. We got get somebody else.
hey, but
Ion is a hood gay.
Ion,
Lou, do you want a hood
Ion,
gay
we
or a
good for that.
suburban
No, no,
gay?
no. We need the suburban gays.
but
Uh, but yeah, just to let y'all know, tomorrow we the dude that's created the all white town in Arkansas.
Y'all know
He's
who y'all need to bring back to the app? What was that black guy that did the room with Monique? I just can't think of his name right now.
Laban.
Laban, yeah, thank you.
oh yeah, that was a good room. I remember that. That's
I
a
think Laban is the only gay dude I really respect. That
he
motherfucker's really
because that
smart.
nigga real because he real
Yeah,
he pro black.
he's real.
He a
Yeah,
hood
he's real.
gay. The hood gays black first. The
But he's
suburban gays
intelligent. He's
the suburban
intelligent
gays
good.
let are used as a tool for white supremacy by the white gays.
No, the one that y'all ran off that used to be packing these dudes up, the real intellectual girl that was crazy.
Norm, pull up.
What was her name, y'all?
Oh, the one who had the little love affair with Kendrick.
Hey
Hunter.
She was
Norm.
hella smart too. Yeah.
I'm
Not
here. What's up,
not
man?
Heather. What was her name? Hunter,
Hunter,
man.
Hunter.
Hunter used to be in y'all
Hey,
ad. Damn, that
She
girl
ain't
was
used to
I
be
used
in
to
smart.
cook Hunter
nobody ass.
ass.
Oh, I
You have to
Hey,
remember
kick her
her.
fucking ass.
hey,
I used
wait,
to kick her,
Normo.
drag
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
Hold on, Normo. So there's an all white town, right? And the dude, have you heard
Yeah, we
about
should
that?
expose that. What's the
No, no,
name
no,
of
no,
it?
no. Hold on. So it's a dude named Eric. What's the nigga name? What's the white dude name? So it's a dude named Eric Housel, or whatever his fuck
Smith?
his name is.
Yeah.
No, Orwell. My bad. So he's the founder of the all white only town in Arkansas, where he don't allow Jews, blacks, and gays, right? And TMZ just interviewed him to do Harvey Levin, do that on TMZ. He's Jewish,
E-
and then he was
Exciting.
on MSB. He was on MSNBC breaking down why he's creating this town. So I found, I'm kind of tapped in. So I found some people who knew people who knew people that knew him, and now I'm interviewing him tomorrow at 4 p.m. So we need a Jew. We need a DEI Jew. So if you can be that DEI Jew, let me know.
Okay, I do need some background though. I can't go in
Oh
sort
yeah.
of
Wait, let me
without
give you a background now.
Um,
Wait,
just
Lewis, are you bringing him here?
no, on X.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Boo.
DEI is not back channeling young, beautiful black women
Hold on, let me play
because
this.
you're down with the swirl.
No blacks, no Jews, no gays. High up in the Ozark Hills, in the state of Arkansas, dozens of people have been working hard, building houses and a new type of community. It's called Return to the Land, and it is a town open to white people only. They are millennials and Gen Z, and this is a new update of age-old prejudice. What we've done here is establish a place where we have control over who our neighbors are, and that is just for the sake of preserving, our culture. And that culture, effectively, we're saying this is a white culture, a whites only place. White American culture. But what this sounds like is bringing back segregation. Is that a fair assessment? It's free association. So we're not trying to keep other people down. This is a small settlement in the middle of the Ozarks. But they are being kept out, even if... Well, I mean, you don't let everyone into your home. Around 40 people live here. Hundreds more from across the world have paid to be members. And while the men do the physical labour, the women take care of the children who live here full time.
It can be a very loving community if you're part of a community, but if you're black, if you're Jewish, or if you're gay, you can't be part of that community. Kids have their identities, and they already do.
You might be wondering how any of this can be legal. Return to the Land is structured as a private members association, which they believe allows them to discriminate on the basis of ethnicity, along with other factors. That has yet to be tested in the courts and may well fail. The Arkansas Attorney General has said his office is now reviewing the matter as a result of our reporting, and that there is no room for racial discrimination in Arkansas or anywhere in a free state.
All right, so that's the guy on the crate and all. Well, he already bought the land, 160 acres. If you don't have, if you're not ethnically white American and can trace your lineage back, you can't join. So he don't allow blacks, Jews, and LGBTQ. So yes. Oh, somebody said in the chat
Hey,
that
hey,
there's no such thing as white culture. If y'all look up white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, which is WASP, these was the people that that was in charge of slavery, that controlled politics. This was the political representation from all the way from George Washington all the way up to George Bush, right? George Bush is a WASP. He's a white Anglo-Saxon Protestant descent, right? So these people do have culture, all right? If y'all look
hey,
up,
Lou.
if
Let
y'all
me
look
say
up a
the.
lot of their cultural practices, right? Y'all know that nuclear family model that y'all uh be saying we need in the black community. That comes from them.
Hey,
Um,
Lou. Let me say the
how
part
they
that
dress, navy suits, loafers, Oxford shirts, Sikh sucker suits. These are all white Anglo-Saxon Protestant culture. Women with the pearls, pastels, long skirts, minimal makeup. This is all white Anglo-Saxon Protestant culture. Classical musics, hymns, folk ballads from British traditions. Yes, that's white Anglo-Saxon
Wait,
Protestant
why is
culture.
hey,
classical
Lou.
music white culture when most of
No,
the great
it
composers
started.
were
It
European? They were not
started
white though. They
by
weren't
white
American.
Anglo-Saxon. No, no, no. Hold on.
No,
You
they
know
were
what
not
white?
Anglo-Saxon. They were
Listen, they
European.
was
They were
Anglo.
Czech.
Anglo is English. So
But they
those
weren't,
white
Exactly.
none of
Americans,
the great composers were
Anglos didn't have no culture.
they
English.
started it
No, they did
they
not.
started it, and then listen. What happens is they start something, and then black people do better at it than them. That don't mean that they didn't start it. All right, white Anglo-Saxon culture, right? If y'all look at all of the presidents, all the way to Bush,
Lou,
all the
have you heard of
all of the
Chevalier?
all of the Supreme Court justices from 1777 all the way to I think like the 1980s is when it, because there's no white Anglo-Saxon dominance in America like it used to be, but these was the people that was controlling everything back in the day. They was the VCs, they was the bankers. Who was the white Anglo-Saxon banker that everybody be mistaken for Jewish? Is it Rockefeller?
Do you mean
Who's the dude?
Yeah,
Rockefeller was
yeah,
not a banker? Do
Rockefeller,
you
the
Rockefeller was
Rockefellers,
not a
Rockefeller is white
Rockefeller.
banker? Do
Anglo-Saxon
you
Protestant.
mean J. Pierpont Morgan?
Calm
All
down.
them
He
niggas.
means Rockefeller. Yeah.
Rockefeller was not a banker,
No, he
crackhead.
wasn't, but they
Wait, y'all
started
really?
a
Wait.
foundation and
Y'all
they
really listen?
Oh, you don't
Listen.
want to talk
Wait,
about
Y'all really
if
think
y'all
white
gonna
people don't
make
got no
the
shit
real
up,
culture? Come
bankers?
can you
on.
make it? Yeah, but I'm saying you're attributing things to white people. There, nobody attributes
Right.
classical
There's
music to white
They
people.
created.
Well,
Listen.
what do you
it was
call
German
Oh
and
my
Germans?
Austrian
What are
God.
mostly.
Germans? What do you
It
call
was
Classical
mostly
Germans?
German
music.
and Austria.
If you check
There's Irish culture. There's
ChatGPT,
French
This is
culture,
true.
but
this
there's
is
not
so
white
sad.
culture.
This is so sad. This is so sad. If you chat GPT classical music in America, who started it, it's gonna tell you who, and y'all arguing for nothing, and you be
Who was
wrong.
it? Who
No,
was it?
he says she's
No,
saying that
you're
it's not
right. You're right, Lou. I'm
Anglo-Saxons.
just saying, like
No,
they
he's
be
not
I
telling me
guess
right.
arguing
you
shit and be wrong.
wait. I guess you've
He's
never
not
heard of
right.
Count Basie. I guess you've never. What is the
That's
origin of
not
jazz?
Count
That's
Basie's
that's
jazz.
jazz. That's
jazz.
not classical
To be
music.
Classical
technical,
music did not get
to
created
be
in the
You don't even know what
United
classical
technical,
States.
music
What are
is.
you
You don't even
talking
know what
about?
Wait,
classical
wait.
the
one
One
beat
mic,
mic.
one
One
mic,
mic.
Orchestra
one
is
mic.
not.
One mic. We're not. See. Miki's trying to argue about something that nobody's arguing. Nobody said that it started in the United States. We said it came from WASP, which are white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. These are descendants of Englishmen,
No, they're
Protestant,
not,
and then
Lou.
they
they're
migrated to
like
the
German,
Americas.
Lou.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
like German and
Those
Italian.
are
They're not.
not
They're
WASP
not.
though.
They're
Nobody
not
No,
thinks that
Anglo.
those
Italians are
people are.
Catholic. Wait, wait, wait,
You know
wait.
what? Never mind.
There's
Never
no Catholic.
mind.
There's no Catholic WASP. All right, what the fuck are y'all talking about here?
Where's
Oh my
Beethoven
God.
from, Lou? Lou, where's
Did a
Beethoven
Wasp
white?
from?
is German and Dutch.
Where's Bach
To be
from?
accurate, to
WASP is
be
not just German and Dutch.
Oh
It's a
Jesus
bunch of ethnic
Christ.
groups.
But German
they
and
are.
Dutch are not Anglo-Saxon. What are we talking about?
It's
And
fine.
shout out to
He names white folks. Doesn't matter
yeah,
if they're
thank you,
WASP or
Bree. I
not.
need to let it happen. You know what? Let me hush. Just
This is all right. I
oh
want to
Yeah,
speak
yeah. I need
Lord.
to
about
You
learn
give
about
me a
I
white
want to
people,
headache.
man.
I want to speak about the clip that was just played. It was something that he said that was profound, right? The word and the terminology that he used, he called it free association. That is the fucking catchword of the fucking new millennia. That's what they're pushing. Free association. It's not called segregation anymore. So if we wanted to have free association, that's what the fuck it is. We
Wait,
gotta
hold on.
stop
Before we
thinking
get to
that.
Yeah.
that, wait, hold on. Let me just break this down because this is y'all annoying the fuck out of me. So Anglo-Saxon is like Northern Europe, right? English speaking, right? Religion is Protestant, which is non-Catholic, non-Orthodox, right? So the ethnicities that make up white Anglo-Saxon Protestant are English, Scottish, Northern Ireland,
Name a Scottish
German.
the
composer, Lou, and an
the
Irish one.
the Netherlands. Wait, I
Name
said
a
English.
Scottish
It's a group of
composer.
people.
You know, move
German,
on. Move on.
German,
Move
because
on.
a lot of Germans are Protestant. All right, so Welsh, all of these people composed of the West
Welsh.
Coast. These are elite groups of white people. They came over here and been in position of powers. These niggas that had the slaves, they had they controlled the politics. All of the first 50 presidents was white Anglo-Saxon
Do you
Protestants.
mean the people that came over here on the
I
Mayflower
mean not the
because
first 50.
The
The
United
first
States
And this
was
the
a
was
first
penal
actually
40.
colony of
enslaved
The first 40.
Australia? Those people that have such the because the United States
These are
was literally a
pescatarians.
penal
Jump.
colony of Australia.
Wait, let me tell
Yeah.
y'all.
Those
Listen,
people,
listen. The first 20, the first 30, the first 31st presidents of the United States was all white Anglo-Saxon Protestant. Richard Nixon, George Bush, Dwight D. Eisenhower, Harry S. Truman. All of these
no,
motherfuckers. Even
Eisenhower mother was black, Lou.
wait, what?
Actually, yeah, his mother was black,
All right, I'm
bro.
done. Y'all got it.
You
Fuck it.
can look. No, it's a fact.
well,
His
since
mother
we
was
making
black.
shit up, we
She
all
was a
got Native
Melungeon.
American in our blood. We was all kings and queens, and
No,
the
no. But
United
Miki,
States
they
takes
could
your
look
birth
that up.
certificate
She
and
was
makes
Yo,
five
we
Melungeon.
getting
billion
away from
dollars
the
over
clip
it
that you just played, Lou. The clip
selling your
is
birth certificate overseas. So make sure you reach out to the United States Treasury and get y'all money.
No,
hey,
but
hey, hold on
Mickey,
a
you
second.
could look it
Let's
up that
deal
his
with this
mother was a
clip, yo.
Melungeon, though. She was Native American and African
All right,
American.
we ain't getting into all
That's
that.
a
We
Wait,
get
fact.
into
hold
this
on real
clip.
quick, because I need a D. Hold on, because I need a DEI Jew. So, Norm, are you willing to take on this guy? Mono e
Yeah,
mono.
but
Well, not.
I got to know a little bit more if it's all verifiable and stuff. But let's listen to the Harvey Levin thing and see what comes
Okay,
out. Let's
it's
get some
Is
not me.
there,
background.
I'm
Not me.
sorry, Lou, I'm sorry. Is there another community that would like to accept me because I am delineating from the Black community? I no
You've been
longer
Thank
want to
God.
delineating.
identify as
You Cajun
IGB
Creole. You've
Black.
been delineating.
Oh,
MGMG, is there some is there a community from your culture that I can join? Because I hate you. Y'all be making shit up and I'm tired. Is there anyone else? I have
Are
some
you
some.
Creole?
I'm Creole, and
She's
I can
Cajun
give
Creole. She's not
I
even
can
real
give
Creole.
resources and
Creole.
references because I'm tired. I'm
You're a
tired. I'm
Christian. What do
tired.
you got nothing to worry about?
And I
You're a
would prefer.
Christian.
Okay, MGMG said I am honorary. Thank you, because I'm tired. I've left
so
y'all.
Lou,
I
we
have
ain't gonna
left
talk
y'all
about. Hey, Lou,
behind.
we ain't gonna talk about this clip.
Goodbye,
Hey,
goodbye,
real quick.
Negroes.
All right, let's do this. But listen, the person who started classical music started in Europe, right? Over the century. It started in medieval periods, 500 to 1400 AD, right? So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If you can show me any roots, it was started by key figures like the Roman philosopher Botitus, right?
What? Say that again, Lou.
Botitus.
Come on, we all know what we're talking. Beethoven, Brahms,
That's what it say.
Bach,
Botitus.
Mendelssohn,
Boethius. Botitus.
Schubert,
No, that's
Schumann.
not
You know
it.
who we're talking about. Mozart.
So listen, this is what Miki do, right? Miki be wrong as fuck, but then when she wrong, she got to do something. She got to correct your language to try to derail the point. She can't make a point, so she either crash out, motherfucking bitch, fuck your mama, I hate your granny, bitch hoe, I kill your auntie, fuck you dead dick
What?
motherfucker. Like she'll do that, or she'll be like, oh, you misspelled something. You articulated it, and then she'll get you off your point. That shit work for everybody on Clubhouse except a real nigga. Fuck out of here.
How many words have you learned to pronounce from me, Lou? Be
She
honest.
likes to call people crackheads. Don't leave that out.
Exactly. Thank you, crackhead.
My pleasure,
You're
sweetheart.
welcome, crackhead.
There you go.
Shut up, Blue. Move forward in the conversation, please.
All right, let's get back to the convo. All right, Thug, how you feel about the this all white town from this white guy?
Yo, man, listen, I'm already seeing the benefits of how Black Americans can use this terminology. The powerful thing that he said is the man asked him, "Are you talking about segregation?" He said, "No, he's not talking about segregation. I'm talking about free association." These motherfuckers come up with new terminologies to justify what they want to do. So if this is the case, okay, fine. You want free association under this constitution in America, it should be equal. So let's get some free association going on right now. Whatever resources they're going to get under that free association should be allotted to Black Americans too. This is how this shit is going, man. This is what white people want. They're not going to tell white people no. And if that's the fucking book or the narrative that they want to push, let's push that shit. Let's fucking advocate.
It's illegal.
The thing that people don't understand about white nationalists, right, is the same thing Malcolm X was promoting. He promoted it for us, right? So if he promoted it for us, white people are promoting it for them. Why are y'all having a problem with this shit? Y'all are just too fucking complacent. Y'all are dinosaurs. Your mindset is so ancient and dusty. Like you don't even know how to look for the future. Our next generation is depending on us to get this right. If these crackers are trying to change the narrative for themselves, what the fuck you think we supposed to do? We change it for us. That's just it. Stop making this shit so hard.
But do you
Hey,
know the
real quick.
origin?
Can
Doug,
I
the
say
origin of those
something,
concepts
Lou?
are anarchist concepts.
But can I
These
say
are
this
You're
though?
making that
anarchists.
up. You're making that up in your head. He's not
I
an
am
anarchist.
not making it up.
He is a
I'm
white
sorry
nationalist.
that you don't understand
But
terminology.
but
These
but Thug,
terminologies aren't new.
can I say
Damn.
Lou, I
this?
gotta be
Just
honest,
because
Lou.
you just introduced to it don't mean it's
Can
new.
I say this
The
though?
hell?
I
Lou,
just
I
want
gotta be honest. I think some people are literally here just to
I was really trying to hit her.
yeah,
I was really
yeah. I
trying to
think
hit her.
I
I
know,
was
but I'm gonna
really
tell you this,
trying to hit
Thug.
her.
Hold on, but Thug, check this out.
This sister, she don't know who she's talking to.
I honestly think there's a certain group of people here that sent so black people can't have these progressive
That's my sister
conversations.
too.
They
Like
This
literally,
you.
is it.
every time.
Like
Yeah,
you.
with that nigga, you supposed to left that alone like we told you to. What's
Yo,
going
Thug,
on?
you off
All
mute.
right, send
You
him
off
in.
mute.
Son,
Thug be Thug be catching bodies
Thug,
coming on Clubhouse and shit.
yo,
AI, you here to
So
derail.
I honestly think there's certain people, like, like for instance, I think the difference. All right, so back in the day, they had black people come in and disrupt black people, and it was a little bit more obvious. I think today is more subtle. So I think there's a group of black people when black people are having these conversations about moving forward and responding in kind. I think there's some people that's literally here just so we won't have those types of conversations because every time somebody talks about it, they gotta like kind of bring us back to what we were used to. They want us to they think that we are supposed to be dominated by white people. And if we do anything and saying, no, we're not going to be dominated, they say, remember they did this to us. Remember they did that to us. Remember we're going to do that. It's like, and I honestly think they're like agents. You know what I mean? Because they can't let a conversation go forward. They got to bring us back and remind us that we used to get beat. They used to burn our buildings. We know this, but can we have different
In
types
your
of
No,
conversations?
because they want you to be prepared.
You
What's
see
the
that?
point of
That's in
repeating
No.
the
your
same
title,
thing if
but
you're not
can
AI.
I
prepared
say
to
this
defend
though?
it?
You see that? They said no. We can't have the. See that I mean?
No, I didn't
Boom,
say
right
no. I
That's
there.
said
not,
that
this is an
AI is in
alternative.
your
Perhaps they
name.
want you to be prepared this time
Hold on,
so
hold
that
on.
when it comes, and it
Hey,
will
I
come,
could be able
you
to
can,
speak.
yeah, you don't proceed forward with your head in the sand. Maybe that's what they're saying.
Hey,
The
Some of
real
them.
quick.
AI is in his name. He is the agent.
All right, wait. All right, let's not do the childish stuff. So my thing is this though, right? So from a legality standpoint, it's not gonna work. All right, you can't buy land. have businesses on that land, and then if somebody want to patronize those businesses, you say no based off their skin tone, right? Their race, their country of origin, or their religion. So if they was to do this, it's literally against the Constitution and civil rights. Secondly, there's two methods, right? Before y'all want to just separate and then just create this black enclave, right? That hasn't happened yet. Why don't we try to move like a nation within a nation, right? Y'all can't even come on black-owned apps, but y'all talking about, oh, let's go segregate ourselves in the physical. Y'all can't even segregate yourself in the cyberverse. So how the fuck? Never mind.
Hey, Lou, can I say this though about the segregation part? Right. Um, I heard the audio. I saw the video this morning. But this the thing, right? We all live in segregated communities if
Yeah,
you really
hold
want to
on.
be
You
technical.
think I'm about to live in a segregated black community with bullets?
No, but you live in a segregated black community. A lot of us come from segregated communities or have seen segregated communities. So what dude is doing is not surprising. It's all about classism and racism. We gotta look, right? When a lot of black people came, their ancestors came to the South, left from the South and went to the North and went to the Midwest and the West Coast.
Yo,
You
yo,
went into
yo, yo, yo,
communities.
Brody. Y'all niggas stuck in this the problem, bro. You niggas is stuck in that black American nostalgia from back in the day. Y'all niggas living off y'all ancestors' work, my nigga. What the fuck is
No,
we
but
doing?
it's no, 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 but
What
Luke,
the fuck has our generation
but
done? Well, y'all
Luke,
niggas always referring to MLK,
Yep.
Malcolm X, you niggas to bring up
but
motherfucking Harriet Tubman, Dr. Cress Wilson. Y'all bring up all these people,
no, but
bro.
I didn't bring
Where
up
is the
anybody,
niggas
Lou.
now? Where is the nigga versions of
Oh,
these people
okay.
now?
Oh, okay, but you didn't let me
They don't
Your
want to
name
have
finish.
is
that
Bullets
conversation.
Gotti, nigga.
Okay, but you didn't let me finish.
They're
I
Your
said
name
let
is
unkillable.
me finish.
Bullets Gotti, nigga. Your name is not Malcolm X the third. You named after Italian mafia nigga.
But you
You
didn't allow me to
hollering and making all
finish.
that damn
You
noise
you
for
didn't
they
allow
arrest
me
your
you didn't
ass.
allow me to finish what I was saying. What I
Yo,
was
but your
saying was
name is Bullets Gotti,
Change
not
your
El
name, bro.
okay,
Shabab,
Lou
Change
not
your
Fact
name,
not
is a
bro.
white
not
man
not
on Twitter.
Moses, not
okay,
Jesus. Your
but
name is
that
Lou,
Bullets
shut up.
fucking
okay, that's cool.
Gotti.
That's
Change your
cool.
name,
But
bro.
Bullets
what
is
Change your
I
name.
actually acting
what I
like he
was
got some
saying
sense, okay?
what
So
I
won't
was
you follow him
saying
then?
okay, what I
Why
was
don't you
saying
suck
was
your dick from your ass, Curtis?
You see that? At
okay,
least
but
it's long enough.
What?
can I
What
finish what I
the
was saying?
fuck?
She's a
What
weirdo,
I
man.
was
She's a weird
saying
lady.
was is that we all live in segregated communities even to this day. You know, you
Nigga,
can't go into
segregate
it.
your name.
Okay,
You can't
but can
even
I please?
segregate your name. You got an Italian name. You segregate with the Italians right now. You from Sicily, nigga. Segregate your name, my nigga. Call yourself fucking Flavor Flav or something, nigga. You could have called yourself any nigga in the world, right? You could have called yourself Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, right? But you call yourself Bullet fucking Gotti. And you trying to talk about some segregation, nigga?
He could have called himself Ballot or the
So
Bullet.
what I
He
was
called
saying
himself that.
was Lou, and
You didn't even
I'm
name yourself after
because
a
I
black
can't.
gangster. Call
Lou,
yourself
oh
Freeway
my
Ricky
God.
Ross.
Bumpy Johnson.
Okay, I'm not with the
Nigga, call
trolling,
yourself
bro.
Bumpy Gotti. Oh, that sounds crazy. Bumpy Gotti is crazy.
Is we having a
That was
conversation or we just gonna
diabolical,
troll?
man.
I'm not understanding,
That
bro.
was act.
Why
What
your
you're
name ain't
describing.
Thug? Why your name ain't Thug Freeway Ricky Ross?
Slim Thug.
Why your name ain't Thuggy Prince? Jay Prince or something. You out of all of those niggas and all of the degenerates in the world, you find an Italian mafia member that hate black people. Italians don't fuck with niggas. They don't even do business with you niggas.
Trying to tell us about black people.
And if they do, nigga, they give you. Well, I ain't talking about now, because I fuck with a lot of Italians now. But back in the day, nigga, them Italian mafia niggas do not fuck with niggas. They used to lie. They used to rob stores, and then they used to call the store and then say, "Oh yeah, it was the niggas."
The Italian man will
Yo,
never respect
Lou,
a black man
I'm not.
pretending to be an
I'm
Italian man.
trying to really have a serious
I'm surprised
conversation.
nobody named themselves
I'm
Thugnificent.
not
That would be
understanding
kind of
what we
cool.
trolling. Like, I'm not trolling. I'm just trying to have a serious conversation because what I was
Shut
saying
the hell up,
was
Nikki.
Who the
Okay.
fuck is Nikki? That must be the chick you going to see. Whatever. That's
What
why
what
your
I
ass
was
so
what I
happy.
basically was saying was
Nikki in the
is
chat. What
that
the hell you
we
talking
could talk about what
Oh,
this
She
my
dude
always
about?
talking
Oh,
about
bad.
she
people's
dick watching. Calm
relationships.
down,
Yeah,
dick
that's what I'm
watcher.
saying. Damn. She
I
always
mean,
in
She
somebody's
always dick
fucking.
watching. What the fuck?
Lou, just know that I would never let you go out like AI been wanting for the same piece of ass for 3 goddamn years that he had to pay $1,200 on a Frontier international flight to go see and had to pay for a babysitter once he got there and buy them little cheap ass snacks for them kids. I'm never gonna let you go out like that, cuz.
so let me ask you a question, Luke, because you
Bullet,
love
one
to
mic on you.
salute the Jews, right? Do you feel that the
Nigga, you
Jews
love
is
to
right?
salute the Italian mafia, nigga.
No, but I'm asking this question, bro. Like, all jokes aside, bro. Like, the Jews, right?
I
They
never,
had
I
they
never,
had
I never, I never go. I don't go by Meyer Lansky, nigga. I don't go by Meyer Lansky. That's a Jewish gangster. You go by. What's your question?
So what I was saying was the Jews have their own community, right? They have their own hospitals, they have their own police.
They do?
They don't go to the same hospital that you go to. They
What?
don't deal with the NYPD or whatever police that's in their community. They deal with their own Jewish police.
Norman, is that true?
So
Yeah, that's
so
true in
so
especially
In New
Brooklyn. He
York,
got a
for
point.
sure.
Yeah, in New York.
so what I'm
Well, no,
saying
no, no,
is
no,
if
no. They got a police station within the police station. So they got a police force within the police force. Asians got it too, though, with that hate crime bill. I
But
mean, with that
everybody
South
has
Asian.
so
substations.
so
There are
what I'm
subs
what I'm
black
saying is
substations in communities in Houston too. There, it's called a substation. That's not just for Jewish people.
no, but let me just say this, right? Like when it comes to the Jewish community or even the Asian community, these communities
So they call
practice what
911
they
or
do.
another number?
Yes, they do,
Hey, you
and they
don't
have their own
remember that
police
story,
force.
What's that number?
Bullets? Bullets, remember that black kid got hit by a car that one
Yeah,
time in New York, and then
yeah,
they the Jewish ambulance came out, and then
yeah.
when
It
they
was.
came out, they found out it was a black kid. They
Yeah,
misunderstood it was a
they let
Jewish
him
person
die.
that hit a black kid, but they got the wrong intel. So then they left the boy there and he died.
Yeah, they let him
What?
die. Yeah, they let him die on the
How long
ground. They
has this
let
shit
him
been
die.
going on? I
Oh
never
yeah,
heard
that
of
was
this in my
a
life.
that started a lot of issues between black people and Jews in New York. I had a room about
Yeah,
that a while ago.
and we still have those problems. So what I'm saying is, Lou. So what this man is saying is no different than what we deal with the Jews or what anybody deal with white people. It's just basically it's just like if you live in a certain county in a certain state, white people got their own sundown towns. They got their own people. So what he's doing is no different. They've been practicing this. So I'm not surprised that a young person that's in his 20s or what however old he is in his 30s is saying he wants his own segregated community. They've been pushing segregation. So it's not surprising, man. They call police on you when you look suspicious in the neighborhood. They don't know you. They want to know why you there. They follow you. They have the security. You in the elevator. They clutching a purse. So these is people that's telling you they don't want to live next door to you. So what is surprising
So
about
they
it? They
clutching their
tell
purse
you.
at a nigga named Bullis Gotti, and you think they don't want to live next
No,
door
they
to us? I'm
clutch their
pretty
purse
sure.
to
I'm
anybody that's
pretty sure.
black, bro.
I'm pretty sure they cool with living next door to LeBron James or
No, they
David
not.
Stewart. But a nigga that look like you, that call yourself after a Italian mafia member, I'm pretty sure I mean, they got justification to be mad. I'm gonna be nervous too.
I
From around a nigga
mean,
like you.
No,
they
Lou,
scared
because
of.
remember, was it Jay-Z or Mariah Carey that they wouldn't let into one of those co-ops in New York
Put a one
City?
in
Do
the
y'all
chat if
remember
you see
that
Bullis Gotti.
Yes.
Put a one in
back
the
in the
chat if
day?
you see. Put a one in the chat if you see Bullis
It
Gotti.
was it was
Late
Trump
night,
Towers that didn't want to
down
let
the street.
Yeah, it
Jay Z.
Y'all
was
would clutch
Trump
y'all fucking
Towers.
pearls.
Was it Jay-Z that they
Yo,
It
didn't
was
Lou.
let get
Jay
into
Z. They
Trump
didn't want to
Towers?
Lou,
vote.
I
They
just
didn't want
looked
to
that up, man. That's
Put
Right.
a
wrong,
one in
But
the
y'all
man.
chat.
black people gonna still support
I
Donald
just looked
Trump
it up.
though.
They don't got their own hospitals, man. They don't got their own
Wait, hold
police
on.
force. That's a lot.
Hold on,
Yeah, they
because
don't.
y'all trying to talk over my point. Put a one in
Nah,
the
they do
chat
have.
if y'all see a nigga like Bullis Gotti walking down the street and it was late night. Would you cross the street and clutch your pearls? Put a one in the chat.
I'd probably offer him some food and see if he needed shelter, to be perfectly honest. But
So is the black community racist against you? Because everybody put ones in the chat. They said they'll run across the fucking street against their own people.
I mean, that's cool, bro. I mean. we all have to have some jokes and sense of humor, but
Wait, jokes.
but at the end of the day,
Nigga, use a 39-year-old street nigga.
that's cool.
Oh, so you're doing all this to make your little lack dog laugh. Okay. He
I'm a
got the
dog
joke. Can
now.
we move on?
Damn, that's what
I
you
didn't
call
even
black
put a
men.
name on it.
Luke
Damn.
in
I was the
here,
only
Luke
one
in here
laughing.
entertaining whites.
No, he's entertaining wannabe whites, girl. That's even worse.
Oh, okay.
Hey, no, I'm just talking shit. But hey, bullets, I'm dead serious, but I'm playful because your ass is full of shit. So, when you gonna come move to Jackson, Mississippi, or Detroit, since you want this black enclave?
He's Caribbean, bro.
Oh,
I'm going
at the
there.
end of the day,
Why you ain't go back to Jamaica, bro? It's hella niggas out there. You have Jamaican, your daddy Jamaican. You a anchor baby. Matter of fact,
So I will
Trump
say,
finna make some
hush,
modifications
Lou.
to the 14th Amendment.
I will say that there are private forces, like a couple of people put in the chat, because I'll be honest, y'all in California are different. Remember when they had those fires? I did not know that those other people had their own private firefighters. Now that's some crazy ass shit. Because where are
Yeah,
they getting the water from? Now that I was
yeah,
like, that is insane that they're allowed
yeah,
to pay for their own damn firefighters and shit.
yeah. That's actually true. And AI is not necessarily their own police force; it's their own neighborhood watch called the Shroom or
Yeah,
Shireen.
I looked it up. Yeah, I read it.
Yeah, yeah.
But
So,
I do. They do
yeah.
coordinate with the NYPD. But
Well,
I get
well,
what y'all
well,
saying. They
well
are
they
probably on
have
some fuck
to.
shit. Obviously, we know they
What
are.
they have to, but they're basically just security guards. It's like
They smart.
like an
That's what we need to
upscale
do.
neighborhood. It's
Yeah.
just
All
an
these,
upscale neighborhood having private security. That's all that
bro,
But
is.
all
would
these
that not be
niggas.
like the Nation of Islam or
No,
the
Nah.
but
what was that
the Nation
angel
of
group
Islam
in New
protect the
York?
Nation of Islam.
Guardian
Never,
A
they don't.
angels.
guardian
The Guardian
angels.
Angels.
Wait,
Yeah,
but
kind of.
all of these
Not really,
fucking
but yeah.
kidnappings going on in Chicago of children and women and shit. Why we don't just implement it? Why we just
And
mad like,
Florida, Lou, did you hear about the 60 children that were found? My mom just sent that to me. Did
Baloo.
bro?
y'all hear about
Chicago
this?
is crazy.
Baloo, this is
Wait,
the point I was saying earlier. What we
There were
do is we like
60
to just
missing
react to what other
kids.
groups are doing versus just doing what we need to do. You know what I mean?
There were
Like,
six. Wait a minute, one second. Did y'all hear about the U.S. Marshals finding those 60 missing
no, what the
kids
fuck you mean? 1 second,
that were
Curtis was
in
talking. Curtis, do your
Florida?
thing.
she don't care.
Nobody care about Curtis except for you. Did y'all
She don't
not hear
care.
about the 60 missing kids that were found in Florida by the U.S.
Yeah, we heard
Marshals?
about it.
My phone
Yes.
finna die. Hold it down.
Oh, you don't care about melanated children. Of course not.
Yes, Trump
Can
figured it
somebody
out.
have a conversation about white people so Curtis can participate in the conversation again?
You-
Yeah,
that
even
lady.
you gotta laugh, Satan. Be gone, Satan.
Why you put that in the chat? Don't put that in the fucking chat next time when I ever say why the fuck is Miki in
Ain't
here on
nobody
mute.
come to see you, Otis.
Don't put
Satan
that in
could
the chat.
laugh.
I was in a room and
Oh,
I was in a
El
room and I
Jefe,
seen
let me
Miki
put
on
it in
mute.
the chat.
I said, "Whoa, what is Miki doing on mute in here?" She gonna put in the chat, "Be gone, Satan."
Wait, break down the
Exactly.
Florida. Hold on, no. All jokes aside, break down that Florida shit though, cause
I
I
put it in the chat. So basically, there were the U.S. Marshals found 60 missing kids that were found in Florida, ages 9 to 17. They were critically missing children. Basically, people that kids that were exposed to substance abuse, sexual exploitation. They arrested 8 people, and they faced several charges, including human trafficking, child endangerment, narcotics possession, and custodial interference. So just FYI. And this was not put all over the news, by
My
the way.
question to you: were the people that they arrested in connection with that, were they black?
I don't know. But whenever they don't show the faces or is not
Oh, you gotta
broadcasted,
assume they white.
we have to assume that they weren't black. So actually, that's a good question. Let me see if they were, because my mom sent that to me. But this is not plastered off. 60 children, y'all. These people are
This is
crazy.
I heard
real.
about this.
Epstein part two.
Like, what do we do? Like, this is what we really need to be focused on is protecting our damn kids. This is ludicrous. How the hell is this? How is this happening?
We're
It's
not vigilant.
sad. It's really sad though.
Because
Was
them
all the
damn
kids
police
alive?
probably in with it too.
Yeah,
They
they recovered the
complicit.
children, but Lord knows what they have been put through.
How long have the kids been missing, or is it just at a range? Is it a range of ages, like time?
You know what? Because it wasn't in the news and I'm not in Florida, like my mom sent this to me. So
Oh,
I'm ashamed to say I don't even know too many details about it. I'm just sharing it in the hope that it was like somebody in that county could talk about it, right? Just to get the information out there.
I know a lot of y'all probably don't want to hear this, but Donald Trump made it a mission that he's going to recover more kids under his administration because I think under the Biden
Yeah, he's
administration,
gonna
hold,
let them
hold
out
on, let
from
me
under his
just
basement.
hold on, let me. I thought we was having a serious conversation about children. Like, I know they said through the last administration that 200,000 kids were missing that came from over the border or just, missing, period. And I know he dedicated to actually trying to find more of those kids than any other administration. So shout out to that, man.
I mean, just release the
Them to go
Epstein
missing.
files. Start with that. Like, I mean, isn't he? I mean, he's holding up the Epstein file, so like, he'll say anything at this
Most of
point.
y'all niggas don't read anyway. I don't know why y'all want the files to be released.
Yeah,
Some of y'all didn't even
you
read the
might not
MLK
read.
files. What's the MLK files say?
Yeah, you might not read, but
Y'all want
that's
to know about the
wanted to
Epstein
say.
files? What did the
What we
MLK
want to
files
do
say?
is, you know what? Any person that argue against releasing of the Epstein files, I really don't want to have a
Who
conversation
argued
with you.
against it? I'm asking you, what does the
Yeah,
MLK
any person.
files?
Look, why are you challenging me on it? Matter of fact, this is something you always talking
Can
about
somebody,
unity.
let's talk about
You're
the
talking. Hold
MLK
on, hold on. You're
files.
talking about unity. One thing that we all should be unifying around is that we are against child predation. The end.
That's a
So
fact. That was the
I put
conversation.
a big link at the top, and this is how diabolical this is, y'all. That's why I said like we really got to be on our P's and Q's. We talk about creating groups for community, creating groups for commerce. We got to be creating groups just to spread this news. Cause look, that's a Florida Phoenix article. And usually, when you Google this stuff, it's like ABC, NBC, CNN, whatever. Like, look at this. And this was like a pretty big deal. Operation Dragon Eye involved 20 agencies and more than 100 people recovering 60 missing children in critical danger. And this was dated June 23rd, 2025. Like, this should pretty much be broadcast all over the place. So I'm just saying, every single article that I'm looking at is either from something that is locally Tampa Bay. Okay, here is something from the actual U.S. Marshals. So that's all I'm saying. Y'all just be diligent because it's human trafficking is seriously right. This is big business right now. So y'all just be careful. So look, I'm putting it in the chat, literally from the U.S. Marshals. So anywho, yeah, I just wanted to put that out there because I'm like, why isn't anybody talking about this? That's crazy. Please don't come in here defending Donald Trump, Curtis. Like seriously, after your little pro-black rant, please, can you at least give it a 2-hour rest?
Defending him, congratulating the person that set out Operation to find children. I don't give a fuck if it's Donald Trump, Joe Biden, or fucking whoever. It's a good thing. Like, stop trying to politicize it.
You
Who
don't
gives a
gotta
fuck if it was
politicize
done?
something like this. For you to get away with something this massive, like of course, like you can't I'm never going to cape for people that are doing icky things, whether you're doing icky things against white people, black people, women, children, like people who prey on the people we know how they get these kids, right? That's why you'll never find me supporting like what's the man name? R.
Joe
Kelly.
Biden, a
Mhm.
Screw
known
you.
pedophile, genocide racist.
Obama.
Joe Biden is not a known pedophile. What are you talking
Yes,
about?
I guess a video in the link. He's a damn pedophile.
I'm just
Joe
Check the
saying,
Biden
video
is
in the
not a
link.
brackets.
known
He's
pedophile.
a
What are,
known genocide racist
You
pedophile.
put
Yes,
that
he
shit in
how
is.
is he a
brackets.
known genocide? So
Obama,
wait.
Biden,
What
Jesus,
genocide has Joe Biden
fucking
committed?
Epstein's mom. You
What
know,
what genocide has Joe Biden committed?
Do you want to go into the damn the
Did
'90s
I not ask
crime
you a
bill?
question?
Yeah. Do you want to go to the crime bill?
So you're talking
Do,
about the crime bill that was
yes,
co-authored and was
that mainly was
bipartisan?
targeting black people.
So why don't you name all of the people that were instrumental in
I
passing and
could
writing
send you
that
the
bill?
Nikki, you
link.
know you don't got to cape for a white man, right? Joe
I'm
Biden is a
not
I
white
can send you the
man.
caping
link.
for a
I'm
There's a
white
just
link
saying
man.
right
literally in
now,
the chat
So
of
fucking
this
Joe
is what
Donald
Biden
y'all
damn near
do.
molesting
I
should be
kids.
a
literally
problem.
named black men as well, but
That
the
was
fact of
set
the
up
matter is that I
within
cape for the
brackets.
truth. There are plenty of reasons for us to dislike certain people, and yes, a lot of them happen to be white. But whenever you say stuff like that, Curtis, I automatically dismiss you because intelligence does not have a color, my brother. I don't need to make shit up in order
Mm,
to embrace the truth. But to say
mm.
for somebody to
So
say
just
that there
ask
was
for his receipts.
genocide,
Just ask for his receipts.
genocide is a
But
serious
culture
term.
does have a
Like,
color, my brother.
you
Well,
know
just
what? Y'all got it.
ask for his
Y'all
just
got
ask
it.
for his
Go ahead
source. That's
on.
it. You don't got to
I don't
I
defend
need
can
a
Joe
tell
source
you
Biden.
if I
right
know
now,
things not to be
I'm a
Well, if he
true.
white
made the
ass
claim, let
bitch,
him
but
ask
I
for the
come from
source.
Mexico.
Hey,
What the
wait,
fuck
wait,
are you
let him at,
talking
wait,
about?
hold
Yeah,
on.
Yeah,
color
ask him
ain't
for
no
his source before
problem.
you kind of cape
Go
for
Wait,
him.
ahead.
wait,
Go to
The
source
the
for
link is in
who?
the
school
chat.
and be white.
Wait, the source for who?
No, he
Fuck
made
you
a claim
talking
that Joe
about?
Biden is a
Oh, ain't no
genocidal
problem.
pedophile.
Put it in
So Miki
fucking
automatically
We
put her
writing.
can't
cape
hear
on.
if it's eight niggas speaking.
Thank
Hello.
God. Thank God.
So Miki put her cape on immediately once she heard that and started to fight for her life again for Joe Biden. It's like,
No,
yo,
I
versus
didn't.
fighting for him,
I
let
just
him
said
let him
I
defend the
never heard
claim.
anybody say genocide because I didn't vote for Barack Obama either time. And I'm just curious if Joe Biden had committed a genocide that would have come out the first time he ran and the second time he ran as vice president with a Barack Obama. So if
I
you've
voted for that
uncovered
white nigga the
new
first time.
information that didn't even come out when the man was running for president, then I'm like, damn, you must have some hella good resources, my
Just ask
brother.
for well, where's your source at? Did you drop it, brother?
Where's your source, FBA? Put it in the chat.
Yes, it's in the link. It's in the
Wait,
chat. Look
breaking
at it.
news, breaking news,
Known
breaking
I'm
news,
pedophile.
registered
breaking
and
news,
fucking got my
breaking
vote
news,
in.
So you have an
breaking
First time.
Instagram
news.
post as your proof.
A
Gotcha.
known pedophile. You can see it with your eyes.
Yo,
Open your
yo,
eyes.
yo,
No,
breaking
it's like
news,
a
breaking
matter of
news,
I
record.
don't
breaking
even see the
But
news,
the
link.
sec
breaking news, breaking
Yeah, I don't hear
news,
Lou.
breaking news. Hey, Dr. Navarre, funky ass.
From reports that a mass stabbing has happened at a Walmart there. So here's what we know at this hour. This is coming from the Grand Traverse County Sheriff's Office. It says they are investigating a multiple stabbing incident at the Walmart in Traverse City. The suspect is in custody. Details are limited at this time. A PIO is en route to the scene and details will be posted as they become available. Please avoid the area as the investigation is ongoing. We are also getting some more updates from the FBI as well. Dan Bongino taking to X here and saying FBI personnel are responding to provide any necessary support to the Grand Traverse County Sheriff's Office in their investigation of the attacks at the Walmart. And
Damn.
Already.
Is that
11.
the breaking news, Lou?
Yeah, I don't know. I just want to derail the room.
So wait, there was see, this is why I get my groceries delivered. I know we're supposed to be boycotting Walmart, but I'm boycotting
Wait, 20
Target.
people got stabbed. Y'all ain't hear that part?
It was
Damn.
20
No, I
people?
did. That's why
Yeah.
I said, where is Traverse City? And somebody graciously answered that it was in Michigan.
Michigan. Is it
That's
outside of
insane.
like Detroit? How far?
It
Like where is it at?
says, it's, it says, well, so it was, my bad. It was 11 people stabbed 2 hours ago. And then they're updating. They said potentially 30 people, but 11 confirmed.
Is that considered a mass stabbing?
I don't know. Did anybody die? I gotta look it up.
I don't know how you stab so many niggas. Was
Wait,
they
I'm
all
trying to
standing
find
in
out this.
line?
I'm trying to find out this story about this shit in my in Florida. So can somebody post a link in the chat again, please?
I think
I
Miki
put it
posted it.
up at the top, Blue. And
Oh shit.
FBA, please don't say that I'm ever defending a pede. Like, I know that Lou likes to uphold, random ass black men, which is why you got a mod, and you're talking about FBA with the wife beater on, and I don't know what the fuck you got on. Like, seriously. After you probably got your hair braided by somebody who was not even African American, but
Shut
Negro,
your
don't
ass up.
don't play on my top. Literally, don't play on my
It's a
top.
known video right there in
I
your
know you
face. You
saved
want to
up your
close your
entire
eyes and
life
you
to
want to
go on
defend this
vacation
white
somewhere.
trash.
I'm not defending any trash,
Mickey,
okay?
I hope you don't bring this to another app because
I'm
we'll
not
get
bringing
banned.
this to another app, but we need to
Yeah.
call out crackheads, whether they are black or white. I'm an equal opportunity crackhead crusher, so I'm just calling your ass out. Foundational Black American, you mean foundational black ass. That's what the fuck that means in
Miki
your
is a
case.
Shut
fucking
your fake
fool.
half white
So
ass
whatever.
up. Want to
I
be passing for
can't.
white
I gotta be honest, I can't
protecting
hate
a white
Miki. Miki, I don't
supremacist.
fuck with you, but I can't hate you for some reason.
Whatever.
She
Y'all be
the
getting
Not,
on my
she
nothing on
nerves.
Miki though.
the
I
Nothing
fake
most
on
fuck
definitely
Miki.
Thank
don't
you,
pussy.
fuck.
Maya. That
Maya
beautiful
always
black
caping for the
queen. Y'all be
problematic
getting on my
motherfuckers.
Not at
goddamn
all.
nerves.
Not at
Miki's
all.
the only person I don't fuck with that makes me
You know,
laugh.
Maya, you caping for somebody that eat pork. Mickey be eating chillings, all type of
I
nasty
do
ass
not
shit.
eat chitlins.
You can
She's
Shut
gonna
tell.
she's
up,
gonna she's
Blue.
gonna go vegan tomorrow. Starting
I
tomorrow.
am.
No, she
You know
not.
what? I'm gonna piss y'all off one day and fly Maya out so she can feed me some grapes, and then y'all would really be mad.
Hey.
Hey,
Miki energy is off. She
y'all would
needs to
be
be
so
recentered.
mad. Oh my god.
Your chakras is probably all fucked up.
Woo, that would be fun though.
Organic grapes with seeds in them.
Girl, yes, organic grapes
Not
and
with seeds in
and
them.
wear that bathing suit. Wear
Oh
that
Yes.
bathing
gosh,
suit.
Mickey,
That's
please, come on, stop it.
Man, nobody want to see her in that bathing suit. What the hell?
oh, I'm not gonna post my pictures like you crackheads. Look at me. No, that's that would be between.
Stop calling
Okay,
people crackheads. Like what the fuck? Like stop that.
can we change the channel, please?
Niggas is crackheads though. Niggas be
I
crackheads.
know crackheads
Hi-
and bananas. Where is TC
Yeah,
banana
where is
ass?
TC banana pudding ass?
Banana pudding. That is funny as hell.
TC and Mickey is like fucking Israel and Gaza. Y'all just forever gonna be at war.
Can't stand TC. Oh my god.
Why
Who you
not?
hate more, me or TC?
Ever,
You're getting
because
pretty
Mickey.
close to.
we're
You
gonna.
know what? You're
Yeah.
like a gnat, and TC is like a mosquito. You know what I'm saying? So y'all are just annoying and just pop up after some shit is around. That's you and TC.
I'll be
Like
honest, Mickey.
seriously.
I don't fuck with you, and I don't like
Damn.
you, but you really are likable. I see why people like you, but I don't like
Why
you
don't you like her? If she's so likable, why don't you like her?
because she just, you know what I mean. Like she don't always have to challenge people. You know what I mean? Like Mickey likes to dominate men, and I get
Yeah.
that from her. She want to dominate. She
I
want to
See,
conquer
do.
men.
that's why I
Definitely,
like
Oh
her.
my
definitely
But
me.
god.
That's the
wait,
You don't
best
have to
let's
part of
keep it
conquer.
her.
real though.
All the
She only
ones you
started doing
saw,
that. Listen,
Trill.
Mickey used to be. Listen, you got to think about it, bro. She's trying to overcompensate because she used to be a Republican all her life. So now she's around liberals, and then she see how a lot of women on the left emasculate men. So she's trying to do it, like, she's bad at doing it because that's not who she is in her essence. So she's overcompensating by trying to
Yeah,
fit in.
I
Mashallah.
know women like Mickey, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you this: women like Mickey, they really fall hard for a nigga. You know what I mean? You just it's like a Bronco. You got to break them into being like,
Excuse
Yeah.
me?
you know what I mean? You got
It's
to
hard.
break
Wait,
She
Mickey
what?
in.
she
A
can't
Bronco?
say
Break their
jack.
booty.
You
Oh
got
Break
to
my
break her in.
what?
god.
Trust
Trill.
me.
She
Shut
can
up,
It's
say
like
passport
like
holder.
all
but
right.
she
So
can't
all the
say
horses y'all see that's kind of normal.
What
People have
the
to break
hell
them
y'all
in.
say?
So when you got a wild horse, you got to break them in. You got to ride them and break
Why are
them in
you
and kind of
referring
let
her
them
to the
know,
Not
animals?
like,
breaking her
listen,
in.
we going in
That's
this
so weird.
direction. We going in
Thank you,
this
Nah.
Kat. Can
direction.
we
Yo,
change the
You know what
topic?
I
Because
mean?
this is getting
Please.
fuck.
weird right
So
now. Like
right. Like
yeah,
seriously.
it depends on what
she's
word you think
wild.
is
Like a
appropriate.
good
But
dog.
That's
but
crazy.
ladies, this is why when they say they want submissive women, they literally want somebody to cuss they stupid ass out and then they get
I
turned
would
But
on.
you the
love
So
same
that.
just
person that
FYI.
said
Tell
that
me not to say,
you the
faggot.
same
That's a
person that said
fact.
why are men attracted to women who abuse them, but then you do the abusing. Fuck out of here.
Exactly,
I'm not in a
exactly.
relationship with none of you cretins.
You're
The
verbally
fuck?
abusive.
You
You
was in
verbally.
Curtis DMs. He told me.
Well,
Yep,
I have never
Oh
been in
hell
Curtis's DM.
nah.
Woo, why
yep.
are you lying?
Since you
I
like to
already
lie
sent
all the
them.
fucking
Look, I
time,
sent.
fuck it. Let's keep it going.
You know what? That's why your Tesla gonna break down. Then what?
Then
I'll
I'm gonna
upgrade
call
it.
you.
That's why
Not
you
the
can't walk on the
not too
beach
What's
much
the
on
without
the
big
your.
deal?
Teslas. Not too much.
See
Okay,
that?
just for my. But Lou, the one that talking
Okay.
about. I can't find my keys. I
You need to
can't
say
find
not
my
too much
keys.
on Lou. Why you always defending everybody else except Lou?
Cause you a
Top left, you all right?
crackhead.
Lou, I defend you all the time.
I don't give a
Stop.
fuck what you talking about. You need to defend me more.
Well, if you go vegan, maybe I will.
Ha ha. You know Lou is never gonna get rid of those tacos.
He be
Taco Tuesday.
lying.
Wait a minute, Lou. You got a vegan spot outside your crib. You took me to.
I
What
know.
the hell?